Welcome, boys. Hassan.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So we obviously had a night, a couple of nights ago, but this is our first time actually sitting down, sober, at least semi-sober, and having an actual conversation, so it's going to be good. So what's your story with Bali? Obviously, you live in Dubai, born in England, but you've been to Bali a couple of times.
Yeah, bro, so this is my third time in a row coming to Bali. So I've been to Bali the March of 2022, 2023, 2024. And yeah, I love Bali. I think it's such a great spot to come, especially this time of the year. The weather's super good, great people. I think Bali actually might be one of the best places to go if you're a young guy making some money. 100%. Like, I think Dubai is great, but the only thing with Dubai, and I've noticed this again coming back to Bali, is just Dubai is a driving city.
Yeah.
But Bali's more of it's like a community feel. Everyone feels like they know each other. Everyone's super friendly. I was in the haircut place earlier today, and the guy who was working there 2 years ago. I recognized him from 2 years ago.
Fuck off.
And it's like, he remembered me. And think about how many people must come there. So Bali, like, they really value...
Do you know you from Twitter?
No, just like a Balinese
legit,
guy. Like,
just legit.
Yeah, guy who, 100%.
Fuck.
So, and then in the gym it happened as well. They recognized me in the hotel I stayed at, because I stayed at the same hotel 3 years in a row. Yeah. Just, I like that nostalgic feeling, but yeah, man.
Yeah, it gets some flack in the timeline. But like, to be honest, I couldn't give a shit, right? Like, a lot of people think like, oh, if you're living in Asia, you must be broke.
That's a lie, yeah.
I genuinely enjoy the village by the sea lifestyle. Like, I'm sure Dubai is great. I never shit on Dubai, to be honest. Like, I'm sure it's a sick city. I lived in London, tier 1 city as well. Fucking sick. I love London. I probably will go back there eventually. But for me, I just love the lifestyle. I just love fucking being by the sea. I'm from Ireland originally, so obviously if I'm by the sea, that's just my natural state. But if I'm by the sea and it's actually hot weather, it's going to be even fucking better.
By the way, boys, just quickly, I think Tom just touched on this, but just to say it again. So we know each other from Twitter.
Yeah.
I've been seeing his tweets now for... Because when were you tweeting, really? Like, you
I'd say it's coming up to a year now. Coming up to a year.
Yeah, I think I've seen his tweets for up to a year now, close to a year. And then I'm guessing he's seen my tweets for about a year as well. Yeah. And I feel like I know you already, you know?
Yeah.
This is actually our first conversation. Yeah. We saw each other in the club the other day. He invited me to this, like, fight night promotion kind of thing, and we watched some fights. It was super fun. But yeah, it's actually like our first time actually talking.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's like,
but I feel like I know you.
You're one of like those guys on Money Twitter. Like you've been posting for fucking years, bro.
Yeah.
Like legit years. Like just non-stop, like money motivation, just shit on the timeline. Like as in respect.
Because you probably have the opposite approach, because you're more like, when you post it's a banger, I'm more like a machine gun.
Yeah. No, you've got some bangers too, though, for sure. Yeah. But like, there's I don't know. My approach is more like, I came onto the app originally, and I was just bored of just watching people. Like at the time as well, when I first started tweeting, it was all like ChatGPT giveaways and all this like value threads and all this bullshit. And genuinely, bro, I just looked and I was like, this is just fucking boring.
Content's just mad powerful now as well. To all of you guys watching this right now, you're thinking, oh, I'm scared of putting myself out there. Just do it.
Yeah.
Because like we've met right now from Twitter. I have a big private network. He's met a lot of people from Twitter as well. It's just so powerful, the actual content game, because when you meet someone in real life, you kind of, okay, let's say you see someone in the gym.
Yep.
I saw someone in the gym earlier today because he heard me talk about Bitcoin. I was actually making a YouTube video and he heard me mention Bitcoin. He turned around and was like, oh yeah, Bitcoin. Anyway, for me to go speak to that person, okay, maybe he's in decent shape because he's in the gym, but then does he have the same views as me on money, as life, politics, everything?
Yeah.
It's kind of more complex, but when you talk to people online, you know, I know exactly who you are, and I've never even spoken to you, just from tweets. And then I'm sure it's the same the other way around. So online content is mad powerful.
You have to be putting yourself out there online. Like for myself, so I was working corporate. I've never really actually told my story, so I may as well do it now. Fuck it.
First podcast, by the way, boys.
Yeah, first ever podcast. So I was working in the corporate world. I'm an exact poster boy of doing everything right. So in school, I smashed my exams. Anyone that knows me in real life, they're watching this, they know I study hard as fuck. Smashed my exams, got into college, smashed those exams, got a first class honour in a business tech degree. Obviously a shitload of good jobs there. Came out, was working in pretty much like all the best tech companies you could possibly imagine I've worked in. For example, I was working in Accenture, top consulting firm, with clients like Google, did 2 years there, software engineering. Then moved into other companies after that. And essentially I realised that I had ticked every single box that was demanded of me, and I was still fucking broke. Like that's the thing. Like, and I realised it's just a complete scam. So it's like, maybe if I maxed out that career path for like another like 2 or 3 years, I'd probably get to maybe 120k.
Yeah, literally.
And like at 120k living in London, like you're still broke applying for mortgages. You're still checking, can you like order like this with your meal, this and that. You've got a girlfriend on top of that. Then you want to put in a family. Bro, you're fucked. You're fucked, bro.
People don't realize
But like, I did everything that I was supposed to do, bro.
Supposed to. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I realized that way too late. So obviously,
How old are you now? So
I'm 27 as of last month.
Right.
So the flip side for that is you getting kicked out of uni, I believe. Yeah?
Yeah.
You got kicked out of uni, so you were forced to just like fuck this, like hustle culture. I actually wish.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like, you know, I'm not throwing away like my degree, whatever. My parents like, help me get your college.
Because everyone has
this and
their
that.
journey as well.
Yeah, exactly. Everything that I did is like why I'm here, and that might sound like cope, and I might be fair enough, but genuinely, like I don't want to just be disregarding what my parents helped me to get through college. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe that if I didn't go to college, I would have speed run my success by like 3-4 years easily. Because I'd have no plan B. I had to, bro.
In life, if you have to do something, you usually find a way.
Yeah.
It's like if you're drowning, you're gonna try and come up for water,
Yeah.
and if you don't, then you really couldn't because
Yeah.
you tried. You know, it's like if someone said. Sometimes I ask people, it's like, do you think you could swim from here, let's say, all the way to that boat, that whatever? And they're like, no. So I'm like, what? So if I dropped you, let's say someone dropped you in the water, you drown? It's like, what's the alternative? You have to survive. You literally have to survive. But people are so weak. But people like us, they're like, I don't care how many miles of swimming it is, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Unless it's crazy waves and nature's too strong, whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ocean's too powerful. But I'm saying in general, if it's just like normal water, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna, oh, we can't swim anymore. Your mind's a very powerful thing. But yeah, I got goosebumps as you were saying that before because it's crazy how the system and society basically programs you into making you think that this is the right choice, that's the right choice. Like I was applying to LSE, which is London School of Economics for accounting and finance. In the end, I chose to go to Loughborough, and it was a great uni, and I had a bunch of fun. But the best thing that ever happened to me is I got kicked out of uni.
Why did you get kicked out?
Punched someone. So I punched someone in Freshers Week, first year. So I had a gap year after school. Then went to uni. In Freshers, I punched someone. Classic pushing and pushing. There's a big guy, and like I was just thinking, fuck this guy. He was pushing me.
Yeah,
He probably thought, okay, I'm bigger than this guy. I'll push him. So I punched him. 4 of his teeth came out. And then a few months later, went to magistrate court. Then they sent me to Crown Court.
Fuck.
The judge decided, don't send him to jail because he's at a very good uni and he's studying a good degree. He's a smart kid. He's never done anything wrong before. The judge, favored me. He basically saved me from going to jail. And then 2 months later, the uni then took it upon themselves to kick me out of uni. And I'm 99.99% sure it's because the guy who I punched, his parents kept putting pressure on the uni. Because when I went to the office, the Loughborough University office in the summer, his parents were in that room with me. Like they just didn't stop because they were in the courtroom with me. And when they were in the courtroom...
But like, can I say one thing? So how old was this guy? Like what, 20, 21 when you punched?
He was, I think, 3rd or 4th year. I was first year, but I had a gap year, so technically I was second. Like so a year older, 2 years older.
He's like 21, 22, and he's getting his parents involved in his own fucking issues.
It's just... it struck me on that moment, just also how, like, actions have consequences. Like in school, you can kind of do anything and you're a kid. Yeah. But then it's like in that one moment you do something and all of a sudden your life could change. And back then it's like, because I was at uni, I didn't have money. Yeah. You're like shit scared of these things. So when I was in the courtroom, I remember like the way court works obviously is you're behind a glass box. It's like a classroom, right? The teacher's at the front of the classroom and then he's facing this way. Everyone else is facing the teacher, but I'm at the back of the classroom. So no one can see me unless they turn around, but I'm looking at the judge. Yeah. It's like a very interesting dynamic. And then this guy who I punched, he was in the courtroom reading like this big essay he prepared saying, it's affected my life, my girlfriend, my parents, and all these things. But yeah, I mean, I actually am sorry about the whole situation. Yeah. Like I would not wish.
Yeah, because I saw someone did like an expose thread being like, "Oh, Hassan punched someone, whatever." Like
I always talk about that.
Yeah, but also like,
my story.
I've also been arrested as well for street. Like I don't give a shit.
Really?
Like it happened as well. Yeah, I just do not care. Also, like I've had some run-ins with the police too for like fucking. What? I feel like everybody on the side of Twitter that we're in, like in some sense, is a bit of a maverick, right? Just the way we tweet, the way we think, like even just like. To be going against the system and like kind of doing our own things at such a young age and just like basically saying fuck you to the system, like you have to be a certain type of guy. So it makes sense that we all kind of have similar stories.
It completely makes sense.
Yeah. But there's always telltale signs. So it's funny to see that you also have one of those stories as well.
No, it's interesting because I didn't have those stories. That's what I'm saying. I was that guy who never sold cookies in school, never sold bracelets in school. I was not a hustler in school. And it's because I just followed the path. So my dad was a doctor. He passed away 7 years ago. So he worked in the NHS. Very smart man, but he never applied it to business. Yeah. Quick story about my dad. He used to like famously always tell me just that he never got under 90% in an exam besides once in his life. So he'd always be putting pressure on me, do well in school, education. Literally on his deathbed, his last words to me. Last words to me, promise, this is a true story. He said to me, Hassan, promise me you'll work hard. And I remember like just shaking his hand, kissing his hand, like kissing him on his head. Basically just saying, yeah, like of course, like don't worry.
That's crazy, bro.
But I remember at that time I was so... You kind of just become at peace with the whole situation, knowing you can't, like when someone's terminally ill, you just kind of start accepting it. Yeah. I remember just being at peace with the whole situation, just thinking I'm gonna look after my mom, look after my brother. And now I took my brother out of uni, he's helping me in business, he lives in Dubai with me.
But also, you believe in God, right?
Yeah.
So like for you you know that your dad is like resting somewhere well,
And he'd
right?
always say this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me personally, like I genuinely believe in God. I genuinely believe in afterlife. So it's like, it is what it is. Like they've moved on to somewhere else. It's not over. One of the questions we actually have in our DMs that we can go through later is like, some guys like, how do you approach like having a nihilistic mentality?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's the point of anything? Firstly, like, I would like to say, they want you to have a nihilistic personality. Like, they want you to be nihilistic, to think like, what's the point in anything? So that essentially you just do what you want, act on impulse, etc. Essentially just leading you to hell, right? So they want you hopeless, distracted, and just semi-depressed in your bedroom, essentially. So you have to believe in a higher purpose. You have to believe that this isn't it, that after this there's something more. I feel like that's important, bro. Even in business for myself, like, I can track my exponential growth on Twitter, and then I suppose like add on to that is actually like in terms of actual business, like financials, like money in my actual bank account, to when I started praying. I know it sounds crazy, but when I started doubling up my prayers and I genuinely started accepting God about a year ago, my whole life and every quantifiable metric just went like that.
I used to say to people all the time that if you don't believe in God, then like even like something so simple like a man and a woman having sex isn't like such, when you think about it, such a simple process, but it creates a human being. Like it's mad how everything just works perfectly. The man and the woman come together, the sun rises every morning, the sun sets every evening, how we eat food, how the body digests, how the body like literally excretes waste, like with shitting and pissing and all these things, how the body moves. Like if you study biology, study physics, like everything's just too perfect for it not to be real.
No.
And people say, oh, it's a Big Bang. It's like, it's crazy. The thing is, right, in all the holy books, they talk about how you're not supposed to completely understand God. You're not supposed to completely internalize what that means, because the human brain is just not that developed yet. You're supposed to just have faith. That's why it's a test. I feel like this life is a test to see if you're good.
Bro.
But yeah, if I thought that this world was that's it and there was nothing, bro, I would do
like,
some crazy stuff.
One of the clapbacks you see from atheists is this: it's like, if God is real, why doesn't he just come down and like show us, and then like we'd all start believing? But like, analogy that I actually came up with the other day, and I think it's like a pretty good like clapback to atheists, is like essentially this: let's say you're multi-millionaire like yourself, right? And you meet a girl. Do you want to tell her right off the bat that you're worth like whatever 50 mil? No, of course not, right? Because she's gonna act a certain way to get into your kingdom, of course, i.e. eternal happiness, i.e. heaven, right? So she's going to act a certain way. What you want to do, right? Because as you said, life's a test. So it's why it's called the Old Testament, New Testament. I know you're Muslim, but whatever, Abrahamic religions all kind of roughly similar. What I'm trying to say is, it's a fucking test, bro. So whoever you are, like acting on a day to day, that's genuinely you. All right. If a guy comes out in the clouds and says, "Oh, I'm here, whatever, this, not, I'm God," then people are going to be acting in a different way. So this life is a test to see who you genuinely are. And I believe that for a fact.
Super true, yeah. And moving on to another point, like a lot of guys just tell girls exactly how much they make right on the first date and all this stuff.
Like dumbest shit about
people sometimes think this. I mean, even you in the club the other day, you were saying to me like something about like, why don't you flex like an 80k watch?
No, because like on Twitter, like and shit, you always have your watches and stuff. And I saw you in the club, and I was like, bro, I noticed like you don't have like your watch on. Is there a reason for that?
I mean, in Bali, the reason is I don't want it to get robbed. Because
fair.
A couple of years ago, I was wearing these fake chains. I never said they were real. They're actually fake chains from Top Man, I think. Do you know that's still Top Man?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think they're shut down now.
Yeah.
But Top Man in England, and there was like some £10 chains, and I wore them to Bali because I like chains a lot. I should actually buy a real one now, thinking about it. But at the time, I didn't have as much money. I didn't want to buy a real chain. So I wore some fake ones. And basically, they got snatched when I'm in Bali twice in like a couple of days. I was walking with my friends at 2 a.m. One guy on the motorbike, snatched. Another time, I literally just crashed my motorbike. Some crazy thing happened anyway. Another guy, as I was literally getting back on my bike, he was timing it perfectly, snatched again. So imagine they were real.
Fuck.
Now, to be fair, I think real chains are harder to snatch.
Yeah.
But still, man, that's the reason why, from a safety point of view. But also, people, I'm not sure if you guys are watching me for the first time right now, but I'm not actually look at me, I've got this watch, look at me, I got... That's just for content, that's social media, and also helps me connect with people like yourself. It's cool to increase your influence, increase your network, but I couldn't give a fuck about these things. Look, I'm wearing right now, what is this? Nike, Kill Crew shorts, Primark t-shirt, Nike socks, the same Nike shoes with a hole in it. My girlfriend earlier today was like, basically just making fun of my fashion as a joke, and my cameraman as well.
Bro, like literally, I do not buy clothes. I just don't buy clothes. Like everything that I'm wearing right now, actually, legitimately everything I'm wearing right now has been given to me by like either a woman or I've just like stolen off my brothers and shit. These shorts, shout out Kill Crew, my girlfriend got them for me. This t-shirt, my girlfriend got it for me. This hat is my girlfriend's hat. Just don't buy fucking clothes, bro. I think it's an extremely female trait to be obsessed with designer clothes. For someone like myself, like, I don't give a shit about cars or watches. I just don't. I just care about life experiences, doing sick shit. So, like, yeah, that's just the way I approach just doing sick shit.
I respect that as well. People have this idea of me that I'm just like sat there in Dubai like jerking off of my car. Like I buy supercars because it's a tool to get more influence. And everyone who kind of everyone.
Now, you understand the game exceptionally well, better than everyone.
And everyone with a high IQ, like you completely understand what I'm saying as well. It's not that I get excited by. You should have. I've only got, like, on my YouTube channel, I've only got one video of me picking up one of the cars. It was like the shittest edit ever. I told my cameraman do it in literally a couple hours. It was a shit edit. It got 5k views. The other 5 supercars I bought, because I have 6 supercars, none of them were recorded. None of them were made as a YouTube video. I don't care. And you should have seen my face when I bought all 5 or 6. It was just like, I was smiling with a couple of my friends, but it was very much like another couple 100k at the account. Like, I was buying them because at the time, right, I was like new to making that much money, and I was just trying to move the money at the account because I still had like money coming in UK bank accounts, and I just wanted to spend the money. And also, I understand it's a tool. The thing is, spending money is a tool to get more influence. People don't realize that.
100%.
Even like, yeah, man, people don't realize that. There's a few examples I was going to give, but I don't think I'll mention on this podcast. But
there's so many routes we go down here.
There's so many.
My questions in my head, they're just flowing. But
it's just people are scared to spend money. I think that's another thing that's
back to the original. I suppose route we were kind of down. So it's like, let's just say women, right? So in Dubai, like, I don't know, do you have a girlfriend? Are you single or what? But like, when you meet a girl, how do you vet her? Like, when you know that, you know, you're obviously a multi-millionaire, and obviously she's going to be interested in the assets that come with a guy like you. How do you vet a good girl? See her intentions true.
Yeah, so at the moment I am in a relationship. She's actually here in Bali right now. It's kind of like...
Let's just assume you're single for the audience sake.
So you're saying if I was to meet a new girl, how
do I know
if you're
to meet a new girl, especially in a place like Dubai, bro, where everything's a flex and everything's a dick measuring competition, like, how do you like verify that they're actually legit?
I mean, it's going to sound so cliche, but I just think it's the best answer I can give, and I always try to be as honest as possible on these podcasts. It's just like intuition.
Yeah.
And I think actually going back to that point about life experience, that's something I believe in a lot. Like, I believe so much in like life XP and experience points. Like, I feel like I've been on, like, people see me on Twitter, they're like, oh, Hassan has more money than this guy. Like, basically everyone in the most humble way possible. But I think I've also probably been on more dates than nearly everyone as well. Like, it was actually something I was very mindful of in my gap year, and the last couple of years to go on as like many days as possible. I feel like it's life experience. It just makes you smarter. And I don't know, for me, it's intuition. For example, the girl I'm with now, I mean, it's little things. Like, every day without fail, she'll call her parents. Like, both mum and dad separately, because they are together, but her dad will get annoyed if she doesn't call her dad as well. So just little things like that. I mean, people say, oh, it could be an act. But if you've been with someone for months and months and months, and they do it every day in front of you, it becomes not an act anymore. And also just the way they treat you. And I think also, like, she never ever lies. She keeps her promises all the time. Like, little things. If someone breaks a promise over...
Is she religious?
She does believe in God, I won't say she's like on the floor like praying every day, but I mean, she's religious.
I think that's important.
You have a girlfriend as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And this is actually one of the questions we have as well. We may as well touch on it now. So, like,
sorry, I was just gonna say one quick point. I was just gonna say, back to that point you said earlier about making money in London, 120k. Something that's really important for all of you guys to understand is, if you're like one, let's say, single guy, let's say either of us, let's say we're single making 120k in London, we can have a bunch of fun. But when you have a girlfriend and you want to have kids and you want to have friends and
that's
socialize,
when it becomes an issue.
That's when 120k is not too much, because it's about 2.3k or something a week.
Like, firstly,
and taxing.
Especially in a place like London, you're not going to be able to get a house in London. You probably have to move to fucking shit fuck nowhere. Like, a good school, probably going to have to send them to a public school. Like, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you're not going to send them to good schools. Even just like, if you want to have multiple kids, right? Say you want to have 3, 4, 5 sons, like I obviously do. Like, there's 4 of us. I've 3 brothers.
Really?
Like, you're not going to be able to do that on 120k. You are not. Like, you just you have to be making moves, man. So that for me was just like the realization. I was like, holy shit. I was like, okay, I'm 26 now. I was like, I can see the career path. I can see like where it's going.
And so you were 26 when you dropped everything?
When I just fully decided to double down.
Not late, but it's in our world now. You have 18-year-old kids who are...
Of course. Yeah,
that's
and
really
trust me,
respectable.
like, that's what I had a candle up. I had a fucking fire up my ass because I knew that, like, that was the thing. I was like, so like within... But like, don't get it twisted. Like, within about a year, I probably did it what a normal person would do on Money Twitter in about fucking 2 or 3 years, bro. Like,
this guy really came up. Like, I remember seeing his tweets come up. I remember I was in LA. I think you're on a few thousand followers then. You just kept going up and up and up.
Bro, I just came on, like my whole thing was just like, just get out there, get out there, get out there, get out there. I was posting like 30 bangers a day. Like I was just obsessed with like building the personal brand initially, and I was like, how am I gonna monetize this? I don't fucking know, but like let's just like build the brand first. And then I started just like posting bangers, this and that. Then got into sales, and you know I'm a decent talker. Studied a little bit of tech sales in college as well, actually, so kind of just made sense. So I got into the remote closing business. Was selling shit offers, making shit commissions, $100 here, $200 there. Eventually worked my way onto a good offer, ate shit for a while. You kind of have to, no matter what you're going to do online. At least 6 months eating shit.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I hit a multi-5-figure month, hit 20K. And then from that, I was like, okay, sick. I've got a nice bit of cash. So I immediately just like cut my fucking tech job, because like that month, like I literally like 4x what I was making my tech job. I just can't take this shit seriously anymore, knowing that
once you see, you can't unsee.
Like
it's like they see, once you see the Red Bull, you can't.
And also like when I say this to people, like they feel like I'm being disrespectful, but like I'm not. I'm just saying how I feel. I don't give a shit how you feel. If you're in your tech job and you enjoy it, power to you, bro. Keep that going. I'm talking about for me only. I would legitimately rather off myself then go back to a corporate world. I just can't fucking do it, bro. Yeah. It was never in me. I don't even like, as I said, I waste a lot of time in there, whatever it is, what it is. But for me, that was like actually rock bottom. So at that point when I was in sales, I had some success, had some cash. First thought on my head then was like, right, how do I multiply this? So like obviously sales is very time intensive. So I wanted to put it into a vertical where I can like scale it infinitely. And that's where Sabre Subs came from then. And we're scaling Sabre Subs now.
When did you launch that? A month ago, right? I put in a big order the other day.
Yeah, you did, bro. Respect. Thank you.
Yeah. That's another thing about spending money. I'll touch on that. So people are scared to support other people. People are scared to show love. People are scared. I never even met these guys before a couple of days ago, but I was just like, I bought like a $900 something order. I bought like 15.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called? Bottles? Yeah, bottles. Just because, like, why not? Like,
yeah.
You'll be surprised at how I found
people hate to see others do well. Firstly,
bro, if you make money, it doesn't take money from me.
I realized right off the bat that you're actually not that type of guy. Like even when I had like 3,000 followers, I think you messaged me and we had a conversation at DMs.
Yeah, I think so.
And you were just basically just giving me just like free advice. Yeah, firstly, I acknowledge how just well calculated you were and everything. Like, firstly, your Telegram handle is literally only smart moves, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then like when you were DMing me, you were literally saying, bro, like how you've been navigating this app so far has been like really good. You've been making all the right moves, this and that. And then you started suggesting shit to me. One of them was actually a supplement brand that we were already in the works with doing.
Oh, wait, I didn't even
you basically suggested Sabre.
I do so much. That's nice. Yeah, good.
You're just spitballing ideas on how to leverage fucking cash and then we ended up doing that. And bro, Sabre is printing, bro.
Good. Like, how tall are you?
6'4".
If you see a big guy who's 6'4" and he goes gym, you do boxing as well, and you've been talking about boxing on the timeline, then it's like the most logical thing to do is just like do something fitness related. Yeah. Like it's kind of obvious, and it's also like put yourself out there. Like a lot of people, they're broke, but then they'll say, "Oh no, I haven't got anything to teach." Like I have a guy on my private network now, which is called New Money, and he just had a pro boxing fight the other day, and basically, this dude. He's broke right now. Well, not necessarily broke. I don't know what you guys consider broke, but the point is he doesn't have too much money right now. But he's a pro boxer and he's won a few fights in a row and he's got momentum. He's one of the guys I respect the most in the group because he works hard on something. He's a master.
I know you're talking about. He's a fucking legend.
He's very dedicated on one thing. So it's like if you're the kind of guy who's just working hard at one thing, you can always build a good personal brand. You don't have to make loads of money because what loads of people do is they'll sit there and think, oh no, I'm not a millionaire, so I can't talk online. Yeah. Just share your truth, share your story, and then people will resonate with that and they'll think, I respect this guy.
I suppose that was kind of my like entree into fucking money Twitter, seeing guys like you know, posting this and that and like, you know, putting a fucking flame up my ass essentially. But I think like if you do start in something like sales, as I said, bro, it's very time intensive. You need to put that into something that can actually scale fast.
That's the thing, I started off with sales.
I did sales for just and as long as I needed to. Until I had cash till I could get into a bigger move. I could still be doing sales right now. I could get on sick offers and I could be banging out sales calls 24/7, bro. I just don't want to do that. So I want to scale in something right now that's congruent to me. And also I feel like when you're actually genuinely selling something that's congruent to you,
100%,
it doesn't come across as scammy. Like people 100%. Hate being sold to, bro. They hate being sold to. But it's like when we're pushing Sabre on the timeline, all that shit goes viral and people love it and they retweet it because one, the product's good, it's fucking the best on the market, and two, it's funny as fuck, bro. It like the Sabre propaganda we push is funny, bro. But it genuinely does help men. Like let's just take a look at a couple of my recent tweets, right? We know for a fact there's endocrine disruptors in the tap water, bro. They're making the fucking frogs gay, this and that. Like you need to be battling that in some fucking degree. You do, bro. And like if you don't want to be pinning fucking test injections in your ass, well, you got to max out the natural routes first, and obviously Sabre is number one for that.
I completely agree with that point. I mean, I started off in sales. I'm still involved with sales right now, so I'm not sure if you know, but I started off with the door-to-door sales job.
Yeah, you still have a fucking team
Door-to-door sales team,
yeah.
in England. We sell boilers and on-the-floor installation. But for me, I completely believe in this. Like, whenever someone in my private network asks me for sales advice, I say the number one thing is conviction.
Yeah.
The number one thing. Like, if you told me right now, sell something I don't believe in. I was trying to look for something I don't believe in. But if you told me sell a product that I don't believe in, I become the worst salesman in the world. But if I sell something I believe in, I'll talk about it all day
That's
long.
why you're so persistent with new money, bro.
Bro, I talk about new money all the time because the guy I live with on the Palm, I live on a private beach in Dubai, right? So the rent is like 23K a month. I pay 15 because it's me and my brother, and then he pays 8K. I wouldn't be living in this house if it wasn't for new money because I wouldn't probably pay 23K a month for myself just for me and my brother. So he pays 8. He pays a third of the payment. That's one. I wouldn't be in e-com and own Shopify brands if it wasn't for him because I live with him and he's my e-com business partner. I wouldn't, like, there's so many things I wouldn't do. The cameraman you just saw now who brought us the drinks, who brought us the food, he is in new money. The last 3 years in a row, 2022 March, 2023 March, 2024 March, all new money boys I came with. It's like, I can't even begin to tell you how much has changed my life. And I know how much I've changed other people's lives because my message very much is like, if you like me, you like me. But I'm very much, people will mistake it for arrogance, but I'm very much like I don't give a fuck. And it's because of door-to-door sales, bro. I got rejected like 17,000 times. We counted it the other day on a stream. It's like, I probably knocked on doors for like 11, 12 months straight. X number of hours, we multiplied by how many doors I do a day. It was around 17,000 doors. Like, you're gonna just learn to not give a fuck.
On not giving a fuck, this is like a super important topic that's like actually important to me as well. It's like everything you want in life is essentially just on the other side of not giving a fuck, basically.
Always.
It's just literally on the other side of not giving a fuck.
Now,
what I mean is, like, when I first started tweeting, I have the same profile photo that I've had since day one of tweeting. I should probably change it soon, but anyway.
To what?
I don't know. We get something out in Bali. But essentially, right? So it's like kind of like a half on photo. You can't really see my face, this and that. I wasn't really like hiding it too much, especially when I started posting videos of me training and shit. It was just like whatever. But people didn't know who I was at the start. And then, like, as my account was gaining, like, you know, multiple million impressions a month, it was only a matter of time until someone from back home, like where I live, like, was like, shit, is that Tom? Like, is that Thomas?
You told me that. I remember you asking me. You talking about
what I'm saying is, it's like, there was that point where it's just like, I crossed that threshold where it's like, people are like, oh shit, they're like, this is Thomas, like, this is his account, and I'm being sent in group chats, this and that, and everyone's saying like what I'm doing is wrong, and then this and that and everything. People getting onto my girlfriend, being like, tell him delete this tweet.
Really?
People were messaging my girlfriend, being like, do you know that like Thomas is tweeting all this stuff? Like, tell him delete this. It's so sexist. It's so misogynist. It's so this. It's so that. And like, my response was just like, go fuck yourself. Like, if you think I'm gonna delete that tweet, I'm just gonna double down. I'm gonna tweet that type of tweet 7 more times. Like, just like, but you need to just literally have that, like, no, like, double down on yourself.
But how? Okay, let me play devil's advocate. How do you create that energy? Because some people might say, yeah, bro, but I'm not as confident as you, or you're a physically big dude as well. What would you say to someone who maybe is watching this right now? They live in their parents' house and they're insecure. They don't look good. They're just literally insecure with themselves. How do I just say fuck you to the world when I'm insecure in myself? How do I say that?
You can't say fuck you to the world if you're a loser living in a room being an absolute fucking geek.
But how do I leave my parents' house if I'm a loser?
This is what I'm saying. So like, first you have to stack some wins, because like, if you get competence in something, that ends up being confidence, and then ultimately changes your life, right? So
Myron from Freshman always mentions that.
Exactly. This is just an age-old adage, right? You just have to actually become competent in something. It can be anything, bro. Literally can be fucking anything. It can be cold approach, it can be fucking chess, it could be whatever. But if you just feel like the man, that'll transpire and roll over into other things. So just start doing something. The easiest one is the gym. This is so basic, bro. Just go to the gym, fucking get a bit jacked, right? And then maybe start messaging girls, start testing, like whatever, going on dates, this and that. Then you'll feel confident in that realm. And then maybe take up a sport like boxing. You're going to be shit, but in 2 years, you're not going to be shit. And then you'll feel, you know what, I can walk down the street, and if someone fucking push me and my girlfriend, whatever, I beat the absolute fucking brakes off them. That's going to make you more confident as well. And then eventually you just get to the point where you're just competent in so many fucking areas of life. You just don't care, bro. Like, I literally do not care. And like, when I left my corporate job as well, I was just like, yeah, this is it. I'm just doubling down on me. And it's just paying dividends. The more you lean into your true self, the more things will start clicking.
Completely agree. I think it's also understanding that the haters don't really hate you. They just hate themselves. Like, I had a guy message me the other day on Twitter. I still remember his username, because I was like, this motherfucker. He messaged me saying, bro, I used to think you were a dickhead. Now that I've actually listened to you, because before he must have not listened to me, I actually really like you, and I actually think you're cool, and I actually think you have a good message. He's like, proper just sending me loads of messages saying how much he likes my content. And it's just like, to all of you guys at home, thinking, oh no, understand this. The only guys hating on Tom and I are like some random guy from Michigan called
yeah.
John62.
100%.
Who cares about @John62 on Instagram? And who cares? It's all in your head. And also, like if you believe in God, you believe in what you're doing is correct, then nothing matters anyway.
100%.
It's like it's all a mental game. And my favorite thing that motivates me a lot, I should probably mention this more on podcasts, because I think this is the reason why I'm actually very successful, is because I think about how there are 8 billion people on this planet. That always motivates me.
Yeah. A tweet you always bang on about as well as Joe Stetics. So he,
I love that tweet.
Verifiably, millions of followers. I don't know what he had, but fucking huge.
It's like 10 mil, bro.
Hugely famous guy, bro. Hugely famous guy.
He was in the gym I go to in Dubai. I saw him a few times in real life.
He died. Rest in peace.
Because of the what?
Well, we don't want to. Well, I can get into that. I can go deep on that, bro.
Yeah.
But I feel like for this podcast, we should probably let it be. But within a week, irrelevant. No one's talking about him. I think the only people that still talk about him online are, and me. I push it every now and again too. I give my old shit a retweet from him. But yeah, bro. Like people just don't give a shit. And like even if they like the only people that are gonna have an opinion are shit munchers, and their opinion is irrelevant because they hate themselves anyway. So why would you care about someone who literally isn't even happy with themselves?
Caring about what people think is just so stupid when you really think about it. Because, like, also what I said, this really blew my mind the other day. So, let's say you're going to live another 50 years, right? So you're 27 now, right? You live for 50 more years, you'll be 77. 50 years is only 8. I worked this out before the podcast. I've said this point a lot of times. That's why I know the maths, by the way. It's 18,250 remaining days you have on this planet left. If you live another 50 years, maybe you die sooner. So it might be less than that. Out of those, so 18,250 days is 440,000 hours. The waking number of hours you have left on this planet, because you sleep 8, a third of your hours, is 290,000 hours. You only have 290,000 waking hours. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Imagine, out of those 290,000 hours, you met a new person every single hour. So you talk to me for an hour, then straight away you talk to another. Obviously, that's impossible. No one does that. Mm-hmm. But let's just say, you meet 290,000 people. There are 8 billion people. So 290, I worked it out on the calculator, is 0.00003% of the world. And obviously, you're not going to meet a new person every hour and talk to them for an hour. It's literally impossible. You probably won't even meet one person every week and talk to them for an hour, right? So you're going to meet like 0.00001% of the planet. And you're sat there overthinking like, oh no, this girl rejected me. Oh no, this guy, he said this to me and he said my business website isn't so good. And it's all bullshit. It's all in your head. And I think that's what always motivates me. Whenever I'm having a slow day, whatever it is, whether you get rejected on the door, whether you get rejected by a girl, whether you get rejected on the phone, whether someone doesn't invest in your business, whether someone doesn't buy from your business, a client ghosts your follow-up messages, doesn't matter.
I think there's that quote, it's like, look for the no.
Yeah?
Just look for the no.
I've heard that for sure.
Like if you look for the no and you get the yes, it's a W. But if you look for the no and you get the no, it's like, oh, well, I was looking for the no anyway, who cares?
Like if you have a really good wife or girlfriend, you're not sat there like worried that these 7 girls said no to you a few months ago, because now you're in a relationship and you're happy.
100%. So, like even you as a multimillionaire, you still tweet often that you're like, you know, I don't know, fucking this bitch like rejecting me or this or that. Like that still happens to even you. So it's like, even at that level in Dubai or whatever, like it still fucking happens. So who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
And also, you have to kind of get to the point where you actually think it's their loss.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're
100%.
I think if you're a young guy and you're in pretty decent shape and you're also pretty rich and you're also pretty confident, you're also pretty social and you have all these attributes, I think you're much more rare. This might piss off some women, but I think I'm much more rare than a pretty woman.
100%.
I don't even think it's close. Like I don't remember like you don't really bump into many people like us.
The cashier in Starbucks is fit. Like the cashier in Starbucks is fit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
In terms of like,
for a second, I was just only thinking of like the cashier can be dudes.
No, but in terms of like women, right?
Of course,
they're fit, bro. So like they're just fucking everywhere. Like they're literally everywhere. If you're in the right city, of course. If you're in fucking Michigan, bro, get out of Michigan. But if you're in a decent city, the cashier at Starbucks is probably fit. Bro, whereas like the type of guy that like a hot girl is gonna get with, like he ain't behind a fucking cashier in Starbucks, bro. Like he's fucking sitting right here at that type. You know, you get what I'm saying?
No, the thing is, there's so few. The thing is, guys don't realize this. I think girls do. I think actually women do subconsciously understand this. That's why they put up with so much shit behavior from guys like us.
Yeah.
But they don't want to ever admit it to us because then they give away power. But I think women understand it, but guys don't. Guys, a lot of you watching this, you won't understand how much power you have.
Yeah. Oh.
Because women are the prize until you get your shit together. But then I think men actually become the prize.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be controversial, but I just believe it.
But also, this is going to sound like incredibly cocky, but I would rather sound incredibly cocky than sound incredibly, you know, second guessing
and lying.
Yeah. Like if you're going up to a girl, you need to genuinely believe in your head that you're a value add to her life, because you are. Like it's not even.
You're paying for a shit.
It's not even like you're psyoping yourself. You are going to, like I'm obviously in relationships, I'm fucking care, but like if I was approaching a girl, I know I'm going to enhance her life. Like
Yep.
I'm going to enhance her life. That's a fact. And like that's the mindset you need to have, because at that point then it's just like, oh shit, you said no. Okay, you've obviously got bad taste. You've proven bad taste. You're obviously not the future mother of my children if you've got such poor taste. You know, IQ test failed. Move on.
Completely. And if you're sat there right now watching this and you're thinking, yeah, but she has loads of other options. I'm not a value add in all these things. Well, then you just need to work on yourself more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the whole point is that better you become, there's less and less people like you. Yeah. And also people always say, but you guys are just measuring yourself on money. No, we're not. Yeah. We're measuring yourself on energy, youth.
Vibes.
Yeah, vibes. That's actually so much of it.
But also, another tweet that you always fucking bang on about, which I think is great, is take people like Tate, right? How old is Andrew Tate? 37?
37, yeah.
Like, spiritually, the bro is like fucking 18 because he's so loaded. But if you take a guy who works in the corporate world, he's 37, bro. His life...
I always talk about
his life was over when he turned fucking...
You're a fan of my tweets, mate.
29, bro. Yeah.
No, but it's true.
You've got good insights.
It's true.
But what I'm saying is, like, take a guy like Tate, Tristan, you see them playing in their house, whatever, this and that, like, I don't know, it's like when they're on house arrest, they're getting like fucking bouncy castles and shit in the back garden, like, they're just having fun. They're literally boys, like, spiritually they're boys, which is hilarious. Yeah. Because the second you go into the corporate world and you're slamming those Excel sheets and you start receding, bro, fucking it's game over, bro. Spiritually you're broken.
Fuck that, yeah.
Like the Matrix has you by the absolute balls, like it's game over, like. But if you're, we say, making money or this and that, you can stay young for fucking... You've got at least another 20 years left in you till you peak.
100%. What's that guy? Wayne Lineker. The guy who's always an IB.
He's the best example of it. The guy's almost 60?
Bro, he loves it.
Almost 60.
But I feel younger at 24 than I felt at 21.
Yeah.
Because at 21 I wasn't quite at this level, and I feel like much younger now.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like every year I'm almost getting younger.
Yeah.
And then sometimes whenever I feel like, this month when I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to, then I feel older.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I had a sick month again, I'm like, okay, I did loads. I kept working. And one of my biggest mindsets, probably the most common thing I say, mainly my Telegram, to be honest, I don't know if I mentioned it that much on Twitter, because I like explaining this via voice note, is do more, think less. I'm always talking about
That's a question, actually. Someone has to expand on that. What do you actually mean by that?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. It means I do more and I think less. I think very, very little as a person. So what I'll do, maybe I'll think when I'm in the shower, I'll think if I'm on the toilet having a shit, I'll think when I'm... There's very rare situations I think I try to always be doing something. Even in the club the other day, one of the guys, I think maybe you guys invited to the table.
Sean, is it?
Yeah, it was Sean, actually. Yeah,
Sean.
Sean, he basically came up to me and was just asking me for advice with his Instagram account because he has a big following, but he doesn't make too much money from it. I was just giving him advice. I pulled out my phone.
Objectively, for a 19-year-old, he's still killing it with it.
Obviously, yeah. But pulled out my phone and I was just showing him what I was doing for a few minutes. And I literally wrote 3 tweets in a minute, posted 3 Instagram stories in a minute in the club, replied to a few messages, spoke to my YouTube editors. I was just like boom, 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 without thinking. I was just doing task after task after task.
Yep.
He's like, whoa, are you like this all day? And like, I literally am. Yep. Like, I'm always trying to do things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes you successful, because people try to analyze too much, but you can only analyze after you've taken action. So we've not even planned this podcast. A few people sent Tom DMs. We'll see how this does. If this does well, who knows? Maybe we can do a part 2. Yeah. Maybe we can plan it. Maybe we can do this. But I feel like the reason why I've gotten to this position is just doing more, thinking less. 100%. It's like in sales as well. The people who are like overly reliant on scripts.
We have questions. But even like
we're kind of ignoring them.
Yeah. Like, we have questions, but that's maybe for later. We can actually start addressing them. But like, we linked about 30 minutes before this pod started, and we were like,
that's probably, bro.
Like we almost didn't even want to start talking, or almost like want to start planning, because we just wanted just to raw dog the shit of it.
But that's why personal brands is so important, as we were saying, because we already know that we're gonna get along.
You'd start talking about something, I'd be like, whoop. It was like, let's wait.
Yeah.
That's the way they do it. Like, just fucking raw dog it. Yeah, think less, as you say. I like that.
I just think but I really believe in this. People kind of. No, I really don't think.
Yeah.
Like everything, just do more. So like, that's how you get so much done. Whether it's sending a tweet, whether it's posting an Instagram story, and the reason why it ties back into that 8 billion point. If there are 8 billion people in the world, and I write a tweet and only a few thousand people are going to see it, why does it matter?
Yeah.
So just even if it's 7 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. It doesn't really matter.
Bro.
I might as well just post more. I've done 37,000 tweets. People don't understand that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, the volume is disgusting.
I think I've done about 6 or 7. So yeah,
that's a lot as well, actually.
The fact that you've been doing it day in, day out for so long, like it's commendable. People think like, oh, he's just tweeting, he's just this, he's that. You try it, bro.
Yeah,
try grow on Twitter. It's not a fucking easy app to grow on.
And also making it good.
Yeah.
But then it's like, that's what I was talking about analyzing. It's like, analyze after you've done a bunch of tweets.
Your Twitter is essentially a stream of your conscious mind. right?
Completely.
So like Instagram is like is a very carefully curated, I suppose, image of how you want people to think that your life is. Whereas like Twitter is genuinely what you believe. It's just like all fucking there. Here it is. It's just a fucking API stream connected to your brain. So like if you're a fucking boring cunt, you're not going to grow on Twitter. And all the ChatGPT giveaways, this and that, like that might have worked a year ago. It doesn't work anymore. Algorithms always changing.
Always.
So
I've
it's
noticed
like,
it as well.
and people are always looking for the algo hacks.
Always.
Like, algo hacks. It's like, have you ever just tried actually just being a funny cunt? And you don't have to look for hacks. And people actually just like you. And it's like, bro, how do I network if I want to get into this circle and that and this
People
and that?
always ask that question.
We have Sneeko on board for a Sabre.
Yep. That's great.
Do you think we were doing any like autist, like, you know, outreach strategy? No, bro. We were just shit posting on the timeline. He saw us. He was like, fuck, this is a pretty decent business. And we reached out to him. And yeah, that was it. Done.
Literally that simple.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking like, if I message him, because people ask me this as well, like, hey bro, one guy just DM'd me earlier, a couple hours ago before I came here, they were saying to me, hey bro, I'm going to be in Dubai in a couple of days. I was just wondering if we can meet. I'll book the table, book the restaurant, blah, 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 pick your brain.
I fucking hate those cunts.
Bro.
Yeah. I actually have a new rule. We actually, RNL rule the other day. We're no longer meeting up with anyone from Money Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, bro.
How come?
We just realised a lot of them are just LARPs. Just bullshitting.
Have you met a few people who don't like him?
Something I don't like that I'm not going to name drop names or whatever, but like...
Don't mention names, but...
Yeah.
Oh, all right, tell me off podcast, but tell...
Off podcast, we'll chat about it, but there are some...
What, like, is lying about what part, or...
There are some big names on Twitter that people, like, objectively spunk over. Like, they, like, legitimately spunk over. And, like, when you kind of peer behind the veil...
Can you type it? I'm kind of curious, boys.
No, we can maybe talk offline. We'll see. I don't know. But, like, when you peer behind the veil, just like, holy shit, bro, like... The fucking massaging and the finessing and like the fucking PR or like maneuvering that you can do from Twitter is crazy, bro. In terms of what the actual reality is for a lot of these people, it's fucking crazy, bro. And that's why I think in real life content, you actually can't hide. It's just like, okay, are you actually doing this wild shit? Are you actually like, you know, whatever this one, like, you can't hide behind it. Like, you can hide behind characters, bro. You can't hide behind like actual real life shit, which is what we're trying to now do to kind of separate from a lot of people on the timeline, bro. A lot of them are just bullshitting.
That's the only downside of Twitter. It's just words. So if you write a tweet, I can literally, literally copy and paste it. Copy and paste.
Yeah.
So, but obviously, if you post a picture of who you are, we want
to look for like the highest barrier to entry we can possibly have. We want to be like operating like in that space because there's less competition. And
that's the right way to think. Truthfully,
yeah.
That's why I've actually started posting daily on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's been like 3.5 weeks.
You ran that up. You're on about 14K now, I think.
I think I'm actually like 12.7 right now. But it's growing and. Truthfully, all the videos I'm posting right now, I filmed them like a few weeks ago. I did like 50. I probably filmed 50 videos in like 4 days. Yeah. Let's again do more, think less. Bang them out. And right now, as we speak, there's still 30 videos left in the bank. But truthfully, I did too much because now I'm probably going to cut most of them because I just know that they're like once you don't. That's what I mean about do more, think less. Because I took so much extreme action. Now I know exactly which videos will get the most views. I know which videos will get the most comments, which videos will get the most actual interest from the people watching. I'm like, okay, you know what? There's no point in posting all these 30. Have another month of content like this. I know this style works much better. The viewer resonates with it much more. All right, we'll leave those 30. But what did I lose? 20 minutes filming a video? Because again, like I said, because I do more, think less, I don't spend so much time planning the video.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that mindset's so important. People are just so obsessed with thinking.
In terms of your roadmap for the next, like, say, 2 to 3 years, obviously you want to hit a bill. I don't put it past you. Like, you're what, 24? You've got like at least another 6 years to like get to a bill. Like, how are you going to get there? Like, what are the main levers you need to be pushing and pulling like to get to a bill? Which is fucking crazy, by the way.
I think the main thing is right now that I'm focused on is just becoming more influential. That's why I'm so focused on the personal brand.
Yeah.
Because I've started Shopify brands in an industry I never thought I'd get into because of my friend who you met the other day.
Yeah.
Things like that. So way more. I have a lot of businesses where I take percentages of people's income.
Clever.
So if someone's making 10K a month, I'll help them make 50K a month, but then I'll take 50% of the whole earnings so we both make 25. Things like that. I have a lot of deals like that with various influencers. Like literally like the guy we saw the other day in the club. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to work with him, but someone like him, for example. Yeah. I start making him, he said he makes 5K a month. Start helping him make 100K a month. Take 40%. That's 40K a month if he makes 100K a month. So things like that are really, really powerful. And I believe the bigger you become, the easier it is to set those deals up. But I feel like I want to start a software. I want to start gyms in real life. I want to start restaurants. I want to start a lot more physical products. Yeah. I see this new money brand becoming huge because I genuinely believe, like, I don't want to call out names, but I really believe a lot of people online just chat shit all these big gurus just chat waffle.
Yeah.
I think I actually give people the actual game.
Yeah.
Because it is just hard work.
Yeah.
So all these people saying that you can get away with the 4-hour work week, and they're just lying. And then, you know, when people say meditate and cold plunge and sauna, that really rubs me off the wrong way, because I know how hard I've worked to get to this point, and it was nothing to do with that. It was nothing to do with morning routine. It was nothing to do with drink 6.1 liters of water or 4. It was just get up, check my phone, call, message, stress.
Yeah.
Figure things out, improve it. Like, just boring. It's boring. Life's boring, but people try to make it.
It's just the same shit day in day out. But I will say one thing. It's like some guys, it's like, you know, they want to get into entrepreneurial space. They might not genuinely actually have the drive to take risk. Like, what would you say to someone like that? Say they're, you know, they're.
But they want to become rich?
Yeah, let's say they're in the corporate world. Let's say there may be someone like myself who is in the corporate world, but they don't have that, we say, I don't know, risk-taking nature or self-belief to just actually leave their job and just fuck off and just double down on themselves. How would you?
It's a good question. I really believe that a lot of life is genetic. I believe a lot of it is to do with your parents and upbringing and how your self-esteem forms over the first few years of your life. I believe self-esteem a lot comes from your parents.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to be a multi-millionaire if you haven't got that thing. I really don't.
I actually agree with that as well.
I really don't.
I think anyone who's selling like, oh, everybody can become this like hotshot entrepreneur. Nah, bro. Like, it's a genetic thing.
It's a genetic
thing. It is.
But if you're watching this right now, I believe you do have the genetics for it, or the capability to become that guy. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I think everyone has the potential, but some guys are just about it. Like, they're just about it. Even like, you know, when you're working in sales, like for example, I was on a sales team. Within, you know, 30 minutes, you've got the real guy's sus. It's like, okay, shit, like he's an operator. He's got excuses. He shows up late. He doesn't really, whatever. You know, you just have people sus.
People just have excuses for everything.
But
my auntie's birthday.
It's like,
who gives a fuck about your auntie's birthday?
Like, but people know what they need to do. Let's just even take it at the way basic level. Let's just say you want to build a personal brand on Twitter. People know you have to be posting. Like, when I was posting, I was growing faster than most people on the app, or I was doing about 30 tweets a day. Now I've just chilled the fuck out. I don't really care about growing anymore. I have a decent personal brand there. It kind of ticks away itself. But back when I was doing like 3K followers a month, 2K followers a month, I was posting 30 times a day. And that shit, it's basically like a fucking lifestyle, bro. Like, I'd wait to take a piss in the middle of the night and I have 3 tweets in my head. I'm writing on my phone. I can't even fucking see. Put my phone down, take a piss, go back to sleep. Like, that's the level of like artist obsession you need to have. It's like people know that they need to do these things, and they still can't.
But bro, it ruined my sleep schedule.
But they still can't. They still can't even commit to fucking just tweeting. It's like, you can't even commit to tweeting. How are you going to commit to fucking anything? You know what I mean? It's like the
100%.
base level. It's like, can you actually commit to fucking doing this? No, you can't. Okay, you're not going to make it then. Sorry. If you think you're going to launch a successful business, bro, there's always shit going on behind the scenes in business. Like, fires going on, this and that, whatever. Like, if you can't even commit to something as basic as tweeting, forget starting a business.
People just haven't got it in them.
No.
But what I'll say to those people, I think the best thing you can do is work. This is me not being arrogant. It's just the truth. Is work for someone like us, but in a certain role where you're just doing X task, and then it's just like a job, but it's like at least you're more part of a thing.
Bro, we've just recruited a guy from the timeline, so he was a reply guy for us.
I heard about that. Yeah.
So like, he was a reply guy, so he'd basically just like reply to our tweets with funny shit, and we were like, you know what? He's like a super fan, whatever. He's a funny cunt, whatever. So we all followed him back, whatever. And we were like, when we were planning this, like, you know, Bali fucking in real life content takeover shit, like a couple of months back, we're like, we're going to need a cameraman, right? We're going to need a cameraman. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, right, let's just recruit one. Like, fuck hiring some guy, whatever, from fucking Bali or whatever. You know, it's because it's a vibe check, right? They got to understand the vibe, this and that. So we just got this guy from our comment section, but we reached out to him. We said, hey, like, will you be free in January, whatever, 2024, to come and live in Bali? And he said yes, but he actually lied to us. He dropped out of high school. He said that he graduated. He dropped out of high school to come and be our cameraman.
I remember we talked about it in the video.
We were speaking about this drunk the other night, but what I'm saying is, like, that guy just like takes it to a whole new fucking level. Like, whatever about dropping out of college, this guy dropped out of high school. So he's got that drive, right? And like, you might have met him. He's just the type of guy that it will work out for him in the end. I know that it will, 100%. He'll go on from this. He'll, you know, maybe start a fucking short form agency or whatever. He's doing a lot of work for Sabre in the back end, AI videos, whatever. Like, he will have an offer crafted. And if he doesn't have a role with us long term, with Sabre, which he will, you know, he can take that experience and go somewhere else. Like, that guy's going to be fucking killing you in the next 12 months easily.
I just believe risk taking always pays off. I just don't
100%.
see how it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because you learn through shit.
What's his alternative? To be in high school, go to college in America, study fucking gender studies for 400k, come out in debt for 400k for the rest of his life. With no fucking job prospects, nothing. And now he's still trying to make something work online. You may as well bypass all that shit, take a risk, and just run it. Which is what he did.
You can always just go back to getting a normal job. You can always go back. That's the main thing we're trying to say is like, if you're right now working a sales job or you work right now in high school, you're right now in uni and you drop out and you don't make online money, well then just go back to working a regular job. And like, especially if you live in America or Canada, like some of these solar door-to-door sales jobs pay 10k a month. Yeah. I know one guy in my group, he pays 11k, he makes 11k a month just from window cleaning, door-to-door.
Yeah, no, especially in America. Especially
What
in
the
America,
fuck?
yeah, it's crazy.
He's 16 when he joined the group.
Yeah.
11k first month.
But like, there's a lot to be said for those jobs that just people just actually don't want to do. They're not flashy at all, which is why there's less competition in the roles that people just simply don't want to do.
Because people hate just admitting to other people, I knock on doors.
I knock on doors, I clean windows. It's like, okay.
You want to wear the Gucci t-shirt and flash.
Like, if you're making 10k a month and you're providing for your family at 16, 17, like, you know, could be worse, bro. You could be on the front lines in Ukraine.
100%.
You know?
And that's another thing. That's another reason why I go so hard, because I realize how blessed we are.
100%.
Like, there's 8 billion people in the world, but 3 billion of them are in India or China.
Yeah.
And both of those countries have big disadvantages, right, that we don't have.
Yeah.
And then another...
If you can speak English and you have Wi-Fi connection, you've no excuses.
Bro.
I don't care if you
100%.
are a retard. I literally do not care if you have 70 IQ. You can be on Twitter, see some fucking meme coin, catch it early, invest 200 quid in it and literally make fucking 20k. Take that 20k, put it into something else like a business, whatever, econ brand, whatever the fuck, and scale that to 200k, and then you're off the races. Like, there are moves that can be made even if you have 70 IQ. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you can speak English.
And you can just meet people.
Yeah.
And even if you're dumb, if you're high energy and you're kind of cool, people will give you opportunities. People give you the game. Like, let's say you're a cameraman, even if you're the dumbest person in the history of the world, history of humanity.
He's still going to learn some shit from us. Like.
Exactly. And it's like, no matter how dumb you are, you learn through experience. People always say like, oh, you can learn from others' experiences. Yeah. But I believe mainly you just learn from yourself. Yeah. So just do more, think less.
Think less.
It's always better to just think less, because it's literally impossible for you to stop thinking. Like, if I told you right now, stop thinking, don't think of a pink elephant. Right now, you just think of a pink elephant. Like, you cannot stop your brain. So the only thing you can do is just do action, because thinking is endless. It's limitless. You can literally think until the day you die. If we sat in the chair right now until the day we died, it's possible. We could literally do that.
But that's what most people in a
that's what they do.
In a corporate job, that's what most people do, bro. They're just sat in a chair like this for what? 10 hours a day?
Yep. No traveling, no fun.
10 hours a day, one holiday a year, if you're lucky. Fuck, bro, that is fucking grim. And like, I can legitimately say this because I was that guy. Like, that was like me like a year ago, and I completely changed it just by being in the right network, meeting people like yourself. One of the best things you ever said to me on Twitter, we had a conversation, a couple of months back, whatever. You were saying like, do you get a lot of hate? And I was like, you know, I'm getting some hate as I'm getting bigger. Like, I'm definitely getting more. You know, when my account was like super niche, it was like whatever. But like, as I'm getting bigger, I'm probably getting a little bit more. And you were like, how do you find it? And I was like, don't really care, bro, whatever, this and that. And you were saying like, you know, like what you just need to do is essentially just, and I think we were speaking with reference to, you know, people back home kind of turning their backs on you once you're putting yourself out there. You said like that was a big thing with you. I think when you got your first Lambo, like no one even texts you to say congrats. Yeah. That's fucked, bro.
It is fucked.
But what I'm trying to say is like, that's extremely common, way more common than people would think when you're actually out there in the arena. Like, bro, there are some people when you put yourself out there who you might have thought were haters, or that you might have thought were like preying on your downfall, that would actually legit be supporting you. They're buying your product, they'll drop you a message, and then people that you thought were on your team, they're nowhere to be seen when you come out with a big announcement or this, or like, you know, you need some support. They're nowhere to be fucking seen. So you just don't know. But especially people from back home, if you're coming from a small place, it's that like, you know, small town mindset, crabs in a bucket. If they see someone sticking their head above the parapet, they'll do their hardest to drag you back down. And you just need to have like the fucking self-awareness to realize that that's happening and just fucking give them the finger and keep going. But yeah, bro, one of the things you said to me was essentially like, if you're getting hate, whatever, you know, just force them to respect it. You said
I
like
remember that. Yeah.
I forget the exact quote, but it was essentially
no, I think it was something like that.
Make it undeniable.
Yeah.
And force them to respect it.
Force it.
Such a simple.
Because it's true.
I think about that regularly. It was like,
it's true.
Make it undeniable and force them to respect it. So at the time, I hadn't launched Sabre yet, whatever. I might have been talking about it on the timeline, but like, I certainly hadn't made anything undeniable. It's still not undeniable, but like people are seeing Saber's growth, and it is certainly becoming undeniable. Maybe in a year we'll circle back to this conversation. But yeah, make it undeniable and force them to respect it. What a fucking banger.
It's because they can kind of just say, oh, you're just a guy with a Twitter account and all these things. But then it's like after a certain while, like, okay, you run up an 8-figure supplement brand, 9-figure supplement brand. Who knows how big it could become. Yeah. And then it's just like, now what can you say? It's like you can say, oh, I'm just some random guy tweeting. But then it's just like, I've just made all this money. And then it's like they know that they're going to work their whole life for 1/10 of that money. It's like... You won, right? So you will have to force people to respect you. But I remember one of my actual very, very close friends from back home, he said to me when I bought my Mercedes-Benz, this is when I started my sales team.
I actually saw, I think I saw that, Merc. You put it up before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I still have it. It's in my mum's drive, but I just haven't sold it. There's like a C-Class 2017 Benz I bought in 2020, so it was a few years old when I bought it. But basically, I had like 25k in the bank. I spent £22,495 of that 25 grand on this car. The other couple and £5,500 on insurance, and then my brother gave me like 1,000 or 2,000 for the rest of the insurance, like expensive insurance. Anyway, I remember when I got that car, my friend basically was just calling me stupid because it was going to depreciate, and the wheels, you might have to fix the wheels, the petrol, the insurance, and the depreciation, like what a dumb financial move. But I don't really believe so much in, this might sound crazy, but I don't believe so much in money. I believe more in energy.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I believe more like this, not the spiritual woo-woo, but I mean, kind of, isn't like the moral, like my favorite quote is from Napoleon. It's like the moral is to the physical is 3 is to 1, which means the morale of yourself and your soldiers and your troops and your employees and your staff and your business partners is 3 times more important than the actual physical reality of, oh shit, I'll just spend all my money on the Benz. Me buying that Benz gave me so much energy that I was going to take over the world. And like it's helped.
But it's not even like wazzy woo spiritual shit. It's just like if you're putting out there an abundance, right? So you're just like putting out an abundance mindset, abundance energy, this and that, like you're rocking up to a place, you're just fucking buying a fucking tab for everyone. You're gonna get that back. If you're the guy that's counting his coppers, like how do you expect anything to flood back your way if you're being a stingy cunt and not giving anything back? You're basically just saying to the universe or whatever that you're just fucking, you're just a broke cunt basically, like spiritually broke as well.
Yeah. And you just start, like if you're overly looking at the menu, the price of things, and you're overly thinking like, oh, this is expensive. That's
it goes
expensive.
back to, it's just fucking do more, think less.
Bro,
just fuck
I'm telling you,
just,
like,
just run it.
Just start saying it more now.
Yeah, just run it.
Everything is do more, think less.
Yeah.
Like I did a YouTube video the other day. It's called like Realistic Day in the Life of a Millionaire.
Yeah.
And there's like a 15-minute segment where I was showing people what I do. And it's literally just like, bang out 7 Instagram stories in a row of me talking to the camera. Then it's like 7 tweets in a row, bang them out. Then it's just like me replying to my network. And it's me talking to my business partners, calling them. It's just like phone call, message. Yeah. It's not complicated. But people don't want to hear that because then they actually have to do the work.
Yeah.
The reason why people hate this advice is because if they watch this podcast, they'll leave it thinking, shit, I have to start doing things.
Yeah.
But if we tell them,
shit, I actually have to start putting myself out on social media, building a personal brand so I can escape the corporate world. What if people think I'm, what if they think I'm stupid, or what if they think I'm gay, or what if they think I'm whatever? Who cares,
but
bro?
then
like, actually, who cares?
If you tell them
bro?
meditate and go to the sauna and stuff, it's like low hanging fruit.
What if I post this tweet and they think I'm gay? Bro, you're already gay for caring about what he thinks of you anyway.
Completely. It's crazy to me how people just don't understand this.
Like once you make that connection, nothing matters, bro. You're just off to the races. At that point, you just literally become unfuckwittable.
But that's why I think it's so important to have a good network as well. Because if you're the only person saying this, it's much different than like having other people along that vision with you.
It was actually Tate had this take the other day. It was actually very good. He essentially said something to the extent of, how you feel when you're with your boys is just like a testament like to your group. It's like when you're with your friends, you're with the boys, whatever, do you feel invincible, right? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why network is so important. Like I'm here with the lads in in Bali, the Royale guys. When we're together, it literally does not fucking matter what barrier, blockade, whatever bollard is in front of us. We just feel invincible. We smash it. We just finesse it. We'll have a laugh, whatever. We'll get around it. It's just like when you're with the boys, nothing matters. But if you're this lone wolf cunt in your bedroom trying to make cash or this and that, like everything is just going to be just like daunting. You need to be in that space, in the arena, ultimately with friends that are on the same mission as you, and everything just starts fucking rolling downhill from there. Which is why paid communities can actually be a fucking hack.
Yeah.
Because you just skip the shit muncher phase where you know nobody, and all of a sudden now you're into a network with the right people, and you're making actual friends, and shit is just on easy mode at that point, as far as I'm concerned.
I literally think it's a governmental psyop when they say don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Because talking to strangers is great. Getting to know new people is
We're
great.
literally strangers, like, essentially right now.
Completely.
Yeah.
But the reason why they say don't talk to strangers is because they want to keep people talking to the wife, talking to their younger sister, talking to their older brother, talking to this person, talking to their parents.
Sharing the same.
Because they don't
shit
know
even
any
we
information.
live. Yeah.
It's you're repeating the same thoughts over and over. And like I said, do more, think less. We'll always go back to that. Because, like, if you actually analyze your thoughts over the past week, it's usually like the same thoughts over and over again. That's why I don't believe in thinking, because how many new thoughts have you had over the past month? Probably not many.
Yeah.
It's like usually the same thing. All right, I'm hungry. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, I need to piss. Okay, I need to go toilet. I need to brush my teeth. I need to go eat. I need to go start this business. It's the same thoughts over and over again. So every time you delay things and you procrastinate, it's just a waste of time because you already know what you want to do. Yeah. I remember I said this point before, but it's actually super, super important. I was basically making the point of, all these guys who write their goals on a piece of paper. It's like, I want to make $1 million. I want to become a millionaire. The reason why it's mostly so stupid is because you already know you want to do that. Yeah. Imagine writing on a piece of paper, I want to become a millionaire. I want to get in better shape. I want a hot wife. I want a hot girlfriend. I want nice kids. And like, if you didn't write that on a piece of paper, would you have forgotten it?
Yeah,
no.
So just true point.
I remember. Actually, no. I just remembered. Tate actually made this point once. He made the point of, write your goals on a piece of paper. That was it, yeah. Write your goals on a piece of paper, right? Write what you want. Millionaire, this, that, and that. Look at the paper, scrunch it all up, and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, it's so
And
true.
it's so true, right? And then, like, I've just made my own conclusions from that statement, which is just do more, think less. Because
a lot of that stuff is just box ticking, bro. It's like you feel like you're doing something. It's just like,
are you physically making more money in your bank? Are you physically meeting more girls? Are you physically going to improve your network? Like, what are you physically doing? People love the intangible stuff. Like, I feel like I'm making... No. Have you actually
moved the fucking needle today? Like,
yeah.
Instead of actually writing down your goals or doing this and that, do 100 DMs outreach.
I was going to say,
DMs
shall we start
outreach.
talking more practical stuff? How much time we got? We've got about an hour left. That's good.
I'm going to take a piss. We can come back. We can talk practicals and then we can get into some questions.
Right, so
perfect.
All right, boys. Basically, we have to just take a 1 minute break. We both went toilet.
Quick piss.
We're back. Yeah. Back in the game.
So, Hassan, firstly, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Sick podcast so far. Now we're going to start asking some questions that people had on Twitter. So I've got one here. I think it's pretty good. It's like actionable advice. This is from It's Ashwin Lama. In the vast expanse of the desert, stripped of any connections, $0, only in your boxer shorts and lacking expertise. Yet alongside him stands his brother, facing identical challenges. How would they start, knowing they have to become centimillionaires again? Exception, no sales job.
Interesting.
That's tough considering that's both of our starts.
Yeah. I'm just going to pretend you're not in the desert. I'm just going to pretend you're just in the middle of London.
Well, you're in Dubai. It's basically a desert. Let's go.
No sales job. I think one of the best things you can do, and it's probably the quickest thing you can do, is start posting content online. Because from there, you'll meet someone and shit will happen. So, for example, you start posting videos on YouTube, start posting videos on Twitter, and you start basically describing your situation, and then you start telling people you do everything for free. And then I'll quickly just start outreaching to everybody, say you do free work for everybody.
Yeah.
So, let's say it's copywriting. Instead of saying to them, hey, I can do this, just write them a new website, write them copy for their new website, write them a landing page, write them an email for their newsletter. What the biggest mistake I find people make is they say, hey, bro, I was just wondering if this is worth doing. Should I make you just do it and then send it to them? And if it doesn't work, whatever.
I agree.
And one of the other best things I would recommend is just start short form content, start short form video editing, because every single person wants more views online. If someone, let's say you came to me, bro, and you said, Hassan, I can get you another X number of million views. I'll be like, what's the downside?
Yep.
So if you give me X million views and it generates me this much money, why would I not give you a percentage of that extra money I've made because of all the views you've got me? Of course I would. So I would say actually master short form content. Also, you can do affiliate editing.
Start posting online, build your own personal brand, and then also master attention, the modern day attention span, essentially short form content.
Yeah, and also just choose a skill and actually get really good at it. So there's something called the 100-hour rule, where basically you spend 100 hours at something, anything in the world, and you'll be better than 95% of people at that thing. And I agree with that. If you do 100 hours of anything, I believe you'll be better than 95% of people. Whether it's boxing, violin, whether it's sales, whether it's e-com, whether it's running ads, I really believe if you put 100 hours of focused effort, you'll be better than 95% of humans. Because 95% of humans haven't tried that thing.
Yeah. And then to add to that, I would say once you have cash flow, serious cash flow coming in, like 20k a month, 30k a month, 40k a month, get into stuff that's more high leverage, like for example, crypto. Like we're in a fucking bull run right now. Like if you're making money, like get that shit into crypto immediately, I would say. It's not a bad bet.
100%. I always tell people don't invest in crypto until you have 100k liquid.
Really?
Now, a lot of people might disagree with that, but that's just my personal opinion because crypto can go up, it can go down. You don't want to be in that kind of position where you spend a year of your life just looking at the graph, Like, imagine right now you had 10k. You're only 10k in the world, and it's in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like, Bitcoin is hitting all-time high.
I agree with that in the sense that the trap is if you're, fucking broke, and let's say you've got 15k and you fucking into crypto, you're in the back of your head, you're going to think, oh, well, I'm going to 5x this, I'm going to 10x this, 20x this. So you're not going to be as hungry. If
you do, oftentimes you think you can just double it again, 10x it again, and lose it.
Chances are you're probably not going to 10x that. So the fact that you're there thinking, oh, it's okay, I don't need to work that hard, I've got this 10x in the bank, which actually never ends up materializing anyway. Now you've just wasted a year of your life. That's definitely a fucking a pitfall.
Bro, what happened to me, quick Forex story. I put all my money when I was working a door-to-door sales job into Forex. Asked my brother for money, asked everyone for money, Forex. I thought I was genuinely a genius. I thought I actually, because this was 6 months after I got kicked out of uni, so I had a point to prove. That was when I was the most, I need to prove everybody wrong, blah, blah, blah.
Trying everything.
Made £3,000 in a week, and at that point, I was making £200 a week for my sales job, and I was thinking, I've made it. I ordered Domino's pizza on a Friday night with my brother. We were sat on the opposite sides of the table. We thought we were both kings. We thought we'd made it. We're even eating pizza, not in the kitchen like we normally do, in like the lounge, dining room, whatever you want to call it. My mom was like, okay, just this exception. We thought we genuinely had made it. I was way too ahead of myself. I remember the next day I went into a house party feeling like the man. I bought like loads of drinks, was giving people drinks as like a gift. I just thought I was the man. 2 days later, lost everything. So many lessons from that. There's no free lunch. Don't be an idiot investing in Forex.
You need to have,
I think you're more like
you need to have cash,
Forex, aren't
you need to have cash flow. Like something coming in at the end of every month or every week, ideally. Or
you tell people to invest in Forex?
Every day. No, fuck Forex, bro. I've never.
Sorry, not Forex. Crypto.
I think like
how much money do you need?
I think right now where we are in the bull run, I think it's safe. If you've got a nice sum of cash, I would just fuck. If you don't need to rely on it to actually survive, I would rather put that money to work than just have it sitting in your bank account and fuck all.
This is why actually I disagree a little bit because I would say, for example, you just started a supplement company. I won't say it on the podcast if you don't want to, but you told me like you needed quite a bit of money to start that.
Yeah, of course. We got investment from people from Twitter.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So for me personally, I would much rather start a supplement company than to invest in crypto and rely on a market. Yeah. I'd rather rely on myself.
No,
That's
I
the
agree.
only caveat. That's the only...
I agree. But I think... Yeah, actually, I see what you're saying.
Like how much?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like if I had X dollars, let's say I had $20K, $50K, $100K, until you have 100K plus, it's just much better to invest in yourself. Like if I was one of these guys watching this right now and I had like $27,000 in the bank, I would much rather buy some of your supplements, buy some of these cool Kill Crew shorts, you can feel nice about yourself. I'd much rather join my private network and new money. I'd much rather move to Bali. I'd much rather buy a flight ticket to Bali. I'd much rather have a couple thousand for food every month and like really eat well and feel energetic than invest in crypto and be stressed because of the markets going up and down.
I agree.
And then you can make better moves on the chessboard.
If you have money coming in, I think.
So what I would say is like either 100K liquid or like, a certain amount per month coming in. I do believe with that as well. Flow, But if you make a couple K a month from your job and you've got 10K in the bank, bro, like invest that money into yourself.
100%. At that point, you are by all intents and purposes broke.
It's better to get a boxing one-on-one coach, right?
Yeah.
You got a trainer you were saying the other day. It's better to invest that money in a coach than you feel better because you now spar, now you feel more confident, then you attract more people into your life, you feel more energetic. Like, I don't believe in crypto too much.
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So top 3 mistakes people make when trying to network or build connections with people who are more successful. Xavier Palfreyman.
Is that Xavier
Xavier, or not?
Nice. I believe they talk too much about things they don't know. When I don't know something, I'm the first to say I don't know it. Yeah. I think that's why people respect me on my network because I always say I don't know something when I don't. Number 1, don't act like you know everything because nobody likes to know it all.
Yeah.
Number 2 is they're not useful. They're not valuable in any way.
Fact.
So they'll say to me, like we were just saying earlier, some guy said he's going to be in Dubai in a couple...
Can I pick your brain? Fuck off. Respectfully, fuck off. There's nothing you can actually offer me unless it's valuable that I care about.
And people think we're mean saying that. It's like, if there's no value exchange, it's like, bro, now I'm getting scammed. You're basically robbing me.
It's like I used to meet people just for like random this and random that when I first came to Bali. And to be fair, I met some good guys from it. But like now I'm at the point
Twitter?
where like I've met some good guys that were like, bro, we meet for a session.
Say some stories. What?
No, I met this one guy. His name is Max. Max, you're watching this, you're a legend. Like he's in Lambros, like you know that group, whatever. He's a really fun guy. We met up, we had a gym session, whatever. We had a few cigs after, and that was sick. And then since there's been more people that would kind of like meet like that, but it's just like I just realized, bro, it's just like, just fuck off. Like, I just don't actually want to meet you. Like, unless you're just actually adding value, all you're doing is just leeching vibes from me. Like, you're not like
Leeching vibes. That's
You're
a good
just
one.
leeching vibes as far as I'm concerned. So it's like, I already have my crew here in Bali, the Royale lads, you know, like you coming through this and that. I can whatever. Like, I don't need to meet with random cunts online unless they're adding value. And I know that sounds like very like cuntish, but I actually don't care because I only have so much energy I can fucking give out. I'm not gonna meet some random prick and fucking have drinks with him for 2 hours. Like.
And it goes back to what we were saying earlier. That's why I believe so much in that do more, think less, and the whole 8 billion point, because they both cover every other philosophy I'll ever talk about, which is, all right, let's say you meet this other guy called John. He's a super cool guy. Yeah. Then you meet another guy called Peter. Where do you draw the line?
I'm sure
there are 8 billion people.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone that I'll meet up with, I will have a good conversation with them and it will be fun.
Yeah, it's friendly vibes.
But I just don't care.
Exactly.
And unless you're adding something. I just don't care. Respectfully, do not care.
Like, I really believe that if I spoke to every single person on the planet, I could have an interesting story with them and a conversation. Because everyone's got interesting stories.
Yeah.
But, like Tom said, respectfully, we couldn't give a fuck because there are 8 billion people. So you have to add value. So, point 1, don't talk about things you don't know. Point 2, provide value to people. And point 3, I think it's just...
can I add to this? I think just be funny. I know that's such like a subjective thing, but it's just
likable,
like,
funny.
If someone's funny, they're likable.
Yeah,
like that's an in. That is an in.
That is an in. Yeah.
If they're just funny and they're like, do you know what? He's funny. Like that's an in.
That is an in for sure. But I think number 2 is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're really valuable, I'll overlook how. If you're really valuable, I'll be like, okay, he might not be the world's most likable person. He might not be Mr. Charismatic, but he's very valuable.
10x my revenue. Yeah. No,
and even if they talk too much about things they don't know, if they're really valuable, again, you'll overlook everything if someone's really valuable.
Okay, let's keep it rolling. The 3 habits.
Wait, can I just say one thing? Because I think this will be very valuable. What would you say, though, to someone? Like, how do you become valuable? What, like, if someone wants to be your friend, they want to join your crew, they want to be living with you in Bali, they want to be part of this cool circle, whatever, how do you become valuable?
Bro, like, take Tanner, for example, our cameraman. Like, the guy dropped out of high school to come and record us, bro.
Okay, but let's say that job's already taken. How can I add value? I can't be a cameraman. I want myself, I want to be valuable. How can I do it?
We have guys that are just, like, working behind the scenes, clipping outrageous amounts of content for us, for Sabre. They're not on a retainer. They have a ref link, and you know they're making.
What does that mean?
So they've got an affiliate link.
Oh, affiliate. Okay.
Yeah, for Sabre, like, and they're making money from that for sure. But like by all intents and purposes, they're probably playing the long game with us a bit. They're like, you know, if I clip all these videos and I this and that, and they're blowing up like all these like. So we've got our main page on Instagram, Sabre Subs.
Okay.
And then
I never even knew that.
Yeah,
That's good.
We've got our main page on Instagram, which is Sabre Subs, and then we've got like people like running like little fucking off pages like Sabre _ supplements or Sabre Crew or Buy Sabre or this and that, and they're running up and blowing up these pages, and they're not being paid. Fair enough. Yes, they have an affiliate link. And they're getting money indirectly through that. But a lot of them are playing like the long game, being like, okay, well, maybe if I do this long enough, I might get a job. You know, when Sabre scales to a 7-figure company, which we're probably only about 6 months away from, maybe I'll get a job as like, content editor or something like that. And that's like an actual retainer, like 3-4K. From that, then they've got a client, testimony, and then they start an agency. Like, you just see the route that can go to. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you know Sabre? Yeah, I made all their videos on Instagram. I helped them blow up to 7 figs within 6 months. Yeah, that was me. I was one of their main clippers. And now all of a sudden they've got a testimony, and then they do that for someone else, 2-3 clients, and they're making 20K a month. So these guys are playing a long game with us, but they're adding value because they're not like...
Not leeching. If you come to me and come to either of us and say, Hassan, I'm going to do this for you, and it's free, take it. Like my cameraman right now, he flew himself out as to meet me here because I actually was flying out another guy, but he couldn't get into Bali because his passport expires in 4 months and it's supposed to be minimum 6 months to go in Bali. I said to this guy, if you want to come, fly yourself out, see you there. Yeah. I'm not paying him. He flew himself out. Okay, I'm paying for his food and activities here, but it's cheap as fuck. It's Bali, right? Yeah. The point is like, it's an opportunity because if I like the guy,
it's an in.
Then it's an in. Yeah. It's an in to my network, and I'm a multi-millionaire. So I completely agree. But also, what I'll say is,
Craig, knows Oscar. Like, who the fuck knows what comes from that?
But what I'll say is, no one does anything for no reason. Yeah. So every single person in this world cares about themselves. Yeah. Everyone's self-interested, and once you understand that, you realize the people working for you are interested in themselves. Yeah. They might be helping you for free, but like you said, it's an in. Yeah. It's a way to be. It's a way to buy loyalty points, and in the future they can cash them in.
It's a way to go from irrelevant to actually, okay, now I've got some sort of a foothold.
Completely.
Like, I've got some sort of foothold. Okay.
Like your cameraman the other day I met, like now he met me and now we met my friends, and
exactly,
he's in. Like he's literally in.
He sees the path. Whereas like back home in Michigan, where all of his friends could be fucking on the dole. Like legit.
I've not heard that statement.
In fact, they probably are on the dole. Yeah. So he's going to learn the short form content game, which you just discussed,
which is a mega skill. Bro, right? Can I go back to that point after your story?
Yeah, of course. Go on.
I was just going to say, learning how to cut short form videos and being good at it.
AI videos,
bro,
tweets, whatever the
that
fuck.
might be a more important skill than
Yeah.
sales. I'm always talking sales, but
Yeah.
that's mega right now
Yeah.
because everybody's trying to grow on content because they realize the power of like, okay, we're in Bali right now.
Yeah.
If you're a big personal brand, you could be in Miami, you could fly out and you can meet us and this happened and that happened and like you can start a supplement company, you can start a private network, you can start this, you can start a community, you can start selling clothing, shorts, whatever. Just through a personal brand. So everybody's trying to make content right now. So if you're actually
The whole game is content.
the whole game's content. So if you're actually able to help someone like us who are content creators get more views, you're invaluable. You can make millions. You can make tens of thousands.
A year ago, I would have heard like the term content creator and been like, "Fuck, that's cringe as fuck."
Yeah, same.
But like, now I'm kind of just like, bro, like that is the game, and like you can sit on the sidelines and think it's cringe as long as you want. Don't give a fuck. Like, to be honest, the more people that think content creating and influencing is gay, the better, because there's less competition. The less people are out there making actual moves, right? If you think that what we're doing right now is fucking gay, man, off with you. I don't really care. Less competition for us. But let's keep it moving.
So true.
The 3 habits / characteristics you have to lose if you want to succeed in business. Xavier again. Yeah, that you need to dump.
Get rid of.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought it'd be the other way around.
Xavier again.
Okay, let me think about this for 1 second. The 3 habits to lose. I would say this. Stop thinking so much.
Yeah.
Right, goes back to doing more things less. Stop thinking so much and start moving more quickly. Start making decisions quickly. Even when I'm in a restaurant, I try to decide my food within 7 seconds. I count myself down. 7, 6, 5, whatever it is. Someone asks me to do something, decide within 7 seconds. Everything, decide within 7 seconds. If you decide within 7 seconds, like time is everything. As I become richer and richer, I realize like money is actually like it's literally printed. It's literally a made up thing. And like if you had enough time, if I told you live to 10,000 years old, you'd be a trillionaire, zillionaire, cajillionaire just from compound interest. Because once you get the first million, the compound starts being nice, especially if you live a gajillion years, whatever that means. Right. So everything is just like reduce how much time it takes to decide. Think less, which again is decision making. So I would say
stop being indecisive.
I don't even want to mention 3 points. I want to just spend all 3 points mentioning one thing: do more, think less. Okay. It's the only reason why I'm this successful. And then
I suppose the kind of almost like the inverse.
What would you say though?
That you need to, I would say the first thing, because I'm speaking from personal experiences here, is when I decided that I was going to double down autistically, and I already spoke on this, I mean genuinely autistically, on building a brand on Twitter. Like wake up in the middle of the night, take a piss, I'm thinking of fucking tweets in my head or half asleep. Like that level of autist. I had to first get rid of everything else that wasn't serving me.
Okay.
And the main thing is Instagram. It's soft porn, bro. Unless you're making money on Instagram, get rid of it.
It is.
It's just seeping. Like now, like only after I haven't made it yet by any fucking stretch of the imagination. But what I'm saying is like,
you're on the way. You see the
now I'm back, and like Instagram for me now is like a channel to sell through and whatever. So like now I'm kind of back on Instagram because I need to be, and it's good for business. But essentially, like for the last year, it wasn't. It was just an energy zap. It was a mind zap. It was an energy zap. And make no mistake, like when you scroll that timeline, it is soft porn. It's no different. It's no different to scrolling Pornhub, bro. Also, like if you're still watching porn, like bro, like if you haven't realized the psyop that's involved in that and who actually owns the porn industry and all of that, if that in itself doesn't make you want to turn that shit off and never watch it again, like I don't know, just Google who owns the porn industry.
The thing is, right, people will sit there and say, yeah, but like, because in their mind they might be like, but these girls look hot. We're not saying they don't look hot. The girls literally are trying to make themselves look hot.
Firstly, you're a spectator. You can't get them anyway. So fucking delete the app, okay? Lock in on something for a year. And then maybe when you re-download the app, you actually might be able to get them, and in which case the app is actually serving you in a sense, so it makes sense. But right now, you're a broke fucking loser. Delete the app.
Completely. If I don't make money from a social media, I don't have it. Even on TikTok now. So I have people posting videos for me, but I don't even have TikTok myself. Sometimes I check it myself, so sometimes I'll download it, but I just...
Yeah.
The thing is, right, we're all human. People think we say these things and think we're acting like we're above everyone. If I downloaded TikTok and I just scrolled on Instagram, looked at all these girls, I would spend some time looking at these girls because they're hot. Yeah. Obviously, there's like the hottest girls in the world you see from Miami, New York, London, Milan.
It's a constant dopamine release. We all love it. If you're a guy with a dick and balls, like you enjoy scrolling this content, but that's why you need to delete it because it's literally sapping you of your fucking energy.
Completely.
Okay, so get rid of shit that doesn't serve you.
Everything. So I was just gonna say everything like that's bad is fun. Yeah. We all like eating junk food, doing the exact same things as you guys. Like it's stupid as fuck. It doesn't benefit me. If there's no ROI, I'm not involved. My friend HS TikToki always says that. If there's no ROI, not involved. It's so true.
This is an interesting follow-on point. Things that don't serve you anymore. Friends that you might have had growing up,
That's a big point.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, personally, I still like love all the boys that I grew up with, whatever. Even though a lot of them I haven't spoken to in a couple of years for whatever reasons, maybe they fucked off Australia, they've got a girlfriend, whatever. I still fucking love them. I still fucking take a bullet for them. But bro, it's just like if someone doesn't understand like what you're up to and they think like, oh, like what's he doing, whatever, bro, you just gotta just at least maybe temporary, just block them out, bro. And I mean that in the best way. Like you can still have love for these people, but just keep your eyes like on the mission for now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a big point. It's a big topic, right?
Like, I don't want to go complete autist like Alex Hormozy and be like, cut out everyone from your life if they're not making $1 million a month. Like, fuck, bro. It's a joke, bro. Like, come on. Like,
so
they're your boys at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, if they're not supporting you or at least understanding, like, I've got guys like back home, like, I'm best man to a wedding in like a year. Like, guys, just like normal guy. He's got a fucking sick fucking Beamer by all accounts. He's doing well. He's got a house, a sick house, actually brand new. And I'm his best man. We've been best mates since we're this high. But he doesn't necessarily understand what I'm doing or the content game or whatever. But that's fine.
Yeah,
I've got friends that do, and you kind of like have different people for different
live and
things.
live.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna fucking cut him out of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Alex Hormozy approach to it is probably a bit too autist. What's your thoughts?
Completely agree. I believe to have a bit more of a balanced approach. Yeah. I mean, I believe in general you shouldn't have too many friends anyway. So I believe in having
as
more.
You get older, your circle definitely gets smaller and smaller. Completely. That's a fact. And if it doesn't, you're either not growing as a guy, or the people that are around you are fake.
Yeah, like you can have lots of I have a lot of acquaintances for sure.
Yeah,
but like to actually call someone a friend is a strong word.
Like people that you could call up at 2 a.m. Say you get arrested here in Bali or whatever. People you could legit call up and be like, bro, I need you to fucking wire me 10K now. I don't like my banks are frozen, whatever. How many people like can you actually say would be there within a text?
Completely. And to be honest, I have
and not expect anything else.
Completely.
Back.
Yeah, I have people who. Like, I know they would want to do that, but they haven't got the money actually at the moment to do so.
Yeah.
But then that's fine. As long as you're trying, I think that's fine. I still have, like, one main day, one friend
like
from back home.
Like, when Vlad, like, went to prison, I don't know what the story was there, but, like, you know, let's say you're in that situation, like, and you...
Yeah, I sent him money, yeah.
Did you, yeah?
Yeah, I sent him money.
Yeah, fucking, respect for that. Yeah.
But,
like, how many people... If you were in Vlad's situation, could you say, yeah, I'd have a couple of guys that would be there.
How much to send? Because
fuck knows. How long is a piece of string?
No, this is actually a very interesting topic. So, like, I personally myself, even though I really like you right now, I don't know if we could say we're friends. We just met, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But like, you're someone who's like definitely a potential friend. And,
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think I have a lot of acquaintances of people like I would become friends if I spent more time with them. It's just like we literally have met the second time today after the club. So. But what I'd like to, I don't know, I think I'd have a lot of people like a message and they'd give me a couple K. But also I think that's because they also know that I'm rich. So then it's like, I feel like if I asked you, even though I've just met you, I feel like you'd give me some money. But then it's just like, also it helps because you know I'm rich. So then it's like, Hassan can pay me back. For whatever reason he needs the money, he can pay me back. But I think I have a lot of people. I mean, I have a network of 1,400 people as well. So I believe every single one of them would go out of the way to loan me a couple grand because...
Well, fuck, that's powerful.
Because they know... But again, like, I'm not deluded. I know it's because of who I am.
Yeah.
Like, if I was them, I would do I would take a loan. I'll take my loan from my mom. I'll take money from my girlfriend just to give Hassan a couple K loan because, you know, he'll give you 4K back. In fact, the other day, I needed to fly someone out. And I needed to buy a £450 economy flight for someone. Yeah. And I literally messaged my group, New Money. I was like, bro, boys, someone, UK, my brother's asleep. I had no UK banks out there. Basically, all my banks were fucked on that day. It's a complex situation. So I messaged him. He booked me the flight. He sent me his bank details so I could type them in on the website. And then I sent him like an extra £150 the next day. So he paid $450. I sent him a £600 the next day. But then it's like, he knows I'm not going to scam him because I have more than £450, obviously. So... I don't know if that answered your question, but it's very... I just think as a man, you got to come to terms with people only like you when you're useful. Done. Like, we're not women. We don't have big boobs. It's just what it is, you know? It's like, I like you because you have value to provide and also like... I don't have to even explain it because it's not like I'm sat there thinking, all right, this Tom guy...
Everything's an equation.
Yeah, it's not an equation. It's just like I know you're heading in a good direction. I'm heading in a good direction.
Just makes sense.
I want to meet these people. Like,
but also like as you kind of start gravitating up the ladder, you just want to start associating with people that are like either doing a little bit more, well, in this case, a lot more than you, or at least can add a fucking value that like, you know, makes sense. Because otherwise, like, what the fuck are we doing here?
But like you said as well about the vibes, I believe in that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends who are making really not that much money.
Yeah.
But like, they're gonna become millionaires.
Yeah.
And that for me, that's just as important.
Yeah.
They're gonna become millionaires, and they're trying to become millionaires. So why does it matter if they're a millionaire? It's not like I'm asking them for $1 million.
Yeah.
So who cares if they're a millionaire?
All right, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, 100%.
The Ed Pill, another money Twitter OG.
Yeah, no.
What's your biggest
I like him a
crypto
lot.
bag? Both of you. So you go first.
Does he mean ever I've made or?
No, just biggest crypto bag. Like, what are you heavily invested in right now?
So right now I got some Ethereum, Bitcoin. We rebought.
Yeah.
So I made in December 2023 a couple months ago. We sold out 43.9k, but now it's like 67k. So we rebought at like, I don't even know exactly. I have to ask my brother because he's the one who manages the crypto. Bro, I still don't know anything about crypto, like the actual ledgers and buying shit.
Yeah.
But I think we bought back at 51k, so we're up on nice profit now. But I don't look at it as like
So you're in the large cap.
just
space
the
here.
classic
The
ones.
big caps,
Bitcoin, yeah.
You can't go wrong with them, to be honest.
I think he knows a bit more than me about crypto, so
yeah,
we'll leave that to him.
he's going like deep into the fucking low caps. For
I
myself,
might talk to him actually because
What?
I might actually talk to someone.
Bro,
who's
it's
crypto guys.
crazy you haven't done a podcast. Have you done a podcast with Ed? You should if you
No,
haven't.
I have not.
In fact, I need to get out the title.
I've
and do a
never met
podcast
him.
with him. Yeah.
But he isn't one of the OGs, yeah.
Nah, he's a good guy. Similar to yourself, just been at it for fucking years.
He's a G.
For myself, TET, ZCX, and Dydex, kind of banking on a DeFi run for the next few months.
Interesting.
Anyway, the Gel King tutorial, Pierre. No, hold on. Okay, get back from zero. You're knocked down to zero. How'd you get back to where you are? I think we were touching that already. Is dropping out of high school a good idea?
How young are you?
Let's just say 16.
Honestly, yeah. 16, yeah.
This is a question from
16, yeah.
Denzel 22.
Like, let's say I'm 16 right now. This is actually what
I think
I
at
do.
a bare minimum, at least finish school, bro. If you can't even finish that, like
16 is when you finish school in the UK. After
oh, is
GCSEs.
it? Okay, in Ireland it's 18.
I mean, that's like in England, it's like A levels, you finish at 18,
Yeah.
but GCSEs, you can leave school at 16.
Okay.
But I think the best thing I would do right now, if you could choose two options, the 18-year-old version who finishes school, or the 16-year-old who, like, let's say, like if I was 16 right now, the number one thing I'll be trying to do is meet people like ourselves and be their cameraman.
And put yourself out there.
There's nothing
And
better
put
than
yourself
someone's
out there.
nothing
Just
better.
keep pushing yourself out there, yeah.
But then again, it's like I see some 14-year-olds who are saying they're fighting the Matrix and they call school the Matrix and they're not even doing their homework. It's like, I don't know. It's. I don't want to influence people in the wrong way, but I think at 14 it might be a bit too young. But
Yeah.
16, then drop out of school. That's fine.
Yeah.
Get a sales job. Try and be someone like our cameraman. Because if you're a cameraman,
It's
I
an
cannot
in.
think
It's an
of
in.
one bad thing that could happen.
It's literally an in. Yeah.
Enough said.
Okay.
Can I just say, I give people a lot of advice, and they ask me for advice. They're like, Hassan, what's your advice? And I give them my advice, and then they'll be like, yeah, but what else? I'm like, I've just given you the answer.
A lot of the time, I spoke about this to the lads, like, I think it was last week. A lot of the time, people won't actually like the advice you give them because it's just basic. It's just like...
They want novelty.
Yeah, it's just simple shit. It's just like, one, just fucking put your head down and actually do what needs to be done. This is like literally like rule number one. And two, just up the volume. Literally, that's actually at an essence, that's what it is. So when you give someone advice, they're expecting this hack, this growth hack, or this like thing hack, or this financial hack. But a lot of times it's just simple shit. So people don't actually like it, or they think like, oh, whatever, there has to be more to it. But there is actually no secret. You just put the fucking head down, take the risk, put the head down, put yourself out there.
Bro, it's literally that
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like one of my best tips I give people is, I mean, this might sound so basic, but it's true. It's like I say to people, download YouTube Premium, then you don't get so many ads.
100%.
Download Spotify Premium, use these apps every day. Buy a nice bed, like a comfy bed. Don't have a really bad back because your bed's so uncomfortable. Buy a nice desk and chair. Buy a MacBook Air, it's like $1,000. Buy these things.
20
'cause you use
hours
them
screen
daily.
time a day, and you'll be there.
No, bro, because what do you spend the most time doing per day? It's like you're on your phone or your laptop.
Yeah.
I spend hours and hours a day on my phone or laptop. So I buy the best phone, iPhone 15 Pro Max, buy a MacBook Air, and then you're good. And then it's like, okay, what else would you do? Okay, go to the gym. Okay, maybe drink some water. Okay, be confident, talk to new people, talk to a girl. Don't just jerk off up to porn all day. Like, basic things. Start that, and then you'll be, before you know it, you'll be in our position.
All right, let's
I
keep
really
it going.
believe that.
What made Hassan stop promoting OnlyFans on his new money group, and why did he delete the modules?
That's actually a very good question.
Yeah, you spoke
So-
about this recently.
Yeah, recently, about a week ago on Twitter. So, yeah, it's a good question. So, I have never been involved in the OnlyFans industry myself. There was a while, I'm going to be honest, like I said.
Yeah.
There was a while where I seriously considered it, but there was a while where I seriously
I just want to get this
considered
clear. It's OnlyFans management, so not actually
Of
posting
course.
actual porn of yourself. Managing girls and getting a fucking handsome
of
profit
course,
inside.
Of course. So there was a while where I was seriously considering OnlyFans management, like managing some models, managing some girls. But there was a while where I was seriously considering selling drugs.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, everyone's considered it.
If you're on the side of Twitter that we're on, you're already a bit of a maverick. You've already considered these things. That's a fact.
But just like I considered doing steroids. I considered what would heroin feel like. I've considered everything. If you admit you've not, if you say that you've not considered basically everything on this planet, you're lying.
100%.
Once someone mentions something to you, you think about it. If I say to you, what would it be like to, I don't know, play with an elephant?
Yeah.
Right, like just clean an elephant in Thailand. Okay, you can imagine it. Okay, the elephant's this big, clean it like, you know, so I've considered a lot of things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never done OnlyFans management. The reason why is because I believe I'm going to become massively influential over the next couple of years.
Yep.
And I kind of just got to the point where I'm not involved in this industry. There's no real upside of me promoting this. And I don't want to get a bunch of young guys, young teenagers doing this when I really believe it's a very easy way to make money. Not an easy way to make money, but just a dirty way to make money. It's kind of... I don't believe you learn as many skills doing OnlyFans as other businesses. And I also think it's a bit immoral. So I would rather the people that follow me do sales, e-com, start a supplement company, start a clothing company.
So we've kind of spoken about like if you're absolutely fucking broke to fuck and you're kind of starting and going from zero. But let's just say you actually have money like this person here. Let's say you have $1 million liquid.
$1 million? I'll give you a great plan.
How do I make the most out of this money?
Here's my truthful advice. First thing, join my private network, new money. It's $1,797. It's $1,800. Then do you know what I do? No, I'm actually going to give you a proper answer. Some might say it's Machiavellian. Some might... It's just the truth. Join my network, new money instantly. And you know what you do? Message me saying, bro, I only joined this group because I just want to be closer to someone like you. I'm not even interested in the rest of the group.
Just be honest.
You'd be like, I like this guy.
Be like, bro, basically I already have like X amount of cash. I just want to be in here touching shoulders with people that are on a similar wave. Like, fuck it.
You'd be like, I fucking like this guy.
Nice to meet you.
That's $1,800. That's what? It's not even 1% of your money because 10K is 1% of your money. It's nothing. 0.18 of your money. Then I would buy a bunch of your supplements. Yeah. Right?
Get some fucking tests pumping through your blood, risk taking, etc. Continue.
Right, so I'll get a bunch of your supplements, right? Get a bunch of bottles, post it on Twitter. That's going to leave a good impression. You're just building your influence.
Might get a follow back from me.
Yep.
And
that'll build your platform.
Easy.
I would invest in a cameraman. If you got $1 million, start producing content. But what I would say is get a good apartment. If you're living with your parents right now, get a good apartment. Live in a place that's 5-6K a month. If you got $1 million, do you know how many months it would take for that $1 million to dry out from the 5K a month rent? A lot of fucking
Bro,
months.
$1 million is nothing nowadays. Like
no, but I'm saying it still would.
No, but like pre-COVID, if you had $1
agree.
million, like, oh shit, bro, he's a millionaire. $1 million is nothing now after COVID, bro.
Yep.
That shit's gone within what, like 3, 4, 5 years if you're living like anyway decently.
Yep. That's what you need. It's the cash flow. You need $1 million.
Yeah, you need cash
per year,
flow,
per
bro.
month, per day.
Yeah,
you should look at a certain amount of money and think, how can I make the same amount of money in a less amount of time? That's always my thinking. But anyway, what I would do, join your money, buy some supplements, get a cameraman, move into a good apartment, and then I would say get a good nice car, get a good watch. If you have $1 million, buy a 10K Rolex. Why not?
Yeah.
I would say get a good car.
Okay, so essentially
get a Mercedes.
Essentially what you're saying here is optimize your health, right? Make sure your fucking hormones are on fucking fleek, right? So you got high tea or this and that, you've got the nice watch, you've got the nice place, you're in the network, so you actually know people that are making the same moves that you're kind of trying to make. Travel, you've got experiences.
100%. I've traveled to over 30 countries.
Now what?
It's really helped me. I mean, that's already a decent amount of money gone. I'm not saying spend all that money. Okay, now you want to sit there and think, okay.
But essentially what you're saying is invest in yourself.
Completely spend that $1 million is what I'm trying to say. Don't waste it. But look, this is what I'm saying. If I have $1 million right now and I spend 20K on a Rolex, maybe it depreciates 1,000. I sell it for 19K. I still got 19K. So you can't lose. I believe in spending money on things, a lot of money on things that you can't really lose on. If you spend $100,000 on one vacation, once you spent that money on the bottles in the club, on that vacation, the money's gone. That's bad spending. You don't want to do that. Spend money on things that will stick. So connections will stick.
Yeah, network.
Rolex will stick.
Yeah.
A car, okay, it depreciates 20%, but you still have the majority of it. So if you buy a 50 grand Mercedes, okay, maybe you'll sell it for 40K, but you've bought more influence because now you're seen as the cool guy with a C63S AMG, and now you pick up more girls in England and you're seen as cool, and you have more energy because you're dating 4 different girls a week.
So essentially what you're saying is invest in yourself, become that guy, and then once you're that guy, you're going to have more doors open.
More connections.
There's going to be more things are going to fall on your lap, more opportunities. Like
Completely.
For example, maybe like some guy might have come across your bow with Sabre subs, or some sort of deals are going to be coming across you, as long as you're that guy.
Completely.
And you're out there.
Completely.
And you're in the arena.
Completely. Look, if right now you had a big personal brand and you came to Tom and said, look, bro, I think what you're doing with Sabre is fucking badass. I don't want to start my own supplement company because I just believe that's a lot of work. And also right now I'm working on this project and that project. I want to be part of this. What can we talk about? If some big, literally a big, like
we have
Sneeko.
people like that every day.
Yeah, and you have literally one of the biggest influencers right now, Sneeko. Yeah. So if some big dude came up to you guys and said, look, I want this percentage, but if I do this and do that, like, you'd consider it for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone's always open to listening to new ideas. So I believe 100%
If
spending money
if they
on
look
yourself.
legit, like we won't even reply to them if we think they're fucking bullshit or like. But
Completely.
if they look the part, yeah, they'll 100% get a Zoom call at least.
Yeah, but completely. It's so true. I always say this, like, you want to be spending more money. Like, I believe it's an art to spending money.
Influence and build authority.
Yeah, bro, like, I
like that approach.
even
actually,
like when I, you know, when I bought the Sabre supplements.
a lot of people will kind of like tie in, keep in their money. So you're saying, no,
bro,
fuck that, spend it.
You know when
You're
I
saying
bought the
put it out
Sabre
there.
supplements the other day?
Yeah.
Like, I bought 15. Like, I don't even know. I'm saying this completely truthful out loud.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I bought that because I wanted the supplements. Oh,
Yeah.
the supplements are cool. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, or maybe it's just because it's just buying more influence. I don't know.
Yeah, well, at least you're honest, bro.
Oh, I'm always honest.
Yeah, you're fucking
No, because
honest.
and also maybe it's a bit of like,
It was only actually after you bought that I was like, yo, bro, so they've arrived, yeah? Because I saw on the tracking it arrived and you post on time and I was like, all right, it arrived. This is what you need to do. Boom. After 2 weeks, you'll feel this. Boom. And you're like, holy shit, I didn't even think about this.
No,
but
no,
now that it's arrived and you've told me like what to
Yeah, yeah.
expect, now I'm actually kind of excited.
No, that's completely true. Okay, that
Yeah.
proved it. It was mainly then that, that actually completely proves it. I actually think I bought them because I wanted to support you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just thought it was fucking badass. And I like go get it.
And you know
even
what?
in my private, I just want to say in my private network, every month on the first of the month, I give $1,000 away to the person I think has made the most progress.
Yeah.
And I also give random money away to people in my network who I think are cool. So one guy, I said, what are your goals for the year in my network and your money? And this guy replied, I want to move out my parents' house, want to get, do this, do that, do that.
Yeah.
And I said, what's stopping you from moving to Thailand today, leaving your parents' house, quitting your job, and doing all these things? He said, nothing's stopping me. He booked a flight the same day, moved to Thailand, left his parents' house, and he got within 2 days a brand new client. Even before I got a brand new client, as soon as he told me he booked a flight to Thailand, I sent him $500. I was like, I fucking respect risk takers. So I don't know if it's so much like I was buying influence on Twitter or like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it's just me. I just believe in spending money. I just believe it comes back. Maybe now in the future, again, I'm just thinking of this now out loud. Maybe one guy will message Tom saying, oh, what do you think of this Hassan guy? I saw you meet him in real life. You were on his podcast. And he'll be like, you know what? He's a super cool guy. I think his network, new money is super cool, super legit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you're buying.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. It's like if you buy lunch for someone.
Yeah. It's paying
Are
dividends.
you doing
later.
it the good? Are you doing it from the good of your heart? I want to ask you a question now. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially, like, I mean, if I saw someone on that timeline, especially if I fucked with them and they came out with a product, like, I'm just going to support that. Like, even, like, other supplement companies, like, I've bought their shit. Even these shorts, like,
Kill Crew,
yeah, like, fuck it,
But then
bro.
what's the reason? Like,
I don't know. I
don't know.
One, is just supporting the fucking boys, I guess, is one. But two, also, like, it is a flex when you drop, like, 15 bottles on Sabre Subs. That was a flex, so, like, that's going to
I think that's part of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
as I said, at least we're fucking honest.
yeah. I don't know.
Let's keep it moving.
But when he said, "Yo, this is how you take the supplements," I was like,
yeah.
"Oh shit!"
But like you bought them, and then
Yeah.
it was almost just like me being like, "Okay, so your shit's arrived, right? This is what you need to do. Expect this after 2 weeks." And you're like, "Holy shit, this actually sounds sick." Yeah. But okay, here we go.
I think people respect you more if you're honest. That's another point I want to mention.
100%.
Be authentic, boys.
Okay, kind of. This is like two separate questions, but basically the same question. How do I overcome my fear of doing new things?
Let me ask you that question. I'll flip it back on you.
Yeah.
How do you overcome your fear of doing new things?
Of doing new things. One, I guess I just realized that pretty much anyone who's done anything notable in life has failed. Like you don't just like randomly get up and just run like a fucking 4-minute mile. Like you have to fail.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Even in boxing, it's just like, yeah, like whatever. Like by all accounts, I'm like a decent boxer. Like I'm not amazing. It's like I have my ass handed to me fucking regularly in the boxing gym that I go to by people way better than me, way more experienced, smaller guys that are technically better, whatever. But it's like I don't shy away from that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, bro, you got your ass handed to you by him. It's like, yeah, bro, he beat the absolute fuck out of 99% on this planet. Of course, I got my ass handed to him.
Can I just say something?
like,
This actually, no, what you just said pissed me off a little
yeah.
bit. Because this point about 99%, I actually want to touch on this. This point it actually drives me mad because once I said something on TikTok, I said, bro, this point really pissed me off. On TikTok, I said, if you put 100 hours into anything, you'll be better than 95% of people. And they're like, because I said I make more money than 95% of Premier League footballers.
Yeah.
Someone was like, oh, this guy doesn't know what 95% means, da da da. Even just now when you said 99%, no, like the boxer who beat you wouldn't beat 99% of people. He beat 99.99% of people.
Yeah.
People underestimate like how easy it is to get in the top 1%.
Yeah.
If you spend 5 months doing boxing, you're already in the top 1%, top 2%. Because
Yeah.
no one does boxing.
Yeah, genuinely.
That
actually.
point pisses me off
Yeah.
because everyone thinks the top 1% is like this pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like we're already in, like, obviously we're already in the top 1%. Top 1% is
like,
easy.
I just legitimately don't care, bro. It's like part of like some of the content we're getting from RNL is just like, at like 2, 3 in the morning, we'd be on a night out, whatever. We go up to random guys in the street and we're like, okay, if you go back and beat me in a scrap in a spar, whatever, 3 minute rounds, I'll give you $1,000. Yeah, we'll give you $1,000.
That is good content.
It's like, for all intents and purposes, he might beat the fucking brakes off me.
Yeah,
I just don't care though. If he beats me, bro, I'll still post it. It's funny content. I do not care. But it's because I just do not care, and I throw myself into so many scenarios where I just do not care. Eventually, I just, just start kind of leveling up. But if you're afraid to even put yourself in those scenarios, like I took my first boxing fight ever on 10 days notice.
The one recently, yeah.
I took it like last November.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 months ago. And like if I cared, I wouldn't have taken that fight because I said, no, fuck, I'm not taking it on 10 days notice. Like I'm not ready. Like I'm gonna like train for like 6 months, whatever, blah blah blah. But I just didn't care, bro. I was like, yeah, if I get knocked the fuck out, who cares? I don't think I'm gonna get knocked the fuck out. But if I do, who fuck cares? Let's run it. And I accepted on 10 days notice. And I fucking knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. And there are 8 billion people. So it's like, even if you did, this percentage of people saw it.
Yeah. But it's like, I just don't care, bro.
Cares,
like, it's the same when when you're approaching girls, whatever. Even though you're a multimillionaire, you still get turned down from girls. You approach something.
I tweeted that.
You do a cold call, whatever. Yeah, of course they're gonna reject you, bro. You're gonna step in a boxing club. You expect to get better. You get better by getting your ass fucking handed to you, bro. Of course you're gonna get made like a tit every now and again. It's part of it. In fact, if you're not getting made look like a tit,
not going hard
you're
enough.
in the wrong fucking boxing club.
Yeah.
So I'm just not afraid of these things, bro. I don't claim to be an unbelievable boxer. I'm a decent boxer. And that's just it. We just get on with it. And this goes for everything with starting a business, starting an ecom brand, starting sales, whatever. Just be okay with failing, bro. Just run it.
And I always make this point: if you actually believe in God,
Yeah.
then you understand that kind of anything is possible.
If you genuinely pray, right? If you genuinely pray and you genuinely believe in God, you should believe you're divinely protected anyway. Like I believe, like I've been in Bali about 3 weeks now. I've already had 2 near-death experiences. Legitimately, Tanner, a cameraman, saved my life. It's on video. We get into that later. It's on video. I believe that's because I'm divinely protected. Like, why would I not be? I pray twice a day, every single day. Of course, I believe I'm divinely protected. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not me like doing some wazzy woo spiritual shit. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe I'm divinely protected.
I can't imagine
Like,
not
now,
believing. Yeah.
Like, compare that to like a nihilistic atheist, where we're a speck of fucking dust on a spinning globe, which is also a psyop in itself. We won't get into that. They want you to be a nihilist atheist. Meanwhile, they worship Lucifer. So they have their God, but they want you to believe in no God. So that in itself, like, put that together in your head, being like, holy shit, all the people at the top, LeBron James, they're doing all this before they come on, like, fucking the 666, fucking whatever. They believe in their God, Lucifer. And they want you to believe in nothing. That's the psyop.
Yeah, and it's just you're easier to control when you don't believe in nothing.
Because
then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
And if you stand for nothing, it's easy to
100%.
manipulate you, and it's easy to control you. And let's say right now you're on the dole, as Tom said, you're on benefits, you're just basically a broke boy. It's very easy to eat your ready meals. It's very easy to sit there with your fat average wife when you know that, we're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
So you look at someone like us and you'll basically say, it doesn't matter if I don't have millions because we're all going to die anyway.
Yeah.
But no, like my mindset is if I'm only going to live one time, why not
Put your
run it
stamp
up?
on the world and live a life you're proud of.
Yeah, it's not even so much about legacy so much. It's like, I don't know if I think about my great-great-grandkids. Truthfully, I don't. It's more so, because truthfully, my mindset is very much like, I should just run it up for myself. And if I do, then everyone I ever care about for the future will be taken care of anyway. You know what I mean? I don't sit there wake up, I got to go hard today because of my great-great-grand. Like, I think anyone says that are kind of lying. It's like, if you make 100 million, your great-grandkids will be fine anyway, kind of thing. Yeah. That's kind of my mindset.
Best countries to move to once you've made a sizable amount of money and want to raise your family somewhere. Somewhere that isn't too extravagant like Dubai, but also not the slums.
I really like Warsaw, Poland.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I might set up a
Poland
base
is a
there.
lovely spot. I've been to Krakow.
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
Beautiful. Good girls.
Yeah.
Good people. Pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I love Eastern Europe in general.
Poland's a move, yeah.
Like, Tate made a good move moving to Romania. I've been to Bucharest,
Yeah.
like I said, multiple months. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Super good.
Eastern Europe, so you're saying.
Eastern Europe in general, 100%. Eastern
Have you
Europe.
been to LATAM? Have you done LATAM yet? Latin America?
No, I've not been.
Yeah.
Latin America doesn't seem like too much of an option for me because to live there properly, because I feel like it's just too. It just seems too foreign. Like, it's just too Spanish speaking, Portuguese speaking. It's too different culture, and also like the people who really run those places just seem more ruthless. And I just believe you can't climb kind of to the top of the power structures there, and
I get you.
in other places maybe you can, kind of thing.
Okay, let's keep it
I
moving.
wouldn't live in Latin America, but I would say Warsaw, Bucharest, Prague, these kind of places I'd live in. But Dubai's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Dubai winters.
No, I'll definitely
Europe
check out
summers.
Dubai. I'll definitely check out Dubai.
But yeah, I see why a lot of people don't want to live there. Like, I'm actually enjoying myself more here in Bali than Dubai because it's more of a community feel.
Yeah.
Dubai's a driving city.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it moving. So Hassan, question. So you're obviously training at the moment for boxing, MMA. You training both?
Nah, not really. I do sparring with
I
my
saw you
coach.
spar Sneeko.
Yeah, that was good. I
Yeah.
spar with my coach maybe once every 11 days.
Okay, yeah.
Very spontaneously. I mean, at the moment, I'm in kind of a position in my life where I'm like scaling like this. So it's just like...
It's hard to keep on top.
Bro, I used to be... People don't know this, and it's actually something I really want to get back into to kind of prove a point to people online. I used to be in really good physical shape. I'll show you a
Bro,
picture
a
after
240
this.
deadlift is no joke.
Yeah, I was like 77 kg body weight, lean 77 kg, and I was doing 240 conventional, no straps. Like, I was fucking strong. I'd dip 60 kg, pull up 50 kg. I was an animal. So I want to get back in good physical shape, and I'm actually starting a series on Twitter right now called Road to 240 kg deadlift. So follow that series, it'll be good. But yeah, I want to get physically strong again, because one thing I'd always pride myself on was like being stronger than people. And I was like very, very physically strong. I'd make fun of people who don't train too hard. So I don't want to lose that physical edge. But no, right now I'm not training too much fighting, but I 100% mark my words on my life. We'll do a couple of fights this year for sure.
And
Even if it's one day notice, I'm going
Who would be the first person you call in?
I don't
Actually,
know.
fuck it, call them out right now. Who'd be the
No, that's
first
the thing.
person?
I actually don't know.
You actually don't know?
Because, like we were saying this the other day in the club, I actually don't know because... Like,
Surely
I wanna-
there's someone in your sights.
No, like, I really mean it. I don't. Like, I'd say if there was. It's because it'd have to be someone pretty good clout in my mind.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anyone. But I'm just thinking, like, anyone kind of thing. Like, whatever it is, even if it's just, like, some amateur who has no clout, maybe just to say, I really don't care.
Really,
kind of
yeah.
thing. If it's just a good fight and it's... No.
And
Like, I mean, if I had to force myself a name, I don't know. Mr. Beast would be good.
yeah.
But he's just some...
Okay, that's a bit, yeah.
Just because I don't like him.
And would it be boxing or MMA?
I want to do both this year. I have long legs, so I'd want to do... I like the kicking. I'm actually pretty good at kicking naturally. I feel like I've acclimatized more to kicking than punching, even though I've done it way less.
Yeah.
Just have long legs. I've just watched so much of it on TV.
Yeah.
You know what? Whenever I train boxing, bro, MMA, there's always something that's gone wrong.
Yeah.
So in 2020, what month was it? 2028. In 2018, I was doing some boxing, and then a few months later, I got into that fight. Knocked 4 of that guy's teeth out, and I stopped. But just before that, I was in a Thailand fight. You know, Phi Islands when you done that. So I punched that guy with a glove. One of his teeth came out. So it's kind of like a sign. It's like all these seeds were subconsciously planting. Like, okay, I got a pretty good punch. Then I kind of stopped for a while. Then I was doing some fighting, boxing training, like white collar boxing. And then COVID happened. I couldn't do my fight.
Yeah.
Then one of these people I know, like one of my friends, he like started on me in like a street fight. Then hit him.
Really? Yeah.
Because he thought I like nicked his phone.
One of your friends.
Yeah, it was actually
Where was this?
Manchester.
Do you know him from back home, or is he like a?
No, just someone let's just say I don't want to talk about it too much. I still like him. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
I think he was just too drunk. I forgive him. It wasn't.
Fair.
But yeah, I had to defend myself in that situation. Then I had like because I left the knuckle, it got basically infected. So basically I was in the gym doing tricep extensions. My knuckle hit the metal extension thing.
Fuck.
And then basically it just suddenly started swelling. I had to go to the A&E. But yeah, every time I wanted to do fighting, something stopped me. But it's like, I feel like it's my calling in a way. I like it. I feel like it's the only thing that
You've got that dog in you.
Yeah, I feel like I do.
Okay.
So I need to get back into it this year. I think it'll be good branding as well for content.
Why do we rarely see Hassan talk about the system or conspiracies? Are you trying to like safeguard yourself, or do you just actually not care?
It's not that I don't care. It's just that I give people advice like buy a MacBook, learn sales, learn marketing, and people have no interest in the basic advice.
Yeah.
So I feel like no one cares. No one listens anyway.
Yeah.
So am I trying to please these 21 people?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't care.
Like,
and it's almost like I actually don't know too much about that stuff, the conspiracy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the basic ones,
Yeah.
the ones that we all know.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much. I know, like, for example, like they put stuff in the water.
Like,
They know they affect the food system.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you know me from Twitter, you know I'm a massive conspiracy
Yeah,
guy.
I know that about
I could
you,
talk 4 fucking hours. I'll probably be banned from every platform I post this shit on, but it's alright. Maybe we'll do it on Rumble or some shit at a different time.
And also, I understand that life's kind of like a game as well. Like, you have to play the game.
But also, I have to like self-reflect every now and again, even with my own like tweets and my own like mental investment, and just say, does this actually move the needle though? Do you know what I mean? It's so easy to get caught up in like, oh, this or that, or especially politics, bro. If you're very invested in politics, it's like basically fucking Coronation Street, bro. It's all fucking reality TV. If you're getting caught up in that shit, it's just the lowest fucking waste of time you can possibly do. So what I'm trying to say is like, if you are invested heavily in conspiracy, the system or whatever, bro, just like keep tabs on that, because like honestly, it's not serving you. There's nothing you can do to change it. So just like try and milk, rather than being concerned about the system, just try and milk the system.
That's how I think about it. It's like, okay, they print money.
Yeah.
All these basic things.
Everything's rigged. They print money. Fuck it. Are you going to talk about it on a podcast?
We live in a system. 99% of people work normal jobs and they're going to be enslaved forever. But it's like, good.
Yeah.
Like, as Tate famously said, someone needs to flip the burgers.
Yeah, facts.
It's like, good. Like, someone needed to make me this Nike jacket, which I'm feeling comfortable in right now. Like, good. I genuinely love the system. People, no, but don't you?
Yeah.
Like, we have an opportunity to run up millions and millions.
Yeah.
And people do the dirty work for us. I think it's brilliant.
Run the fucking numbers.
Run the numbers.
What is your main motivation behind making money? What is driving you to keep pushing on?
I'll just be honest, man. I just feel like I enjoy the pursuit of just becoming more powerful.
Really?
Yeah, I like the ability of having more options. Not in like a tyrannical way of like, I tell everybody to do this. More so just in a case of, I like knowing that I can be in Bali right now, or I could take a jet to Thailand, or we could be in Australia, or I could be talking to these 7 girls over here, or go to London, or go to some fashion week event in Milan, or go to Paris and be in this fight. Like, I just like options. I like feeling quite powerful.
Is it like you like being like, you know, walking into one of these places and people recognizing you, like you say you train in Body Factory and people say, oh shit, that's the sound, whatever. Or is it just like what is it? Like, what do you like about it? What do you actually like about it?
I like knowing that right now I'm here doing a podcast with you and it's something I actually want to do. I like knowing that, like I said,
but like you said, you're in the pursuit of power. What is it about that power that you enjoy?
It's just like I could stay everywhere I want. I could go. I'm laughing because I don't think people are as honest as me.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just completely like I like.
So many people would answer this question with being like, "I just want to, you know, give back to charity."
No, fuck
like,
all that. Fuck all that.
So
no.
I'm not saying that shit shouldn't be done,
and I do that.
And it should be done, but it should also be done in private.
Completely.
Because as the Quran says and as the Bible says, you know, if you fucking, you know, X, Y, and Z, you're fucking
then it's a marketing
singing all these horns that you've done this, you have already received your reward. And so it's all publicity.
I'm laughing because just completely, as you said, people are like, I just love helping my family. And
so yours is power, but what about the power?
No, let me explain as well, because I think this is a very important topic. Because people will say they want to help their family. I don't not want to help my family. I do want to help my family, but it's just like my mindset was
your mother's already not working. She's already retained.
Precisely. Yeah. If I run up 50 million, if I run up 100 million, my brother and mother will already be all right.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking of them when I'm making money. I'm thinking that I need to run up this 100 mil.
Yeah.
But what I'll say to answer that question is I like the fact that I wake up whatever time I want in Dubai. I have a maid and I live on a private beach and I can go on that private. I don't know what like. I don't want to influence governments. I don't want to influence political decisions. It's more so I love having influence over my surroundings. Right now I have my cameraman waiting outside for me. I have people filming me when I need. I have an editor who does things for me. I like the fact that every minute of the day I spend doing what I want.
Okay.
I don't know if that answered the question. Because, should I tell you why it doesn't answer the question? I feel like I've not answered it fully. It's because I can already do that now. So why chase more money? Is an objection. See, I'm a salesman. I'm already thinking of the objection someone would have. And the answer is, I think truthfully, it's like, what else do you do? And my mindset's so much of do more, think less. And like life is a game anyway. And it's just kind of run it up, see what happens. And I just think I really want to kind of live my life knowing that I've experienced so many different things and so many different experiences. So I don't want to just be the same guy living the same life year on year. That's why I hate the whole 9-to-5 thing. It's like, I wonder what life would be like as a billionaire. So let me go earn that because then I can experience that. Let me go earn 200 million, then I can experience that.
Okay.
Let me buy an island just to see what it'd be like. Okay, then if I want to sell it back, that's fine. I don't know. Did that answer the... boys, to be honest, I don't know if that answered the question. What about you, though? Because maybe it'll remind me of what I actually...
What am I doing in terms of money? So obviously, like, I'm fucking levels behind you yet. But for me, right now, the immediate goal is just basically just have enough so I can just... Essentially just start a massive family. Just literally that's what my main goal is.
With your current girlfriend? You think she's going to be one?
Yeah. Just start a fucking massive family. Have as many kids as I can. Once that's accomplished and it's comfortable and whatever, then maybe it might be a different, okay, what's the North Star now?
Yeah.
But for now, it's literally just, bro, I just want to just be comfortable, start a fucking family, raise a fucking good family.
I respect that.
Yeah, literally, that's just my North Star right now. I couldn't give a fuck about the cars, this, that, watches, designer clothes, legitimately does not interest me at all. I just want to start a family. Once that's done, then come back to me. Then I might be in a situation like yourself where it's like, okay, what now is pushing me? I don't know.
Yeah. I really like that answer
Yeah.
because I think both the answers have explained maybe the full spectrum of like.
Yeah.
So
as I
people
said,
can
you
relate
are down the line way more than me right now. But like, obviously, you know, it's steps, right?
But yeah,
There's levels. There's levels.
Yeah,
There's
everyone's good at different things as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like Dom's better than me at boxing, like
Yeah.
physically. So it just everyone's good at different things. But just to touch on that point one more time, it's like, what is the alternative? It's something I say quite a lot.
The alternative, bro, is literally being a cubicle broke.
So then it's like,
checking, can you order ketchup with your fries, bro?
bro, I saw it, bro. I saw. I'm sure you saw this tweet because it was viral as fuck on Twitter. There was this girl who basically made this video on TikTok and it got reposted on Twitter. And she's saying, I was on this date with this guy and we were ordering food, blah, blah, blah. And basically what I did is I wanted extra cheese. The guy wanted extra cheese, but he found out they cost an extra couple of dollars. So he told the waiter, I don't want extra cheese. And she was basically saying, I left the date. I didn't want to be with this guy. And everyone was slating her in the comments, basically saying, oh, gold digger or she's a bad woman. I agree with this woman. If I was a chick, I would not.
Some
wanna
guys
be with
checking
some
the
dude.
price of cheese, bro.
Bro, if I was a girl and I was on a date with a guy and he was scared of $2 for the cheese, I don't want to be with that guy. And now it's not because you don't
Think about this though. If you're gonna wife a girl, right? Let's say you're like 28 years old, 30 years old, whatever, blah blah. You're gonna wife a girl. Would you like to wife a girl knowing that she had decent standards for most of her life?
Yeah.
Or she just accepted bullshit for most of her life? Like,
sure.
which is probably going to be the better long-term partner? Like a girl that just like has like relatively good standards. Like bro. Like,
No, I like high standards. I like them like extra picky. Like it's
yeah,
good.
like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
it makes you feel more special. and
she's
it's-
just basically saying,
yeah.
right, this guy can't afford an extra slice of cheese. Maybe he's not a guy I should be on a date with. I respect that.
for sure.
Are you
For
joking
sure.
me, bro?
And it's not even that. It's not because we've all been in situations in life, especially
Yeah.
when I was making less money. Maybe now not as
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
but like I look at the price of something and I'm like, like X number of dollars or pounds for this fries. That's actually objectively not worth it.
Yeah.
But because you've already said to the waiter that you want fries, and you found out that because you've already said to the waiter that you want cheese, and now he's told you it's a couple extra dollars, and now you're gonna retract and take back the
Bro,
cheese.
if
That's
you're
down
on
bad.
a date with a girl, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck if that waiter comes down and says this is like special cheese that costs $100 a slice, whatever. There's 2 slices coming, and like you don't have a choice. You just literally nod and smile. You might be fucking crying on the inside.
happened to me before,
You just
yeah.
take that shit on the chin. If you're like, actually, like, bro, just take it.
Then
on
you
the
shouldn't be
chin.
on a date.
Yeah.
And people say
yeah.
things like, "Oh yeah, but what about if you're poor? You shouldn't like." No, we're not saying you can never talk to a girl. We're just saying like if you are stressed over a couple dollars of cheese, obviously you should be at home just getting your shit together.
Well, like the cheese's symbolism here, like, all right, it's not necessarily about can you afford cheese or not, but you get what we're saying, right? It's like
Because
you're
obviously,
stressing over these
but
small
that's
things.
why I agree with the girl.
You're on the bread line. You're on the cheese line. You need to
Good one.
fucking augment yourself above that line, so it just doesn't fucking matter, bro.
It's not even-
it's a cash flow.
It's
right?
not even just the fact that you can't, because there's nothing wrong. Well, technically there is something wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean there is something wrong with not being able to afford cheese, but it's more so, but it's more so a case of you're on a date with a girl for the first time.
Yeah.
You're meeting her. You're dating her because you think she could be the potential mother of your kids.
Yeah.
And then you wanted the cheese, and in front of her you retracted the $2. Then like. What does
You're
that
done-
show for
you're
the
done,
future?
you're
On your
cooked.
first impression.
You're cooked, bro. You're cooked.
But anyway, I think we've explained that point. But just to
Yeah.
kind of, I mean, even to go back to that point, I like being in Dubai and going on a date with a girl and just like hopping in one of 6 supercars and feeling powerful and feeling good. And if I believe, I also think it's just like a duty to my dad as well. He always told me that work hard, work hard.
Yeah.
Like I do believe I've been blessed genetically in terms of the mind. Like my dad was very intelligent.
Yeah,
I believe
smart
I'm pretty
folk.
intelligent. And I just believe, again, a lot of people don't admit that online. But like ever since I was a kid, I was always quite sharp mentally compared to the other kids in school. I did well in exams, and I believe like if not me, kind of who? Like I've always just a sharp kid. Like I won an award in school for the best at maths, and I was always like that numbers kid.
Like I was always that guy when I was growing up. It's just like, if he can do it, like, why can't I do it better? Like legitimately, like if he can do it, why can't I do it? And I think if you don't.
But what would you say to the people who don't think that? Because we've been blessed maybe for whatever reason.
First thing I would say is, honestly, get your fucking hormones on point. Because if you're a low T, that's a sign of like, lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence, etc.
It does affect your life in more ways than people.
So like
realize.
if you genuinely just don't have that like inner drive, motivation, energy, you're getting up in the morning and you're staying in bed for 2 hours checking your phone. You don't have that just immediate drive. I'm up and I'm going fucking training. or if you're actually depressed, I think one of the first things that should be checked if a guy is feeling anxious or sad or whatever the fuck it is his test levels, bro. Like, because everything comes.
I've actually not got my checked.
Everything comes from like the male energy. Everything comes from our test. So if you're waking up in the morning, it's taking you 2 hours to get out of bed, bro, you probably have low T. Yeah. If you feel a lack of confidence, it's probably low T. If you're feeling just general malaise going about your life, it's probably low T. So firstly, Sabre subs, slam that shit 4 caps a day. This isn't even just like a fucking plug, bro. This is genuine life advice. This is why I don't mind plugging Sabre, because I know it's going to help people. You should plug your shit, bro. I know it's going to actually help people. Yeah. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to train better in the gym. You're going to have more energy. Everything that we do as guys is fucking energy, bro. We were speaking about
if you didn't have testosterone, you're a woman.
Energy.
You're
if
a
a
woman
guy approaches me and he's a low energy cunt, I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, do I want to go for a drink with this guy? He's fucking put me to sleep. Everything is energy, bro. Yeah. And energy from a guy comes from your fucking test. That's a fact.
And to prove it, when you go to the gym and you get a good pump, every man on the planet feels more confident. You can be the skinniest guy in the world. If you got a bit of a pump, you feel way better.
You walk down the street, you feel $1 million. That comes
from the sun.
That is hormone fucking. That is from your balls. That is from your test. That is you as a male. That's all you have. It's their sex drive. Sex drive and work ethic are closely linked, because why do we want to work as guys? So we can get women, right? So work ethic, sex drive, closely fucking linked. If you don't have sex drive, you don't have work ethic. Yeah. You need Sabre subs. Do you understand?
Completely. And they say, actually it's too long of a point. We're running out of time.
But I don't.
But if you're scrolling Instagram and you're just watching all this porn and soft porn and watching this girl shake her ass, you can't have a sex drive, because you're literally jizzing it everywhere.
Basically, you just need to fucking get your hormone profile on point, and essentially just look after yourself, bro. Put yourself out there online, in real life as well. Just start making moves. Start getting in the right circles. You know, paid communities, whatever you need to leapfrog yourself into those fucking brush your shoulders with people you need to be brushing shoulders with, and you do that shit for a year. Keep posting, keep consistent with it. There's no like. I'm a testament to this, bro. I was literally a fucking corporate normie a year ago. We just sold out. I don't know. Did you see the Twitter? I saw the tweet about it. We've got another order coming in for 50k. Like 50k invoice just paid. Like, it's fucking crazy, bro.
And boys, like a year ago, with the guys you're working with, you met them from Twitter, right?
Everyone I've met has been from Twitter.
Same. Oh my god, bro. I get goosebumps saying this, but it's like I was in Pakistan 2 months ago for my friend's wedding. I was actually with him in Bali 2 years ago, 2022 March. Now it's 2024 March. And he's like, now my brother, I'm going to be friends with him for life. I met him through Twitter, and then he joined my network. It's like, people don't realize we're not better than you. We just use the resources you have. Like, you all have the resources.
I've been on Twitter, and I've seen cunts like Hassan and Tay being like, you're a brokey, you're this, you're that. And I was literally like, working my job, and I was just like, they're actually right. Like, you can look at it from two perspectives. You could be like, oh, fuck him. He's probably a scammer anyway. New money's probably this. It's probably
actually, can we talk about that?
Or you can be like,
can we talk about that point?
Maybe he's actually not a scammer.
Yeah.
And maybe he's right. Maybe I am a brokey, and I need to change my mindset.
Because boys, basically, Tom messaged me one time. We're not gonna mention that guy's name. Fuck that worm. But the guy, I'll tell you in a sec. Of course, So there's some guy was basically tweeting out there saying Hassan's a scammer for this and that reason, and then you basically outreached to me, basically saying that
because a lot of the screenshots ended up being verifiably faked.
Yeah, he made them up. It was all Photoshop. He tried to make me look like Sam, this nerd.
I think I said something to the extent of like, yo, Hassan, I can't lie, bro. I'm new to this app. I came on. I thought you were fucking fake as fuck. I thought you were a scammer. Like, I've seen all these things. It's just like,
I forgot about that just now. I remember.
Yeah, I said something to the extent of like, just want to let you know, like, actually seem like a real guy. I was like, I'm sorry if I actually, fucking thought this way of you. That's just kind of negligence from my behalf. Anyway, whatever. Something to the extent of that.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
But like that was kind of almost still my corporate normie mindset, though.
Yeah, it is.
Being I agree, he's got a supercar in Dubai. He's younger than me. He must be a scammer, bro.
Yeah.
That was my normie mindset, bro.
But I don't even like. This is what's sad about the world. It's actually sad. It's like and I think everyone's still actively trying to like negate that shit out of their heads, though. Exactly, like it's the system that's put it on you. It's not even like that's why I don't say things personally.
Instead of seeing a cunt driving a Lambo, he's 21 and you're in fucking Mayfair in London. Instead of saying, oh fuck him, he must be out like whatever this and that. How about instead you think he knows something I don't know, and maybe a conversation with him could help me, or that's fucking sick. In a year I could be there. How different would your life be if you approach things like that?
You can. That's what's so crazy is like I say all these things and people think, Hassan says this and now because they were watching the podcast with both of us. You might be thinking, but they're both saying this.
No.
Like you just started selling a month ago. You're sold out.
Yeah, we sold out, bro.
It's like now they're making waves.
We just put in another invoice for 50k worth of inventory, bro. We're probably gonna fucking.
It gives me goosebumps talking about this stuff because it's like I want you to all understand you can do this. And now, like I said, I'm not Mr. Charitable. I'm not Mr. Philanthropist. The reason why I'm on social media is to promote my private network, New Money, and I believe in the future I'll sell a software company for millions and millions, and I believe it'll be I'm only going to sell something I believe in. That's why right now I've not come out with something that's like clothing, or I only want to put my name to something I really believe in. And New Money, I say this to people in my network: if you don't get value from the community, this is my mum's life. I'll say this: I will mentor you one-on-one. Like that's how confident I am. Like, and I don't want to mentor random people joining the group. Until you've proven yourself. Because I'm busy. But the point is that I'm that confident in the group. Like, I will mentor you one-on-one. Like, I will make sure I will do anything in my power to make sure it's good. True story. You know, Craig, the guy you met the other day. We were doing the first podcast I ever did on YouTube was a 3 hours, 40-something minute podcast. It was basically me talking the whole time. He was just interviewing me, right? And in the middle of the podcast, I got a message from one of the guys in New Money. He was unhappy with something. Got on a call with him in the middle of the podcast, stopped the podcast. And I basically just said, yo, what's the problem? He basically said, the ecom videos I'm watching right now, it's missing the Shopify section. It's only talking about this, and this. I was like, spoke to Craig because he's the guy who runs the ecom section. I said, I will make sure he does this for you. Within a few days, we made those videos. He was happy. So, and I learned this from managing a door-to-door sales team is if you deal with problems quickly and you respond to messages quickly, no one ever gets annoyed with you. People only get annoyed when you ignore them. So no matter which messages I get in New Money, people say, bro, I'm unhappy with this, and this. I'll implement those changes. I'll make those improvements. That's why everybody in the group loves me and respects me because, let me take that back. They don't love me, but that's why everybody in the group respects me because I say it how it is. It's hard not to respect the guy who says it how it is. Like, I'll tell you what you don't want to hear, but it's the truth. Like, I'm only in this position because right now it's 6:54. Then we'll finish this video. And then we'll go do more work. Like, just action.
No, I respect it. Even on this podcast, like some of the answers you've given, you've just been like, yeah, fuck it. Like it is what it is.
Because I only want people to join my network who are like us, who are kind of like based, as they say. So I just say the truth because it only attracts people who fuck with the mindset.
All right, we've got 5 more minutes. Let me see if I can get one question.
What are your thoughts on Sam Sulek? That's a good question.
Okay. What I like about him is I respect his authenticity. He's just fucking real. He's in the car, whatever. He's a shit fucking beat up car. He's driving to the gym. He's doing his sessions. He eats his food, whatever the fuck. He goes to sleep. I respect that, right? But at the same time, I don't think he's necessarily a good role model for guys, especially because, as we know, 97% of people injected the fucking Wuju juice, and they should probably be checking their fucking blood levels, their D-dimer tests, etc. on a yearly basis. I would if I got fucking jabbed with that shit. So the fact that he's probably jabbed and he's on gear and he's pushing to a fucking TikTok generation who are all probably jabbed and who are probably going on gear, that to me is a heart attack waiting to happen. And I'm just going to be fucking real. I don't give a shit if that gets me cancelled. It's a fact that shit is bad for you. Couple that with gear, horrendous for you. And essentially right now he's the beacon for, like, you know, young TikToker generation bodybuilders, and I just think it's a fucking one-way ticket to fucking heart attacks, like, central essentially.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's authentic, I give him that.
Yeah, I completely same opinion.
Yeah.
I respect him. He's doing well. I'm sure he's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
In good shape, as in.
I'm gonna be real, I can't see him getting to 30.
30?
Oh no, bro, I can't see him getting 30.
Wow.
His diet,
I don't know too much about steroids. I never
his diet, the amount of gear he's taking, and
30?
I'm just gonna assume he's jabbed. Like, let's just assume 90% of people our age are jabbed. We're obviously not because we fucking saw through a ruse.
You know what? I said that to someone. I was like, I'm not. And they're like,
bro,
what? Really?
Before I got on Twitter, I was on Instagram, right?
A lot of people are, though, by the way.
Yeah,
I've seen people from Twitter who you might think are not. They are.
Yeah,
like,
of course, bro.
They just lie. Yeah,
I don't give a shit. If anyone from Cork who fucking knows me and sees me on Twitter, sees me on this podcast, they know that I was tweeting out the fuck, like, every fucking week I was posting shit about those jabs way before they became fucking ready, available for everyone. I was saying not to take it, this and that. I had people messaging me being like, you don't know what you're talking about, you're not a doctor, you're not this, they're fucking safe and effective. And I'd go back and forth on them in the DMs respectfully. It's not a case of I'm smarter than you, it's just a case of, bro, I think you need to actually look into this. And legit people doing medicine, doctors, etc., recent graduates of med, after about like 30-40 minutes of going back and forth, they'd be like, okay, it's quite clear you actually know a lot about this topic. I don't know enough to continue this conversation. People just didn't fucking know, bro. They were just literally hearing what they hear on the TV. Safe and effective. Says fucking who? And like, I was beating that fucking drum way before I got onto money Twitter. I was losing followers from it, bro. And very few people would actually, so I'd get like, so I had just a normal, like normie account on Instagram. Anytime I tweet about the jab, I'd lose like 30 followers.
Wow.
Post about it again, lose another 30 followers. But every now and again, I'd get someone that would DM me and be like, you know what, keep posting because I just got diagnosed with myocarditis from the jab. And now I can't jog. Like they might have been like a marathon runner or whatever. Like now I can't jog there. I just keep posting because I'm afraid to talk about my story in case like, you know, people start shitting on me. But like you keep talking about it though because someone has to talk about it. So then I just naturally came onto Twitter and just kept that same energy and like fucking I'm very vocal about that on Twitter. So if anyone says that I'm like jabbed or I'm this or that, like bro, I have receipts out my fucking ass to show the counter argument.
Completely. I think also you can tell with our personality the way we speak on this podcast, like we're the last people on earth to take that shit. Don't vaccines take years and years to actually be built, be created, and then all of a sudden they built this vaccine in a couple months. So it means two things. Either they've just built it in a couple months and it's all bullshit, or two, they were planning this for a long time and it's all a psyop and it's all a...
The vaccine wasn't made for the virus. The virus was made for the vaccine.
I agree with that.
Once you understand that, you understand
billions
you understand the whole psyop once you understand that.
It's just a money game, man. Follow the money. I love that saying. Follow the money. It's like you see a UFC fight, you see a boxing fight, McGregor versus Mayweather. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Follow the fucking money.
Yeah.
Like it always works.
Yeah.
Always works. Follow the money. If you follow the money, it makes sense. Like Dana White. What does Dana White want?
Yeah.
Money.
Actually, sorry, last question that reminded me. I think we've got 1 minute. Just let this run.
Really? Okay.
Why is there such a lack of competition in today's age? This is a classic Dana White quote. He said something to the extent of like,
Savagism.
the TikTok brain nowadays, they fucking can't commit to shit. He's like, run these cunts over. If you've any bit of work ethic, run these cunts over. Why is there such a lack of competition in this day and age?
I'll say Dana White's a G.
He's a fucking G.
I'm sure we'll meet one day because I'm on a good path and I'm sure there's only so many winners, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll all meet Dana White. He's a G, but yeah, Dana, you're a G, bro. But I mean, look, let's get into it. So people watch porn, people smoke weed, people smoke way too much cigarettes before they've even been to the gym once in their life. People are overweight. People are scared to talk to a girl. People are scared to make eye contact with people. People don't learn sales. People don't know marketing. People don't want to learn business. They don't even want to listen to
They're
business.
distracted by other frivolous
They won't
bullshit.
consume useful content like this. Like if you watch this podcast the whole way through,
You probably have a perspective shift. At the very minimum, you'll have a perspective
you've
shift.
learned one thing from either of us. One thing minimum.
Yeah.
At least I would say one thing minimum from both of us. But let's just say from either of us. Maybe I didn't teach you anything. Maybe Tom did or vice versa. So you're consuming the wrong content. So I believe people are just weak because they consume without producing.
Yep.
The thing is, when you only put other people's knowledge on a pedestal, you're like weakening your own knowledge. And it's almost like then you just disrespect your gut instinct, and your gut instinct is very powerful. It's very good to take away what Tom and I are saying and apply it, but also trust your gut. It's not that we necessarily change your life. It's that we've just reaffirmed your gut instinct.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you're watching this content in the first place. Because your gut is telling you, I need to leave my job.
Yeah.
I need to start doing this.
Double down on yourself, invest in yourself, fucking...
Double down. Produce more, consume less, and stop. Like, I get annoyed from other men, like, consuming too much content from women. Like, guys are following all these OnlyFans girls.
Just take...
I agree, but, like,
fresh and
just
fit,
stop.
fresh and fit. All these guys, great content, not gonna lie, so many nuggets to take, but just take the nuggets and bounce. Stop just consuming mindlessly. Just actually start applying it.
Do more.
Yeah, do more,
Think less.
Easy as...
And the podcast, bro. Good one, bro.
Yeah, it's a fucking pleasure. And, thank you.
Bye, boys. That was good, man.
Nah, that was good.
I liked it.
That was good.
I liked it.
That was good. Yeah. Cool. So we obviously just signed off the podcast, and then we finished, and we were like, "Fuck it, let's go for another hour."
Back in the game.
Back in the game for another hour. Some wine, and we're back in the mix. So we kind of had the general conversation as like the first part. The second part was some questions that we had on Twitter, and then the third section of the podcast is basically just gonna be a raw dog. We're just gonna fucking keep it wild. So I don't know, Hassan, how do we want to kick this off?
Yeah, so basically, they said the hours are finished, spoke to the spoke to the staff. I mean, I guess you could say waitresses as
Conviction and cash.
Conviction and cash, the two C's. We
Bend
spoke to
reality
conviction,
to your will.
Told them we'll pay double for the next hour.
Yeah.
You know, we made stuff happen, but yeah.
Yeah.
I believe when people feel your energy, they're also like,
Yeah.
okay, why does he want to do this next hour of the podcast so much? Maybe
Yeah.
he really wants to do something so important. People just think that people are evil and everyone's this horrible person. Like, no, people are actually human. Like, when they see someone who actually wants to do something, they'll actually oftentimes go out their way to make it happen for you.
Yeah.
If they see, like, oh, this guy really wants to do it, they'll be nice and be like, okay, let me do this guy a favor.
Yeah.
People believe in karma and people believe in good things.
Let's just start spitballing ideas here. So, like, one thing that I had was you were going to fly Top Jeet out to Dubai.
Top Jeet, yeah.
What happened there?
Boys,
Why
this
not?
is not
What-
Top G for those.
Yeah,
Top Jeet.
Top Jeet.
So this is a
Jeet.
guy on Twitter. He's got a couple K followers.
So why did that fall through?
So yeah, man. Like I said,
Let's be real here. We're a little bit pissed. Come on, let's keep it real.
yeah, like I always say, as I've said the whole time through this podcast, I keep it real with people.
Yeah.
The reason why I initially wanted to fly him out was just a big marketing campaign. I think.
For those that don't know, give the backdrop. Top
So
Jeet.
this is a guy from India.
Jeet meaning
I don't actually know the definition of a Jeet, but I mean, I think
Indian.
Indian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know the actual. Yeah,
But they get a hard time on money Twitter, especially.
yeah. So Top Jeet was some guy who basically had 0 followers,
Yeah.
50 followers, posted a video, and very, very quickly went very viral. Within a week, had 4,500 followers, had all the biggest accounts, including
Hundreds
me.
of millions of impressions, probably.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Right on
Within
Twitter.
like 2 weeks.
So how he got those followers was just he kept posting videos and put himself out there, and everyone just started following him and fuck with the energy. So I said I'll fly you out to Dubai. He was busy, he couldn't come out, he couldn't get the visas and documents and all that kind of stuff. Then what ended up happening is I said I'll come meet you in India with my boy.
Yeah.
It's like January the 22nd.
What part of India is that?
I can't even remember, bro.
I've been
Like,
to India. It's a shithole, bro.
Yeah, I can
It is
imagine,
a
but I couldn't even
shithole.
remember. I
Yeah.
can't remember which
You
part.
couldn't pay me to go back there. Continue.
But he then was basically saying, bro, I can't have you guys come now because my parents won't let me go there, da da da.
Okay.
Wait 8 days. But then during those 8 days, his clout fell off and it just wasn't worth my time. I
Really?
mean, I'm a multi-millionaire. For me to go, it has
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
worth my time. It has to be value exchange. And the value exchange before is he was growing on social media like this, quicker than all of us. But it was very, very short-lived. I mean, I wish him the best. He's a nice guy, but I'm just saying that the value exchange is no longer there.
So you think like the lesson there being what?
He should have said, sorry, mum and dad, multi-millionaire wants to come see me. I have to go. Fuck
Yeah.
school, fuck uni, whatever. I mean, he's 21. He wasn't
He
in
should have
school.
taken the Tanner approach, our cameraman, and just fucking
Bro,
dropped
he
out
should have
of
done
fucking-
anything to come meet me.
Dropped out of fucking high school.
He would have been on more followers. He would have probably kept his career going because now he's completely washed.
Well, he started a crypto project, no?
I don't know too much about that.
Yeah.
But all I do know is he should have done anything possible to meet the millionaires who wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
But now no one cares about him, truthfully. I still hope to see him do well.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on
Of
the
course,
guy,
yeah.
But I'm saying his career on Twitter is just washed
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
And it's also a point to capitalize on trends.
Yeah.
You have to capitalize on trends. You have to. He had this
had-
momentum.
bro, He has some of the craziest engagement I've ever seen on the fucking app, bro.
Ever.
Ran it up from what, 50 followers to like 4.5k
In a couple
in
days,
like
bro.
like a week, like less
week
than a
and a
week.
half, week, yeah.
Mental, bro.
And then he just
Actually, question off the back of this, which I think was a question we were supposed to address in section 2 of the of this podcast, which we did not, was forget growing a brand, okay, growing an audience. How do you actually monetize one? Because obviously you're probably the fucking OG on Twitter for monetizing an audience. Like
I think, and I work with influencers, so this is
Yeah.
actually one of my main skills, like helping people monetize their audience. I mean, it's just, I don't know if I want to say this. I mean, I say it on my voice notes. Just being a real nigga.
Yeah.
Like I always.
Whoa, bro, you're not black. You can't say that.
Actually, I'm half black.
I actually have a black
My
friend,
mom is half
so
black.
I'm gonna give you my nigga pass for
But
right now.
I am actually half black.
Yeah, okay.
My mom's half black.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mom is full black.
Yeah, so we
I'm
both
half-
have nigga passes. Continue.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's just being a real guy, being a real stand-up guy, right? If people know that your whole brand has been built on authenticity, they'll be like, okay, Tom, when he now sells something, must be pretty legit. He must be, he actually believes in this product he's selling because the whole time he said it how it
I
is.
take it every fucking day.
Right. Hassan, he believes in, he's always said this, this, and that. So that means now that he's talking about new money, he must actually believe in it because he's not sold anything else. He's not sold any clothing. He's not sold anything else. He's only sold this network for the last 2.5 years since November 2021. Jeez, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing he's ever sold since he's been on Twitter. So he must actually believe in it. And the answer is yes, that is the only thing I actually believe in. Right? So when people understand you're authentic, they'll trust you way more. So be authentic. If you want to monetize your audience, be authentic. And also, people can tell by the way I speak and the way I do voice notes, the way I do Instagram stories. I'm very much like, look, I'll even do a video right now on a podcast to show.
Yeah, let's go.
Because I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so this proves that I wasn't thinking of what I'm going to say.
Let's run it.
Watch, I'll do a couple in a row.
Let's run it.
Boys, I'm literally in a podcast right now, look. With Tom, look, you can see the cameras rolling. I literally was making a point how I just do more, think less, and I never ever think I just action. And right now, here I am doing an Instagram story live on the camera right now. This is going to be included in the YouTube video, included in the podcast. I just believe in action, doing more, thinking less. I'm going to do a couple stories for you guys right now to show you guys how I always do so much without thinking. Because if you guys watching this on the podcast or watching this on the Instagram story or Tom right now, if you guys want to understand how I became successful, it's very much a case of do more, think less. Right, that's the first one. Now I post that, and as that's posting, hold on. As that's posting and waiting for it to upload, now I have a couple seconds to think. People say, Hassan, you don't think. No, I have 3 seconds to think now. Okay, what do I want to talk about now? Okay, I thought of my next point. Right then, wait for this to upload. Might take a second.
Yeah.
Boys, but now as it's uploading, look, you can see the bar. That's literally what I do in real life. Obviously, no. Okay, posted. So, post another one. Boys, being in Bali has been fucking sick so far. So I've been in Bali 3 years in a row. March 2022, March 2023, March 2024. 3 years in a row, same month of the year. And it's the best place to be, right? Now, excuse me. I've been to Bali 3 times in a row with 3 lots of new money boys. So the first time was with 3 new money boys. The second time was with 1 new money boy. And then this time I'm with 3 other new money boys as well. You need a network for yourself, because the problem with meeting people from your school and university is they don't necessarily think like yourself, right? Because they might be thinking about other things, they might have other goals in life, but when you meet people online, you know that they share the same worldviews as you, they share the same mindset as you, right? Because that's why you follow the same content, you post the same kind of content. So the best way to meet people is through social media, through your personal brand, or through online communities. So DM me if you're trying to join your money. I'm going to be responding to all DMs very, very shortly.
So Hassan, you're obviously a fucking excellent speaker. Let's say someone just...
That's posting now, but yeah, you got my point. I normally, just quickly, I'd normally do 7 of them. Once, like, yeah. I mean,
but you're obviously an excellent speaker. Let's say if you're like, you know, a bit of an introvert, whatever, you know, don't have experience public speaking, etc. Maybe you didn't go to uni, you weren't doing like group presentations, etc. Whatever you do in college. How can you work on that shit? As a guy that's just like in his room, you don't have much friends, you're a bit of a skinny nerd. Like, how can you get better at actually speaking?
Yeah, so there's a few things.
Because that's the fucking moneymaker, essentially.
It is gift of the gab.
Communication.
I remember my friend told me this once.
Like, I have a tweet on this. It's just like, bro, fuck being a maths nerd. I have a calculator on my phone. AI, all of this, that's gonna crunch the numbers. Like, we don't need to crunch numbers. We just need to speak and portray ideas. That's where the money is: creativity and communication.
Yeah.
So let's say if you're a numbers nerd and you don't have communication skills, how can you like start developing that skill?
I just want to start off by saying I think I'm naturally a bit of a talker, because I've always been that kid in school who's just chatting shit.
Of course.
I was always just like making jokes in school, class clown, talking a lot. My brother's the opposite. He's quite quiet. He's more reserved, which is fine. Yeah. But I just personally believe in life, this world is suited more for people who are more like myself, more like gift of gab people, more like people who just chat. Because that's how you get in the right rooms.
But let's say you're not. How can you work on that?
So first of all, understand if you're not naturally this person, then you got a mountain to climb and you can't avoid this mountain. Because what people do is like, oh yeah, but I'm not naturally a talker. I don't give a fuck. You have to. Otherwise, you just get beaten by people like us who like talking and are good at it. So what you do is you get a door-to-door sales job. You knock on thousands and thousands of doors in a row, get rejected.
I've had so many situations. It doesn't have to necessarily be door-to-door. It could be just cold calling.
I agree. But what I will say, I think door-to-door gives you a slightly different experience, because if you're talking to someone face-to-face, you understand that idea of like, I mean, there's
body language and shit.
There's a physical thing. There's a body language thing. There's more of a danger. Cold calling, you could be in your pajamas and your underwear. Doesn't matter. So I think door-to-door is slightly, I wouldn't say better, just different. Because cold calling in some ways is actually better for speaking, because it's just voice. Whereas door-to-door is the full package of who you are. So I believe door-to-door is very good. Do door-to-door. And I've had so many situations, man, with door-to-door sales where I've been in the house with a guy, let's say, and I'm signing the paperwork where I was going to sign them for a boiler and an underfloor installation. And then their wife comes through the door. One situation noticeably stands out for me. And the wife comes through, looks at the paper, she says, give me that, takes the paper off me.
The wife objection.
Snatches it. Rips it in front of me.
Firstly, if your wife is telling you fucking do anything and fucking ripping papers up, like, you've already lost, bro. If she's already coming in being like, oh, what, you were going to do this, and rips it up, you've already lost.
It's like PTSD talking about
You
this.
have already lost.
Bro, I looked at the guy. Like,
your wife is doing that shit with you,
I wasn't annoyed at the woman. I just looked at
the guy with disgust.
I was like,
bro,
like,
how old are you?
Like, oh, it just makes you annoyed talking.
Imagine your girlfriend telling you what you can and can't do. Bro,
today's true story. No,
they don't even want to tell you.
I'm arguing with my girlfriend right now.
Hassan, they don't even want to tell you what you can and can't do. They want to.
Of course they don't.
They don't even want. They want you to just be the guy just running shit, bro.
Bro, I'm literally mid-argument right now with my girlfriend. She's like sending me paragraphs. Like, you left me early today because we're at this massage place with my cameraman and her. Yeah. And basically there was not a certain type of massage. I don't even know what the argument was, but she was just being slightly, not rude, but just like, maybe we can come in an hour because they didn't have the full body massage. I'm not coming in an hour. I'm busy. Like, it's now or never. Yeah. And then basically she was being a bit like, you know how girls are. Yeah. Just ignored her. Just walked away. Went into the massage room. Left her there. Yeah. Don't know where she is right now. Just, like, let her argue. I ain't taking shit.
Yeah.
That's how you have to be, and they'll never leave you if you're like that.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever. But this guy, back to the point, bro, like, I just want to strangle him.
It's just.
I looked at him, I was thinking like, bro, like,
it's disgusting.
he's like, sorry, mate. No, he's like, sorry, mate. The missus said, sorry, mate.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life. Like,
Yeah, sigh up. And I remember just being so furious. But you know what? I kind of walked away thinking, that's why I'm better than these people. That's why I'm on a different path. Because,
but like, this might sound misogynistic for anyone listening, but it's genuinely not, because if you're going to get with a girl, she doesn't want you to be this blumbering idiot making all these shit decisions. She wants to just feel like she can trust you and you look after everything.
what do girls always say on TikTok? I want to turn my brain off and know my man can.
Exactly.
I always see that meme.
So like, you might listen to this and say, oh, that's misogynistic, a girl should be able to chime in. No, like, you don't actually want to chime in. You just want the guy that is just fucking on it, running everything how it should be done, and you don't have to worry. Your brain's on autopilot. Your fucking nail bookings are booked in, this and that. Like, you don't have to worry about shit. That's what you actually want. You don't want a fucking guy that's making the wrong decisions with a fucking boiler. Like, you don't want that guy.
Yeah, no,
and if you have to step in and correct him, like, that's an issue with him.
It's because masculine energy and feminine energy go together. But the whole point is, if the woman is talking over you, and the whole point is the woman is basically putting her opinion over yours, then she's saying she doesn't respect your masculine energy. There's problems in the relationship. But anyway, obviously we're not saying you. Obviously we all have arguments with our girlfriends. Like, it's impossible to avoid arguments completely. Women are women. But the point is like, yeah, if your woman's talking over you and like trying to decide on a boiler for your household, you're finished. G.
So back to the second one, you mentioned your younger brother.
Yeah.
So obviously you're fucking wildly successful and you're kind of guiding your younger brother. I also have a younger brother. I'm going to do my best to, make sure that he's on the right path.
How old are you, brothers?
Save a shit of time. So he's 5 years younger than me, so I'm 27. So he's 22. And then I've got one that's probably 31, 32.
Are they your full brothers or like different mums and different dads?
No, full brothers. So I have three brothers.
All same mums and dads?
Yeah, of course.
That's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, basically I have a younger brother who's like obviously like the main concern. So like my eldest brothers, they're sort of, bro, trust me. Like my brother above me, he's not only a dentist, he's also a doctor. So he's got both degrees.
Wow.
Guy's the smartest guy probably you'll ever meet. Like legit, like fucking finished like third out of like 170 people in medicine in his degree. Got like top results in like his fucking high school exams in like the country pretty much.
Yeah.
He's a fucking genius. Dent degree and med degree. So he's fine. He's not necessarily business minded like me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So that's how I feel about my dad. Very smart, but he put it into...
Yeah.
He's a hot dog to cardiologist.
Yeah. Very similar.
Do you tell him like, yo, G, like... You're so smart, but then like, why don't you come be in Bali with me and the boys? And
but honestly, for him, and this is why it's so different. For him, it's not necessarily even about like the fucking money. For him, it's just like he was doing dentistry, and he did dentistry. He was working in private practice, putting in like fucking root canals for yummy mummies, whatever we call them. Right, driving the Range Rovers, the husband's Range Rover, all that shit. Right, he was making bank, bro. He was making a bomb, way more than fucking any agency cunt on fucking Twitter. Bro, he's making a bomb. But he was just intellectually, he was capped out. I was like, fuck this, I'm going to go back into medicine.
Wow.
Went back, like, he was already making a bomb, bro. Probably more than he would in medicine. Went back, did medicine. And now he's going to layer dentistry with medicine. Probably make a bomb on that too. But for him, it's not necessarily even about the money. It's just about, like, okay, how can I keep pushing this? How can I keep pushing this? Expand myself intellectually, take on more responsibility, more challenges, more procedures, more this, more that. And that's why it's so fucked, because for me, like, one, I want to actually be standing over something that's actually true to me. So for like what I'm selling with Sabre, I genuinely believe, I take it every single fucking day. I do genuinely believe there's an attack on male energy, focus, and testosterone. You don't need to fucking be a genius to know that fucking the testosterone levels from 1970s to now have been completely plummeted. Your granddad back in 1970 had more test than you do right now. That's a fact. Yeah. You can prove it on a graph. You need a counterattack, and Sabre is a counterattack. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We just have different like perspectives on like how we're going to go about shit, but he's very much so about just like continual learning, this and that, and I'm more so about how can I be in the highest leverage thing I can possibly be in, which is personal brand, e-com, etc. But passing that knowledge on to my younger brother, because obviously he hasn't like cemented himself yet into like his professional career and all this, and I'm trying to like bestow some of my knowledge onto him, and I think I'm doing like an all right job on it. This year he's traveling with his boys, he's doing Asia, Thailand, etc. He's going to finish in Bali, and I'm going to get him into the Royale villa, and I'm going to socialize him with the boys in the villa, and I'm going to try change his perspective. I've already got him into crypto. He's already up a bag now. So his whole like trip this whole summer has been covered already from fucking meme coins and
Once
shit.
they see it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
So
know?
he's already seen, holy shit, I can just make a fucking bag off
Yeah.
meme coins that I've just paid for like a fucking 8-week trip with the boys. What else can I do on this online money space? So he'd eventually probably come onto money Twitter because I can mold him. That makes sense. My eldest brothers, they're already very successful. They're doing their own thing. They're never going to be short of a penny. But my youngest brother, he's a concern for me because I can still mold him. Does that make sense?
100%.
So for you, obviously being a fucking, Dessa millionaire, whatever you are, how are you making sure that you're pointing your younger brother in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know if this is like a different answer than most people would give, but
How is he involved in the operations of Hassan?
yeah, so he helps manage the door-to-door sales team. He helps manage the crypto. He helps me with new money actually as well. He helps me a lot with that. And yeah, they're like 3 of the main things I do. I mean, I have the influencer stuff. He's not involved with that. He's not involved with the e-com stuff. But I'm hardly involved. I mean, I was just a big investor. I don't know shit about e-com. So he's a big part. He's literally my main guy, my right-hand man. But no, I'm sure I'm still the leader of the relationship. And it's not like a ego battle. It's more so I'm just a year and a half older. There's a year and a half age gap.
Only a year, is it? Year and a half?
Yeah, a year and a half.
Fuck.
But I'm just way more driven when it comes to money. Like I'm just, like I said, I think. We had the same parents. Had the same school.
That's okay.
But I think it's genetic.
It's like Andrew and Tristan,
It's
bro.
completely. And
It's like
and
Andrew
a lot
and
of people
Tristan.
don't know this about Andrew and Tristan, but I mean they have the same age gap actually, a year and a half.
Yeah.
But Andrew's a lot more ambitious than Tristan. Tristan's very, very intelligent. He's a very good speaker.
I want to put it out there right now. Firstly, like, I fucking free the boys. Firstly, like, I owe a lot of my success, with even just my mentality for getting onto money Twitter and posting was from the fucking Tate brothers. And I don't care if it's like not trendy now to fucking like be pro Tate or like it's question mark because they're going to jail. I don't give a fuck. I owe a lot of my success to them. I think they're fucking real niggas. Like, what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Yeah, same, bro. I've met the Tate brothers, both of them, a couple of times. I really like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak about them a lot on
Fact,
Twitter.
Yeah, I pay
100%
homage to them all the time, bro.
Yeah, 100% owe them a lot of my success. Actually, quick point. My favorite quote from Tate was "Make it real."
Yeah,
His best quote. I mean, he's changed. He's, as he says, what's the word? Curated his message as he's become more mainstream, which you have to.
of course.
I understand.
Yeah, of course.
But one of his best things,
like OG Tate is probably one of the funniest cunts online.
Yeah,
that goes for
sure.
Tristan as well.
For sure, of course, both
legit
of them.
comedians, bro. If they needed to be.
For sure. And one of his best things he ever said was "Make it real," and it basically just means whatever you say to him, you need to make it real within a week. Make it within a couple of days.
Yeah.
So you say, "Oh, Hassan, I want to start a supplement company. I want to start this. I want to start that." He's like, "I don't give a fuck. Make it real." And I like that mindset so much because it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
People talk too much. People think he's a talker. Tate and Tristan both aren't talkers.
Yeah.
They're talkers online, but they're not talkers in real life. They're actually working. They're always glued to the work. I remember the first time I actually met Tate was basically in a kickboxing fight 4 years ago, February 2024.
Bro, you've been around a hot minute.
Sorry,
if you're fucking
February
meeting Tate
2020.
4 years
February
ago, bro.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known of him for like 6 years now. And I remember I had no money. Again, people always say to me, "Hassan, you're just saying spend more money because you want us to buy your supplement or buy your fucking private network." No, like I'm this guy. Like I spent all my money on the Mercedes-Benz 2020 when I just started my sales team. I actually spent all my money going to his fights. For example, a quick story. So Tate had this kickboxing fight 2020 February. I heard of it from one of my Romanian friends. I heard of it. And I was like, fuck it, I need to go. There was no flights to Romania to make it in time. I was like, fuck it. What can I do? What's close to Romania? Bulgaria. Booked a flight to Romania. I have a friend in Bulgaria from university. His name's Marin. And I said to myself, I'm just going to book a flight to Bulgaria. And he's going to drive me from Bulgaria to Romania. Does he have a car? I think so, but he was sleeping, so I couldn't message him. Trusted the fact that he will drive me over. Basically, he drove me over from Sofia, Bulgaria, where he lives. He took his girlfriend's car to Bucharest, Romania. We actually missed Tate's fight by 15 minutes. So I didn't see the fight. We missed it. Imagine doing a 10-hour journey, or however long it's probably more than 10 hours actually. Imagine making a big journey, you missed the fight by 15 minutes. I was a bit sad, but I saw him for like 20 seconds, spoke to him for 20 seconds, but
That was it.
literally 20 seconds.
But that's an in.
That's in it. But it was 20 seconds. But I just went because I wanted to.
But even the fact you did that, bro, this
That's why I'm multi-millionaire, because
Yeah.
but what happened is I met one of his friends called Vlad, lived with him 11 months later for 3 weeks, and I learned so much from him about human nature and lots of other lessons.
Shout out Vlad, fuck yeah.
Shout out Vlad.
Real nigga.
And then, so when he was in jail and he needed money, of course I'm going to help him, right? This is what I mean. So he helped me then, but then I help him back. And it's like, when you're just a real person, people just help you back. It's crazy how it works. But anyway, Tate's, one of his main messages I learned from him was make it real.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one. But back to the point.
Everyone on Money Twitter owes something to the Tates, bro.
Of course,
I don't
because
give a
they
shit.
in this world where you have people like Dwayne Johnson, you have people like Mr. Beast who have kind of sold their soul for money and fame, and you have these guys, the Tate brothers, who basically said, "We're gonna do it our way." They've changed their message slightly because that's the only critique I see of them on Money Twitter. But you have to dumb down your message. Yeah. I believe as I become more influential, I'll change my message. I don't think I'll be this exact
I will say one
same.
thing. I will say maybe it's a change in the tides. Maybe they know that the fucking court case is going to get dropped. Who the fuck knows? But they seem to be swinging back a small bit to like the OG fucking original, just unabashed humor. Like that's just an observation I've had watching their last like couple of videos. They seem to just be swinging it back to just like raw dog fucking like OG, take from both of them, Andrew and Tristan, like humor.
I mean, I've not noticed that so much because I've not seen the last couple streams and stuff.
I've watched a couple of their last like recent shit. It's been fucking funny, bro.
Good.
Yeah.
But I just know that they've kept the same message, but they've just changed the wording.
Yeah.
But every smart person has done that in human history, so let's completely be real. But back to the point, Andrew's the more ambitious one out of the two. I mean, they happily admit that as well. Andrew is always the go-getter. Yeah. And I think that's just naturally how it happens with an older brother. Yeah. I think the younger brother, like Tristan's obviously very smart, just like my brother.
He's learning from Andrew.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just naturally, I mean, he's a full-grown man. He's very smart. He's very intelligent himself. He's very accomplished himself. Yeah. Great guy. But I'm saying, just like my brother, he's very smart, very whatever. But the point is, like, as an older brother, it's always your role to kind of lead that relationship. Yeah. Because people don't realize they think relationship is just man and woman. Relationship is you and your boy. Yeah. You and your brother. You and your whatever. Even
when, like, Gallagher comes there, like, next month, like, he's bringing his 14-year-old brother.
Yeah, I remember.
He's living in our house, this and that. Like, we're going to make sure that he's getting, like, the full fucking experience. We're going to socialize him. He's fucking daily sparring, daily gym. Fucking, he's 14, but we get him on fucking whatever, Like, he'll come out with us to the fucking bars, to the clubs, whatever.
I had the same upbringing as my brother. Andrew had the same upbringing as Tristan. That means it must just be a genetic thing. Like, I think there are those slight differences in people.
Yeah.
Right? And there's not a bad thing because you need the both of them.
So is your, like, obviously Tristan's like massively successful in his own right. He's like a British, European, I think, kickboxing champion, this and that. Your younger brother, is he more like a behind the scenes guy, or is he still making moves on his own right, or is he just more like is he on Money Twitter? I haven't seen Danny.
No, he's not on Money Twitter, but he's very, very he's behind the scenes at the moment. But that's just because like he just stands up to whatever needs. He just steps up to the plate. Whatever needs to be done, he'll do it.
And like, is he gonna start building on Twitter or what? Like,
don't know. We mentioned
he probably doesn't need to for now.
Yeah, I mean, bro, we're doing very well. We've mentioned it briefly, but if we feel like we not need to, but if we feel like it's a good move, we'll do it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But it's just very much like whatever needs to be done will be done. Yeah. Like, he helps me with assistant things as well. Right now, the McLaren's broken. I'm like, bro, help us, like, just fix the McLaren.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of me fixing the McLaren right now, I'll do this podcast with you.
Yeah.
And then he'll fix the McLaren. But then if the roles need to be switched, I'll do that.
There's
no problem.
There's a lot.
If he goes on a podcast and gets 1 million views, then I'll fucking fix the McLaren. And
but there's a lot to be said for, like, keeping it in-house as well. Just like having people that you can trust, so you're not like outsourcing too much. Like, everything's like in-house. Like, let's say, like, for example, you don't have to hire a guy to do Danny's role. He's just doing the fucking, like,
and that's
massive,
and that's actually probably shout out to Andrew and Tristan. Yeah, so thank you, boys. But that's probably the biggest thing I learned from them.
It's the Muslim approach, as Tate said. He had this take, right? Completely. So it's like everyone in the Western world, you turn 18, you get a girlfriend. Let's say there's 4 of myself and my other brothers. Let's say I get a girlfriend at 18, I fuck off, I go get a mortgage with some random girlfriend. My younger brother, he fucks off, he gets a mortgage from random girlfriend. And my 2 other brothers, they fuck off, they get a mortgage from random girlfriend. It's just like splitting the fucking finances, right? Splitting or whatever, the kitty that you have to build an empire. Completely. Whereas the Muslims, they keep it in-house. It's 12 to a fucking house. All the women at home, they're doing X, Y, and Z. They're looking after the house. They're looking after the empire. While the lads are outside, Uber driving, this, that, working in a restaurant, whatever. Yep. And then all that gets pooled for more assets, more leverage. Yeah.
I think I think the Tate brothers changed my... Yeah.
We want to keep that approach.
I really think that's the reason why... Not the reason why we live together, but just I think the reason why we'll live together in the future, because now we're still young, but in the future even, like the way they've done things is very, very respectable, because you don't see any full-grown men
anyone that's got a network of brothers or even just close friends, like Tates have laid out the foundation for just keep it all in-house, keep it in-house.
Sometimes it's easy
build the empire.
Completely. Sometimes it's easy to forget that, because you just... When something's like so common sense to you and you agree with it so much, you almost think it's like...
Like, imagine, right, if it was a normal... say brotherly dynamic. Let's say Andrew blows up, and let's say him and Tristan, there was always that bit of like fucking competition's always going to be there in a good way, but it can be there in a bad way too, where like people are trying to like fucking one up each other and dick measuring competition, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is like Andrew obviously blew up, brought Tristan with him to an extent, right? And then from them, both of them just said it was a synergistic approach. Then the brand just blew up. What I'm trying to say is like to keep that energy where it's just everything either of us do adds to the kitty is so much more powerful.
I hear what you're saying, but
than dick measuring, bro.
I think I'm sure it's the same with Andrew and Tristan, but with my brother and I for sure as well, is that you don't even think about it like that. I don't have to explain it. Like, I'm sure Andrew and Tristan can speak about this themselves, but you don't actually see it as like, okay, now I'm going to bring him up with me. It's just like, he's your brother, you know?
But you'd
it's
be
like,
surprised how many
I know,
people,
but it's like
rats, bro, out there that
I know, but it's just fucking nuts to
you'd
me.
be surprised.
I know.
Like the quote, like, I really do be your own niggas, like.
I know.
Do be your own niggas.
That's crazy.
I know, but like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
I see messages, I see like comments under their tweets and stuff and their Instagram posts, like it's crazy how close Andrew and Tristan are, and it's like,
it's so honorable.
For me, it's not that
it's
crazy.
so honorable.
No, but for me, it's not that crazy. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy that you guys aren't that close. Yeah. It's crazy that you guys commenting aren't that close, because I see some people.
But it makes me question my whole relationship with my brothers. It makes me want to be like, no, I am going to make sure my younger brother gets the best approach to fucking life, and I would bestow everything I know onto him. If he wants to take it or not, and he wants to go corporate route, this and that, whatever. He's in college, he's smart.
What I've learned though,
fair enough.
You can't make them you.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't want them to be you, because if they were the same as you, it wouldn't work. Like Andrew and Tristan work well together because they're different.
Yeah.
And I work well with my brother because we're different.
Yeah.
So don't try and make them you, but just become so successful they have to listen to your words. Even like Tristan, like he listens to Andrew because he became a world champion fighter, because he was showing that he was training hard. If when Tristan was like, you know, there's that story of Tristan working harder than Andrew, you know, being a fighter and all these things. If Andrew was just sat at home smoking weed, Tristan would have lost faith in him.
Yeah.
So you need to actually back up what you're talking about. You need to back up what you're saying. And my brother was at university. I got kicked out, obviously, for getting into that fight. And then basically I was working hard. And then my brother basically sat there and thought, okay, this guy's making money now. Because actually, one thing what I do is I take them traveling. So
I'm doing this summer with my younger brother.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. That's why I'm mentioning it. So I remember in 2022 March time, April time, when I was here, because I was here for 2 months. Just before my brother started working, he worked with me 2022 June time is when he started working with me. So 2 months before, I took him to Bali. I invited him to Bali with me, and I basically showed him around. And all these things like make him think like, okay, I'm here in Dubai, I'm here in Bali, I'm here in Romania. Because I took him Romania, Bali, Dubai, all these places just to get him.
He's met all the boys, like.
Huh?
He's met all the boys. Like from the fucking timeline and shit, like.
He's not actually met a lot of the guys from Timeline, because he's always just working on stuff in the shadows. But he's not actually met, but he's met the people from my network, New Money, yeah.
So, in terms of Dubai, obviously it's a place I will go to when the time is right. In fact, like, actually, yeah, it's an interesting year this year for me. I probably am going to be kind of like, you know, looking at places that I can potentially set up a bit of a residency. So I might potentially be there within the next couple of months. Like, moving to Dubai, what can someone expect? Like, if you're not making 100k a month, is it all over? Is it, you know, is it game over and it's all doom and gloom? Or like, can you like live a decent life in Dubai on 10k a month? I've seen you tweet about this before. Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you can absolutely live a good life on 10k a month in Dubai. But then again, good is subjective. And it also, you can live the same level of happiness on 10k and a million a month. Like, trust me, you can. In fact, I was probably happier when I was making 10k a month.
Interesting question. Has your happiness gone up with your wealth?
I was talking, so a good friend of mine is H's Tiki-Toki, and we were talking about this. I think that's why we got on along well, because he actually said this to me. He kind of opened my mind up to this whole point. He
extremely rare to find someone.
Very few people are actually making this much money at a young age. And I was like, nah, like loads of people are making this much money. He's like, no, bro, like they're not. Because he was actually the person who opened my mind up to that, because he kept naming names to me, and he said like, I've met this person behind the scenes. They tell me they make this much money, and he kind of opened my mind up to that. So shout out to him. But we were saying, so we were saying, we don't know if we're happy. What does that mean? Like, am I happy now? I've always been happy. Like, I was happy when I got kicked out of uni. I was happy when I was...
Like, when HS was doing those, like, fucking grafting videos on TikTok back in Marbella, when he was, like, broke. His level of happiness, forget wealth, was his level of happiness higher then or now?
We don't know.
Interesting
How do you measure happiness? I don't know.
But it's a full question. It's like...
Because I was in Bali 2 years ago.
The psyop is, money doesn't buy happiness. That's a psyop.
I just
because
I
it can
do feel
definitely
proud of
fix your
myself.
it can fix your issues. Like for example, if you like fucking marital problems, right? Like say
that again?
let's say like money necessarily doesn't buy happiness, but it fixes a lot of your problems, which could be like stressors in your life. But what I'm trying to say is like it's not necessarily correlated on a graph. It's not like if the richer you get, the happier you're going to be.
That's certainly not
that's
true.
a bullshit.
That's certainly not true.
That's bullshit. But the whole money doesn't buy happiness thing is
That's also
also a
bullshit.
psyop. Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's a gray area.
But what I mean is like when you're 10K a month, and especially if it's online income, that is actually financial freedom. You can actually travel
fact,
where
yeah.
you want.
No,
you
I
can
agree.
you can
yeah.
easily book a flight wherever you want.
I agree. Bro, if you're on
course.
10K a month in somewhere like Asia, bro, you're for all intents and purposes, you're balling.
You're a billionaire.
You're balling. Yeah, you're balling.
You can do whatever you want, right? So maybe that's what I'm saying. But yeah, the difference between 2K a month and what I'm on now is astronomical. But the difference between 10K a month and what I'm on now is, and I'm on like a lot, like
It's like a mil profit a month.
yeah, a mil profit a month more, and
It's fucking nuts, bro.
it is nuts. And I'm the same dude, and it sounds weird.
So the
saying-
answer is no. It hasn't changed your happiness.
I got a genius answer for you. What it is I'm the same level of happiness now as I was a few years ago. But if I was still on the same income as I was a few years ago, I would be less happy.
Yeah.
In other words, it was good. That number was good for that level back then because that's what I knew and the information I had back then.
There's new
But with the
goalposts.
information and the opportunities I have now, if I don't progress, then I'll be sad. So if I make the same level of money now, in 3 years' time, I won't be happy in 3. I'll be less happy in 3 years because I'll be like, you know what? I was 24 and I was doing this well, and now I'm 27 doing this well. That's not good. And inflation happens, and no, I've actually got poorer technically, and I've actually got worse because the people on the same level as me, they've got higher, let's say, and I've stayed the same. I've stagnated. And for me, it's all about progression. The reason why I used to love powerlifting so much in the gym, and not necessarily powerlifting, it was like more power building, it's like bodybuilding and powerlifting, is because I love chasing the numbers.
Yeah.
And I would always be chasing strength. That's why I got the 240 kg deadlift, because every week I try and get stronger on deadlifts, and I'd have like a big program and all this stuff because I love the numbers.
Yeah.
It was never a vanity thing. It was always like, I love the numbers. Like I'm a maths guy, so I love numbers. So I think it doesn't necessarily make you more happy, but if you stay at the same level, you become sad.
Yeah.
It's not happiness, but it avoids sadness.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can answer it.
Yeah, like even personally for myself, when I was in college and I was living in like a rat-infested gaff, like legitimately rat-infested, like fucking scraping together what I could just to pay for fucking chicken and fucking, you know how it is in college.
For sure.
In terms of happiness, probably the same level of happiness as I am right now, honestly.
In
I
fact,
can
I might
do-
even dare
I can do
say
more
it.
things now,
Yeah.
but like in terms of happiness, like I'm still happy, like both scenarios. So then you ask yourself, well then what's it for?
I think it's if you're broke and you can't talk to women and you
Yeah.
can't get women and you can't look at people in the eye and you're nervous and you're socially not cool, and then you get money and now you've got a girlfriend and now you can talk to people, then I think it's very much like, okay, you're happier because you've changed a lot about who you are.
Yeah.
But because I felt like, and in fact, that's actually one of
I
the
was
things
never
that gave me.
really missing a lot of those things,
Same.
even when I was broke. Like even when I was
Same.
broke, I was still in exceptional shape.
Yeah.
Still no issues with women. I still was fucking.
Are you the same girlfriend now that you've been with?
No, different. But like, like, trust me, like I've never really had an issue with women. I know it's gonna sound gay and whatever, cocky. I don't give a shit. I've never had an issue with women, but anyway, yeah. So like, my happiness has never actually changed, which is kind of interesting. So then it comes back to the age-old question, being like, okay, well, if it's not happiness, then what are you doing it for? And then it's the bigger question for me is building a family. I would genuinely want to build a big family.
We're not going to mention what I was going to say something, but we're not going to mention it. It's that thing you mentioned to me the other day that I tweeted, and you were like, I'm not
What?
going to mention that.
What?
I mentioned it on our podcast,
Yeah,
but it's something to do with the family point. Probably not what I'm talking about.
I don't. I actually have no
Okay.
idea what you're talking about, but it's fine.
But anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
this topic's interesting for sure. It's because I actually, now that I really think about it, if anything, maybe, just maybe, you could say I was like a couple percentage points happier in uni.
Really?
Potentially.
Fuck, bro.
Because I was cool in uni. You know, I was speaking to new girls every day. I was in better shape than now. I was deadlifting.
You were still running plates or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, whatever.
Even
but-
when you were broke, like you're still spinning plates.
No, I mean, I was in a relationship, but not necessarily I was dating multiple girls. I mean, when I was in a relationship, I wasn't, for the most part.
Yeah.
But it was more so a case of you're in uni. There's girls everywhere. There's young guys everywhere. You're speaking to people. You're socializing. You're having fun, right? So it was more so a case of that, and I was in great shape. And I think your physical shape is actually very linked to your happiness. Hormones, as we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, I was strong. Like, I was repping 180 for deadlift for like 13, 14, 15, 16 reps, whatever it was. Like, 60. I was an animal. I just felt so strong. And yeah, when you're very lean as well, it gives you happiness. Like, that's happiness. Your hormones. When your hormones are in check, that's happiness. When your sleep is good, that's happiness.
For me, like, every year, if I do like a retrospective of the year previous, as long as I'm gaining more freedom in my life.
Power.
Right?
But that's power, isn't it?
As long as I'm gaining more freedom, it's like, okay.
Would you say freedom's power?
Bro, honestly, for me, like, freedom is fucking everything, bro. It's just like, do you have to rely on some cunt to be able to do this, to that, provide for your girlfriend or whatever? But like, if you're reliant on someone or this or minding what you have to say, which is why X is such a powerful platform, or Twitter is such a powerful platform. It's just like, shout out Elon.
Elon's a G.
It's just like, you just like say what the fuck you want to say, and it's just like that, like in a world that's such a cocked world that we live in now with like fucking Zuckerberg and this and that and fucking Google and shit, bro. Like, X is a breath of fresh air, which is why I think people like ourselves like have like a bit of notoriety.
Bro,
on
we've
Twitter.
Inspired so many people.
Yeah,
remember the guy who came out to me in the club the other day, Sean?
Yeah, no, Sean's a legend, by the way. He's Irish. Firstly, there are so many fucking Irish killers on X. It's not even funny. There's so many Irish up and comers. Like, shout out Biohacker. Shout out fucking How You Getting On. You know, Simon. You know, How You Getting On. You know that Irish. Anyway,
maybe I know him. But
he's a big cut. Yeah,
okay,
there's a lot of fucking big guys on Twitter on like the kind of Irish money Twitter scene. But yeah, bro, I feel like I like Ireland especially, and like a lot of people watching this now, that they're gonna resonate with this. It's like, it's the definition of crabs in a bucket. Like, I spoke in this earlier very briefly.
General, really.
It's like the second
you born in Ireland.
Yeah, Cork especially. It's like the second you start doing anything that's like a little bit different, everyone they'll all try to drag you back down. Oh, he's a faggot, that's cringe, why is he doing that, that's wrong, this and that. And they'll all laugh and they'll all this and then say whatever until, as you said, it's undeniable. And then they're your best friends.
Make it undeniable.
It's, oh shit, you know what? I knew you were fucking like good at like talking shit online, or I knew you were this, or I knew you were that.
Funnily enough.
And then they're your best friends. It's like, oh, okay, you were probably in a load of group chats bitching about me,
bro. I
when it was all being sent around. When I initially was doxed as, oh, ClosingUsd is Tom Tracy. Oh my god, like big expose. You were probably the cunts putting shit into the group chats, being like, look at this fool. And like now it's a case of like, oh shit, I knew he could do it, bro. I knew he could do it. He's hilarious.
Yeah. Bro, the same thing. I flew out one of my... Did I fly out or... I don't know if I flew out my friend or he came. I actually can't remember. I don't want to lie. It was my day one friend, though. He came out to Dubai and he was basically just telling me that, yeah, a few people from your school were just talking shit about you in the group chats.
About me, is it?
No, talking about me.
Oh, sorry. I wouldn't be surprised if you said me either. Like,
yeah,
both ways. I'm just not surprised anymore, bro.
It's the same. It would be the same story though with your friends.
The way I see it is this: it's like, okay, who said what about me, and what are they doing? Oh, that's what I thought,
bro. That's exactly that's my mind.
Like, it's like, who said what about me? Oh shit, Tristan Tate. Oh fuck, maybe I'm doing something a bit thing. Oh, it's some bum back home who's doing fuck all. Like, this is the level I'm operating on, bro. I only care about people like yourself. If I heard you were saying some shit that I'm doing wrong, or some guy like a level above me, 2 levels above me, I'm interested. Some cunt back home, whatever. If he's got some bad shit to say about me, I don't give a fuck, bro.
That's actually how I do.
He's probably Myron, bro. You Myron, bro?
That was funny, yeah. This is
legit, bro. You Myron?
But I think we were sidetracked off the other point. But I actually want to go down a different point quickly, which is I actually kind of view the world like this. So back to the point earlier, I said, you know how there's 8 billion people.
Wait, bro. Sorry, we've literally gone over again.
No, it's fine. We have a few more minutes.
We give him a fat tip. We give him a fat tip. A fat fucking tip, bro. I swear, bro. We've milked this podcast. You're getting a fat tip.
You're getting a big one.
Thank you, bro. Just a couple of more minutes. Fat tip.
So the way I divide the world up in my head, so that I don't. The reason why I think I don't care about what people say, not because I do care what people say, but the reason I'll tell you my mind frame, and that'll make sense. There's 8 billion people in the world. 4 billion women, 4 billion men. Yeah. Okay, the women.
Firstly, 8 billion people, 8 billion individual fingerprints, 8 billion unique consciousness. That's a design, bro. Intelligent creation. Continue.
For sure. Let's just move the women over to the side, because I don't believe we're in competition with the women. I believe we're in competition with the other men, right? So let's put the women to the side.
Yeah.
Leave the women be, right?
Of course.
Cool. We've got 4 billion people left, 4 billion men left. Out of these 4 billion people, there's only 2 categories of men. Maybe you could say 3, but let's just say 2. Men that are doing worse than you and men doing better than you. Right?
Fact.
Right?
Yeah.
So keep it really simple. And if you're an ambitious guy like ourselves, 99.9 whatever percentage, depending on which category of life you're measuring on, are doing worse than us. So really, there's only this percentage of people doing better. And as you become higher and higher and higher, there's less and less people doing better. So for example, now me on Twitter in this niche we're on, in like, I don't know how to say this, but like, yeah, in the most polite way possible, I'm probably doing the best on this niche.
Objectively.
In this money Twitter area. So when someone hates on me, the reason why I'm a bit obnoxious and a bit arrogant it appears is because I know what I'm doing financially at the moment. If it's advice on like another category of life, I listen. I'm the first person to be like, I know nothing about this and this and this. Yeah. So you just don't care what people think because you're like, okay, who's doing better than me in this domain, this area? Well, only this many people now. It's like, okay, I'll listen to these people, but I won't listen to all these people. So women, we just put them out of the picture. And then men, it's like all these people are doing less than me. So they either don't like me due to envy or jealousy, or they see me as a threat, or they see me as like crab in the bucket. Let me pull him down. Bucket, So really, I only got the only humans on this planet out of 8 billion who I got to worry about or actually respect their opinion and analyze what I'm doing wrong or trying to improve is the guys who are doing better than me.
Yeah, 100%.
And even some of them might be a bit jealous because they're like, he's an upcoming guy. And so really, there's only a few people.
There's that old like quote. It's like, hate only comes from below. But what I realized is when I was coming up on Twitter,
it's not fully true.
It's not fully true.
And I don't normally mention that because it's a caveat. It's a very nuanced
It goes against the whole thing. Hate only comes from below. It actually doesn't. When I was coming up hard on Twitter, bro, a lot of people coming from up top too, trying to shit on me, which is why I fucked with you so much. I'm not going to name names.
Yeah, I think
Which is why I fucked so hard with you.
Yeah.
Is because all I've ever gotten from you in the DMs is, bro, you're making the right moves. Have you considered this and that? You know, when you come to Dubai, let's link. Just positive shit. And like that's the mentality I want to foster with like guys that are on similar moves and I've seen them fucking making a name for themselves. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just giving off that good energy, but it's like hate doesn't always necessarily only come from below.
Yeah.
It comes from the top also if they think you're going to lap them.
Completely.
If they think you're going to lap them, it comes from the top too.
Yeah. And
I've experienced that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't mention that point often. I've actually tweeted oftentimes like hate only comes from below. And the reason why I keep it so simple, I miss out that caveat, is because it's more of an advanced point. Yeah. And until you really start going...
It's the general brush.
Yeah.
But like the very, very like the fucking exception to that rule is maybe like some guy like myself who was... like as I said, I did about 3 years worth of like progress on Money Twitter within about 8 months.
Yeah.
Right, objectively.
Yeah.
Later, right? I came on, even doing a multi-5-figure month in remote closing in your first year is unheard of.
Yeah.
For me to come in and do that within 6 months and then launch a fucking 6-figure business on top of that.
Yeah.
And then also buy the bottom in crypto. Like all of that is just like a mindfuck, right?
Yeah.
And then meet the lads at RNL and move to Bali and this, a cameraman, the whole lot. Like it's all unheard of. So it's just like, it only comes from below unless the people up top feel like you're going to lap them, which I've experienced.
But I feel like so there's an author called Robert Greene. Have you heard of him?
Of course.
Yeah, he wrote the
48 Laws of Power. Yeah, you've the 48 Laws of Money.
Yeah.
I
took
a newsletter.
Yeah, and he has something in one of his books, and or maybe I heard it from a podcast. I don't read anymore too much. Actually, I read his book 48 Laws of Power the other day when I was waiting for my haircut in Bali, like 2 days ago, because it was actually in the barbershop. I was like, wow, I haven't seen this book in years. I haven't read this book in years, and he has basically a point where he mentions about envy, and he says every human is envious. And I really pondered on that point because I was thinking I'm really not an envious person, and I was thinking, okay, maybe in this situation I was envious about this person a little bit, and because what Robert Greene was saying is you don't like to admit that feeling. But I really would like to believe, and I really would put money on this, and I'd really put me in a lie detector. I really believe I'm on the bottom spectrum in terms of how much I envy people. I really don't envy people at all. Maybe very little. And the reason why it's very, very little compared to other people who's much more, the average person, is because I really believe that everything is attainable.
But as you said, it's something everyone has. But if you realize that you have it, and then just be like, why am I being a little soft cunt? And then just counter.
And then I say to myself, the game is the game.
Yeah.
So for example, like you're saying about the
you might have it, that's fine. But just realize and be like, I'm being a soft cunt, and then counter trade it.
Completely, bro. Completely.
And that goes for everything. Be like, okay, I see a 20-year-old driving a Lambo. He's a dickhead. Wait, hold on. Why did I think he's a dickhead? Oh shit, I'm just being an envious little cunt. Counter trade myself. Maybe I can learn something from him. I move on. That's the fucking game, bro.
It's the game. And
Like,
also,
I was that guy like a year ago, looking at guys like you, looking at this and that on Twitter. I had fuck all following. I had literally 0 followers. I had 0 influence. I had 0 nothing, 0 skills. And I was just thinking, he's definitely doing some bullshit scheme and this and that. The second I left all that shit at the door, I was like, do you know what? No, I actually just need to learn some shit from this guy. Like, everything in my life was just, and I added in prayer, genuine belief in God. Like, I can't describe it. Like, it's all there documented on Twitter, but everything just 10x'd. Namaste.
I completely agree with what you're saying. It's so true. But back to that point, it's like, say you were talking about the people who were worried about you coming up and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And let's say your actual belief is like, oh no, this guy's a threat to me. It's way better to just sit there and think, the game is the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone's self-interested, of course. Everyone wants to do the best for themselves and their family. It's not personal. They have their own dreams and goals like you.
Even people that beef me on the timeline, I actually don't even care. They're just looking after themselves. I genuinely pray for them.
Yeah.
People that beef me on the timeline, I swear to God I pray for you. I genuinely pray for you. I do not care.
Yeah.
The lowest test shit you can possibly do is go back and forth on someone on the timeline. Like, I just...
Especially if you won't say it to their face in person.
Oh, yeah, because that's also... I'm at the
Yeah.
level where it's just like, okay, it's just like, if I genuinely actually have an issue with someone, it's just like, bro, come on, it's a scrap. I'm Irish. I love getting drunk, and I love getting drunk and scrapping. The lads, you can attest to this. Anytime we're fucking out in Bali, this and that, I'm just like, bro, who's come back to the villa and scrapping?
Each other the other day. We had to go.
I'm like, who want, like, we're pissed. Who wants to come back to the villa and scrap? I just love scrapping. It's just like, anyone that's got an issue with me, I promise you, even if we've gone back and forth in the timeline, I don't have an issue with you. But if you want to scrap, I like scrapping. Let's have a scrap. Continue.
It's a good mindset to have because it's never personal. And
It's never personal.
Like, they have their own goals, they have their own aspirations.
Never personal.
And if you understand that...
And if I met them in real life right now, like me and you, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter who I fought with on Twitter, I guarantee you we'd have a good fucking conversation.
I've been in Bali 2 days. I think I've been recognized 6 times.
Yeah.
And literally it's...
Bro, I have a small fucking personal brand compared to you, and I still get recognized in Bali.
Because it's a hotspot for money online, money makers.
Yeah.
But everyone's just been super positive to me. They all are super positive. And they're like, oh bro, you're that guy on Twitter, or I saw you here, I saw you there. I've never had a bad interaction on Twitter. Never,
no.
Because the guys who actually hate on other people, they're the guys who are literal
They're the guys
ones.
who aren't even in Bali in the first place. They're back home in Michigan. In their fucking bedrooms wanking themselves
in their basement.
Yeah, I feel bad because the cameraman here is meant to go. He's doing an overtime shift.
Bro, we can have more minutes or we have to go?
10 minutes. Legend. So we started this podcast at what, bro? Half 4. It's now almost 8:30. We're running.
Shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, we've been running for 4 hours, bro. Legit running for 4 hours, bro.
God damn. That's good. Do more, think less.
So what? Is it 10 more minutes? Is it? Okay, let's keep.
You said 25?
No, he said 10. He said 10. Yeah. We were meant to do, what was it, a 2-hour podcast? I think we're coming up close to almost 4 hours.
We had a little bit of a break, but yeah. I don't know how long it will come out as. It's good.
Yeah, it's fucking decent. We just kept it rolling. So I think we've got about 10 minutes left. I don't really know. I think we just...
I'll ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, fuck it. Spitball them.
You asked me a lot of questions. What are your plans for the future? So right now you're 27. You just said a month ago. So your birthday was in what, February or?
January.
January? Okay, so where do you see yourself 2027 March time? So you'll be 30. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
30. What do you want to have achieved? Is it a certain number of million? Is it a certain number of kids? Is it a certain number of years spent with your girlfriend? Happy marriage or relationship? What is it?
So let's take it a year at a time. So the first goal for this year is...
So next 12 months.
All eggs in Sabre.
Yeah.
All eggs in Sabre. As I said, we're after 1 month, we're already close to hitting. Basically, we're essentially at a 6-figure company after 1 month. So extrapolate that over a year. Yeah. We're going to do a multi-7-figure month.
Yeah.
Multi-7-figure year. So extrapolate that.
Thing is that, see how, boys, when he said that, I wasn't like, oh, he can't do it. He meant to say year instead of month.
Bear in mind, I'm also fucking pissed as well.
He meant to say year instead of month. Yeah. But I'm for it. I'm listening. You can. That's the thing you can.
So our first month right out the gates, we're already smashing the targets that we've set. So Sabre is going to be an 8-figure company within 2 years. Easily 8-figure company within 2 years. If you look at the people who are above us that have just proven the height of this ceiling, how far this balloon can go if you do it right. Let's take a look at Derek More Plates More Dates.
What do you think of him?
You know him? You know Derek More
Yeah.
Plates More Dates, yeah? So he's doing 8 mil a month right now with Gorilla Mind. 8 mil a month with Gorilla Mind.
Supplements a high margin as well.
So
Killing it.
Gorilla Mind isn't necessarily a cool brand. Like it's not really a cool brand, right? By all intents and purposes, like Gorilla Mind, like whatever, like they just have like, you know, they've got good distribution channels, that's about it. But like Sabre is a legit brand that people fuck with. It's funny, people like to be associated with it. Like it's the best on the market. Like whatever Gorilla Mind are offering, we're fucking 2xing it in terms of like ingredients, this and that. So like we are going to get to where they are, if not more, within, it might take 2 years, but we will get there. So while that's scaling, I think myself, I have another business that I want to launch, which will probably launch within the next 6 months. And I'm going to run the two of them in conjunction with each other.
What's the other business you want to start?
Don't want to get into it right now, but essentially it's within like the female space. It's completely unrelated to my brand on Twitter.
Interesting. What makes you want to go down two paths? Because there's that whole mindset of like going to focus on one thing and.
Well, I get that angle. It's just like just focus on one thing artistically, and that's kind of what we are doing with Sabre. But I guess a similar approach to yourself. It's like when you've got money coming in, you've got cash flow coming in, you kind of want to be a bit stupid to not utilize it. But
then okay, so that's the next year.
That's the next year.
So where are you lying in 2 years?
After that,
2 years after that.
Honestly, bro,
it's hard to say, right?
The way that it sits right now, like in terms of like the government and like free speech laws and like in the UK. So obviously, like I've been in the UK for the last 2 years. And now the fact that you can get arrested for tweeting this and tweeting that, technically, if you were to
I feel like that's not real, but it is. It's
no,
it's
very real, bro. It's very real. There's been 3,500 people arrested on Twitter in the last year in the UK for tweets. There's been 3,500 people.
If this isn't a sign to just,
this is what I'm saying. Is that you need to be stacking cash and get to the point where you can fuck off. But that's where you should be aiming to get to. Just be country flexible, because these laws are coming in, and like. Soon it's going to be hate speech to say, you know, X people are bombing X children. Wait, is that not genocide? Soon that's going to be hate speech. If it's not already hate speech. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. But you can't mention them because they're protected.
Completely. That's why I'm always telling people to get rich in a rush.
Like you do not have time.
Bro, I
do not
say
have
this to
time.
people. I say like you have about, I believe you have 3 to 5 years to get rich.
You do not have
and people
time.
think I'm saying that because like, oh, Hassan's just trying to grow his brand
time,
and like
bro.
cause fear and controversy on the timeline.
No,
like I believe that, and the reason for this isn't because like right now we're in the greatest bull run era, and no, not for that reason. I believe it for a reason that people don't mention enough.
The walls are closing in, bro.
Not even just that. I believe that, but not even just that. It's more so a reason people never really mention, which is, let's say right now you're 27, I'm 24. And let's say we didn't have any money, we didn't really...
If I didn't go to college and do all that shit that I thought I was doing really well, I'd probably be on the same path as you right now. But I'm not, because I wasted a shit all the time chasing the corporate fucking cock ladder, thinking I was doing well, wasting my time.
100%, but let's just say I'm talking about people like complete beginners right now, our age. 24 or 27. The reason why you only have 3 to 5 years to get rich is because after 3 or 5 years, I believe that eventually you're going to be like, you know what? If I haven't made it yet, when am I going to make it? I believe you only have a certain number of years where you can sacrifice, be disciplined, give up on social events, give up on family events, give up on your friend's wedding, But it's also, party.
You only have so many years in you where your fucking T levels are maxed for taking risks.
Yeah.
So like if you get to 28, 29, 30 and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't take that risk. Bro, you're cooked.
Yeah.
Which is also why I believe so much in my fucking product, because it's like, bro, the later you are getting into your mid-20s, late 20s, you need to be maxing the shit out of your test to make sure that your energy is fucking optimized. So you keep on making these moves, because the second you fucking quit on that, you quit on the dream, you quit on everything.
Completely.
Everything goes back to your fucking your test, bro. As a male, everything is back to your test. Confidence, sex drive, work ethic, everything is related to your test. SabreSupplements.com.
It's true. It is true though. It's true. How you view the world completely depends on your health and your physical health. That's why like when you go to the gym, you feel so much better. It's like in COVID, I was starting to feel kind of depressed because I wasn't going to the gym. All the gyms were shut. I couldn't afford the actual gym weights because that was back when I was like broke. And I only had like a dumbbell. It was like 15, 16 kg, whatever. I could do every exercise with that. I was trying to do chest press for 16 kg dumbbells. Like it's too light. So yeah, you need to be going gym, you need to be eating well, you need to be, looking after your hormones and all that shit, for sure. But the reason why I believe you only have 3 to 5 years to get rich is because there's only so many years that you're going to work on your ecom brand. There's only so many years you're going to be in Bali with your boys. You won't be 42 with these guys in a Bali villa. It's just like,
this is the building stage. This is the building stage.
There's chapters and seasons, and I believe the most depressed people in life are the people who miss the seasons in life. If you're 42...
But I want to add to that right now and say, anyone who's on Twitter and is listening to people saying, oh, be the lone wolf, fuck being in a group of people, prey mentality, hang around in a group. You see some of these fucking gay-ass retard takes.
We both said it at the same time.
Being like, bro, fuck being in a group, bro, prey mentality. I'm telling you right now, they're just coping for being an autist and not having the social skills to actually make friends. The fastest you're going to level up in the online money space is by being in a group of people with fucking friends, similar mindset, etc. You don't have to look any further than RNL to realize that. All of us have fucking 10x the growth we would have had if we kept solo on the timeline.
You know what it is, man? Oh, maybe we should wrap up with this.
And also, RNL stands are really nice guys. Depending on who's asking. If my black friend's here to answer the question, it's a different question. Yeah, it depends who's depends who's asking. But the politically correct question is really nice lads.
It's like, you know what it is, man? People will be in competition with their own friends. Back to that point about envy and people hating on you from above. It's like what people will do is they'll hate on the couple people in their circle, the couple of people from their school, their hometown, crabs in the bucket. When it's like, again, back to that point. That's what I mean. These points, do more, think less, and 8 billion people are so powerful because you can extrapolate them at any point. And it's basically like, if you understand there are 8 billion people in the world, why would you care if some guy from your school is a multi-millionaire? Because you realize that so is Drake. Why aren't you angry at Drake? Why are you angry at me? Why are you angry that I bought 6 supercars cash when you could be angry at Drake? Why are you angry at me when you could be angry at Mr. Beast? It's like, why are you in competition with someone from your own hometown, from your own school, from your own uni, from your own social circle, from your own Twitter time, It's like, be angry at all these other people. So whatever I do is I think, okay, this is the best example.
They have that energy.
Me and you, Royal Rumble. Imagine it's Royal Rumble, like Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Or like, no, Royal Rumble's like the WWE
fucking
thing.
Fortnite or
what's that Fortnite thing called? Battle Royale. That's it, Battle Royale. I've never played Fortnite, but I've heard my brother say this.
Same.
Battle Royale or Royal Rumble, whatever you want to call it. Let's say it's a competition for survival, right? We're all in a Royal Rumble to the death. Or Battle Royale to the death. Would you rather us on the same team or against each other? You'd rather like as many strong guys as possible on the same team.
Bro.
It's like, okay, let's say I'm number 3, you're number 2, and there's another guy number 1. That's fine, I'm alive. Like we're winning, we're all one. We survived against all these other 8 billion people. Why don't we just team up together and be in competition with every fucking other person on the planet? Why are me and you, let's say, in competition?
RNL/new money. This is what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. Why are we in competition, let's say, when we can just outcompete the other 8 billion people? Like if I'm in a battle royale, I'd want all the people on Twitter on my
all the boys making moves.
The fuck?
I want their moves on my team.
Because then we'll just go, take out this guy from the game, take out this guy from the game, take out everyone, battle royale, we survive, okay. Then we'll see what happens at the end. It's okay, it's a bit of competition. Okay, this guy's number 1, this guy's number 2. Okay, let the chips, let whatever the saying is.
Figure themselves out after.
Let it figure itself out. But if we survive to the end, then we're all multi-millionaires anyway.
But even getting at the point,
who cares if one guy has 71 million, you have 62? It's the fucking same. It's the exact fucking same. So the point I'm trying to make is if you're in a battle royale to the death, you'd be completely focused on teaming up with people, combining forces. That's how big businesses become huge.
Adding value.
Look at the richest man in the world, the Bernard Arnault guy, whatever his name is, the Louis Vuitton owner, the guy who owns Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all these brands. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, he wants everything. Prada, combined, richest man in the world.
Easy as. Well, I think we have to go because our cameraman is literally fucking...
bro. Boys, now that's the official end of the box. See you guys soon.
Yeah.
Check out links in the description.
SaberSupplements.com. Fix your fucking hormones because you're probably a little fucking skinny bitch.
Check the links in the description. I don't know whose channel it'll be on. Maybe both. But yeah, check
probably
out.
both. Yeah.
Bye, boys. Take care.